All right, this next one is an Asmon viewer. I'm bringing him up.
Oh.
Vacationers, you are muted and welcome.
How's it going, Destiny?
Pretty good. How's it going?
Pretty good. I just want to first say that I am not a fan of you. I am a fan of Asmongold.
Okay.
Uh-oh. So what do you want to talk about exactly? So honestly, it kind of seems like you're kind of, I know people use this term a lot, but I feel like you do have Trump derangement syndrome. I'm sorry.
Why do you feel like I have Trump derangement syndrome?
Even right when you started the stream, you said something about the Venezuela thing. I mean, I feel like that's one thing we could all agree is, like, obviously good. Happened in like an hour, and you somehow found a way to... Do you think it's good then, do you think that it's good that we deposed Saddam Hussein? Sorry, can you repeat that? Was getting rid of Saddam... can I ask how old you are? I'm just curious if you were like alive and during like the Iraq War. Okay. That's fine. I'm not trying to age. I was just curious because sometimes I feel like impressions of that might change based on age. But do you have like an impression of like the...
In a way, it kind of low-key is, right? A little bit demeaning, but he tries to put it in a way where it's not demeaning, right? Yeah.
Iraq.
Because he could have just asked, oh, like, were you there during the Iraq War? Like, were you there? Were you not there? Like, how much do you know about it, right? Like, that's the easier way to do it. But it is kind of a power move, right? Like, I think that it is a power move by Steven on that part to ask for their age, 100%. But, you know, yeah, he tries to play it off as something that is, like, that has a purpose behind it, right? But anyway, whatever.
Or feelings about the Iraq War that the United States did where we got rid of Saddam Hussein?
I have absolutely zero position on that whatsoever. Absolutely zero position.
Okay. Why do you think Trump... Well, here, let me propose a positive argument. So I would say that deposing Maduro as a leader was not good because the president was acting unilaterally with unclear motivation. And the effects of that are the United States becomes less predictable. We destabilize the world order. Everybody, especially South America, is going to be looking at us a little bit weird. And we have no guarantee about what comes.
Reading about something doesn't hit as hard as living it. Yeah, because the entire like will of the people changes over time. And you really, really feel it like in your fucking gut sometimes.
Next, there's a lot of indecision.
Who the fuck cares? There's a dictator who was running the country, sending drugs here, and now he just took over.
Should we take over every country that has somebody running the country who's a dictator?
They're killing Americans, yeah.
How many Americans has Maduro killed?
It's untraceable because it's so high. I would say in the millions if you include all of the... I mean, it depends. Every death from a drug is probably... Like, it's impossible to quantify.
Do you think we should invade and depose the leader of China?
Are you sure it's impossible to quantify? You think that we can't measure, like, how many people die from drugs every year? How many people die from specific types of drugs every year? How many people die... Really? And you can't measure, like, from which countries it's coming from. I think that these are all, like, really easy to measure. It's, like, one of the easiest things to measure because people are obsessed with this.
I know, Xi Jinping or Putin, the leader of Russia.
Oh.
Aren't those guys dictators?
They're not sending drugs here. There's kind of a difference.
Isn't one of the big talking points for...
No, China is sending drugs over. No. Again, like this discrepancy in information. China is also making like fucking... There are Chinese cartels that are making shit, okay? And sending it over. It's happening.
South America is the precursors and everything for...
It's such a silly thing because maybe it's just because like people have yellow fever in the Trump administration, but then people don't really have a fucking like brown people fever. But hey,
fentanyl became cheaply available. Wasn't that one of Trump's big reasons for hating China? Is because a lot of the fentanyl was coming from China through South America through to the United States.
I have no idea. Basically,
let's say if that was true, would you support us regime changing in China? If what I just said was true, and if Trump had said this over and over and over again?
Absolutely not.
I would probably support regime changing in China more than Venezuela. How much can Venezuela affect shit compared to China, right? Like, sure, it's not good for business. Sure, I'm sure, right? But at the same time, like, who is the one doing the Uyghur genocide exactly? It's China, right? I feel as though, like, maybe as, like, the policeman of the world, maybe you should be able to, like, deal out justice and deal out, like, this type of shit against people who are, like, conducting genocide, right? If anything, against Putin, against Xi Jinping, but whatever.
Why not?
China is a 1.4 billion population country? What?
So we should just regime change the countries that we can get...
Wait, why the fuck does the population matter?
Get away with it really easily and quickly.
Sorry, I'm pausing too much. My bad, okay? Yeah. I should stop doing that.
It's a benefit for everybody. I mean, I don't know.
Don't you think that...
Illegal?
What?
He's the executive branch.
Don't you think that creates like a bad and unstable world where nobody knows if they're about to be invaded by somebody else or not? Like it causes people to act with low trust around the world towards each other?
It's always been like that, though.
Has it, though? It hasn't really, though, right?
Yeah,
it really isn't, though, right? Like since the fall of the Soviet Union, it's not really generally just countries invaded. Yeah, it's gotten a lot better because people generally don't do that anymore, right? That's not what we do.
I would agree.
So it hasn't gotten better? Why would we...
And you don't want to normalize this, but like as the United States, you have to set a role model, okay? You have to be a role model for this type of shit as well, right? This like blatant, like crazy strong arming is probably not really good when you want to be the leader of the free world, right? There's nothing free about kidnapping a world leader instead of negotiating with them. But if they're not willing to negotiate, then fine, okay? Then fine. But at the same time, at least make the purpose clear. Your purpose is never to like keep drugs out or anything. It's because you want to like like consolidate more power within the executive branch, right? Because if you skip like declaring a war based off of Congress, right? Because Congress should be the only party that should be allowed to declare a war, right? If you're breaking laws in order to make these like actions happen, then you know what? You're trying to consolidate power. That's what you're trying to do. Ultimately, this is a move to consolidate power. If you're gonna be trying to do things like that, all right, at least be honest in what you're doing. You're trying to consolidate power and not like this stupid fentanyl excuse or some shit.
Go worse by invading people for no reason.
What are you talking about? Because there's a guy sending drugs to the country who's not even officially the leader. People are celebrating in Venezuela, which you admitted when you started the stream. What are you talking about?
So should we...
Look, I know you're way more informed than me on this. I'm willing to admit this. I'm not super online, but
No, my issue. Well, hold on. My issue. The issue that I have is that it's a very. Well, I understand what you're saying. It's a very short-sighted way of viewing the world. Like, if we think there's a bad guy, like there can be things that there can be a bad thing, but there could be like processes and procedures to alleviate the bad thing, right? Like if you had a huge pain in your wrist, you could get rid of that.
Yeah, nobody's talking about the Epstein files anymore. Just FYI, okay? When the victims of Epstein came out to talk in front of some government building, Trump flew planes over them in order to make it too loud for them to be heard by the crowd. Like, that's how petty he is. I wouldn't be surprised if, like, part of his calculations for doing this is to try to consolidate support in MAGA again, to stop the infighting in MAGA over the Epstein files, right? To, again, rally them behind this, like, this authoritarianism, right? To motivate them to be behind, like, a despot of their own in the United States, right? But
pain completely and unequivocally for the rest of your life by chopping your arm off. But you wouldn't do that, right? You'd say, well, we should go from, like, smallest fix to down, like, a continuum of fixing things, right? The police officer shows up at your house to, you know, serve a subpoena, and you get into a fight.
Because this Epstein shit, like, Trump doesn't have any good solutions for it. Like, he is really struggling. He is really struggling with the Epstein shit, right? So he's like taking drastic actions at this point. Yeah,
that might escalate into you getting killed if you like literally start shooting at the cop or something. But that's the cops are going to open fire immediately as soon as he comes to your door, right? You move down like a continuum of things, and I feel like for dealing with somebody.
Also, does Congress mean anything anymore at this point? Like, what the fuck? Hello?
Like Maduro, especially when you're a huge country, especially when you got a ton of resources available to you, like this should be how you function. Does that make sense? Like you don't just go for the most nuclear thing right off the bat, because it creates an unbelievably unstable world where now everybody's looking at everybody like they're about to invade each other. And
another historical thing that I can kind of point at is like with NATO. Do you know what they were doing with NATO? Oh my gosh, shut up. Oh, kind of blah, 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 blah. What NATO has done before dropping bombs on Yugoslavia, right? The Yugoslavic bombings, okay? Is that Serbia, okay, and Yugoslavia, whatever, same thing, okay? They already shot down like NATO planes. They already shot down NATO shit. They've already done this shit. They've escalated the conflict and rejected diplomacy and continued to genocide. And that was when NATO had balls, okay? Balls to do the thing that they were meant to do, right? And then they just ended up dropping bombs, which ended the Bosnian genocide, right? Man, I wish these times would return. Like, just stopping a genocide via bombing, that's a worth it trade-off, in my opinion. But again, it's just stupid, whatever. Like, there are steps of escalation.
It's harder to get trade deals done. It makes it harder for intelligence cooperation.
Sorry.
It makes it gunks the wheels up on literally everything.
Yeah, but if Biden would have done this, you would have celebrated it.
Why do you think that?
Just based off the things that you say, celebrating deaths.
Wait, what is the thing that I celebrated Biden doing that you think is an analog to this, or that like I celebrated Biden doing, I wouldn't have celebrated Trump doing?
True.
Just the entire operation. The operation.
Wait, that was the most non-responsive thing in the world. What is the thing that I celebrated Biden doing?
Oh, that you already celebrated?
Or I'm curious, like, what in your mind, what is foundational that has caused you to think that I would celebrate Biden doing this?
I would support Biden doing this because he's doing it for the right reason.
For the Venezuela
Does that make
thing,
sense?
Not the Venezuela, the Somalia thing. It's like I expected you to honestly say how bad it was and everything, but you still find a way to defend it. Like, not defend it, but go light on it.
What am I going light on?
What is this madness?
The fraud seems like a pretty bad thing that you're kind of going pretty light on.
But I think
what I've seen, I haven't seen too much of you talking about it.
Sure, I think fraud is bad. I think that when fraud exists, we should prosecute it.
It's not enough.
What?
That is not enough.
What's not enough?
Just saying it's bad. These people have to go. Not all.
Wait. What do you mean these people have to go? If you commit a crime.
Oh my god, come on. That's not.
No, hold on, I'm not making a race thing, bro. I've been saying fucking the N-word and everything on the internet way before you've been alive. I promise you. Okay, please don't. That shit doesn't work here. Okay, that's on other live streams. Okay, what I'm saying when I say these people, I'm saying like even if you've committed the crime or whatever, when you say these people have to go, you go to jail. You don't get deported for committing crimes in the United States of America.
Well. First of all, we don't know even if they're here legally. Number one.
I'm gonna get cancer.
Wait. That's a totally different. Wait. If they're here illegally, then deport them.
If they're here illegally, they have to go.
Yes, but that has nothing to do with crime they've committed, right? If they're here illegally and you want to deport somebody for whatever, then fine. But that's totally unrelated to the crime thing. Now, if you find out they're here illegally, but also even at that, I don't even know if you agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that. Do you really think they should?
You gotta go back. You gotta go back to your country. If you come here, you have to be on your best fucking behavior.
Hold on, I'm curious. Let me just test that for 2 seconds. If somebody came here and they lived here.
Active punishment. What the hell? Oh my lord. Hold on. No. Sick. Wait, why is this frozen? Sorry?
For 5 years illegally. They stole $100 million and they were living like a king for 5 years in the United States off of stolen taxpayer money. And then you found that out. You would just deport them?
Yeah.
Didn't they get
so?
Isn't that like the best deal in the world for them? Like they basically have no punishment, right? They came here, they got to live like a king, and they got to steal from American citizens, and they got all their fun shit, and now they just get deported back to their country. They don't even get jail time. They just go right home.
Somalia? Well, seize their assets first. That's what Asmongold.
Sure, you can seize their assets, but like still, they basically live for no punishment. They just go back to Somalia, which, as you would agree, right? They should have been there in the first place. It doesn't even matter, right?
Yeah, but I don't know why. This is what it goes back to what I was saying about you. You're not defending it, but you just like why don't
That's
you think
me, by the
people
way?
that steal stuff? You think so? You basically are saying
What
they
do
should
you
put it
mean?
in America. That's what you're proposing.
We have a punishment for certain crimes in America, and I think
What do you mean that's me? Who? Are you vacationers? Like you're vacationers. Wait, why do I have the audio so high? Oh my god. Go 480. I'm just here for the audio.
certain crimes in America, and I think they should be dealt out the punishment. Yeah.
So if a Somalian came here legally, but they stole $100 million from taxpayers, should they get deported? Yes or no? Legally. If they were born here.
Wait, legally?
Ha!
Oh no, of course not. What do you mean? If they're American
Isn't
citizens,
that
no, you don't deport people who are American. What would you
name?
deport them to?
Okay, yeah.
I need more
I think
verification than that.
highlights your position because Asmongold is basically suggesting that their assets should be seized and they should be deported back to where
Wait, do you think you should deport somebody who's an American citizen?
if they moved here and stole hundreds of. I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, that's more of a Asmon. I don't agree with everything Asmongold says.
Sure.
I agree with most of it. I think he's a good news source.
Okay. With the Somali thing in particular, so when I say fraud is bad, you cut me off. I understand it's fine, but I think it's bad and it should also be investigated, prosecuted. People should be held accountable, right? I think my issue is that in the Biden admin, this was happening, right? The big cases that everybody wants to cite to take credit for as hundreds of millions of dollars of fraud or whatever, the feeding
need
your
proof.
children or feeding our future or whatever, like that was found under the Biden admin. There were like 90 people prosecuted for this crime. Like that was a good thing.
Good.
Yeah, that was a good thing.
They
Yeah.
should have went way fucking harder.
Well, what do you mean? How do you know? What do you mean they should have went harder? What does that even mean?
They should have went harder against the.
Dude, this guy is even talking like Asmongold. Like, do you guys notice? Like, good, like the way that he says good or says good. Sorry. Like even that is just so God. They even inherit his speech patterns. And by the way, it's not even like good speech patterns. Like you learn how to be a better debater from Destiny, right? Or you learn like several debating behaviors that would improve the way that you engage in this kind of content. Like they're like inheriting all the retarded like fucking ways to talk. Good. Like even the fucking accented O in good is like good. Oh my god. They're like ugh. Can you just imagine another generation of people whose like fucking mouths are like elongated in the way that Asmongold is, like a celebration of being retarded essentially. Oh my god, dude, it's just so cringe, dude. Oh my god. Anyway.
The organization?
Well, but you don't know how hard they went. You don't know if there was more. You have no. You're just that's like a totally baseless statement. How do you know?
Obviously. What?
Like at least
We're still doing it today.
At least I know
What do
that
you mean?
Who's doing
like
what?
Destiny debaters are slightly better.
Did you watch Nick Shirley's video?
Yeah, it was a horrible video.
Even though they're still insufferable.
But why not just
hey.
address the actual claims that are being made instead of focusing on like
Sure, give me one factual claim that you think that video made.
one factual claim that the video made?
Yeah.
Well, that there's fraud going on in small.
Okay. What part of the video demonstrated? What part of the video demonstrated fraud?
Oh yeah, the part
You're
where they
buying
went
the
to the
mag?
daycares.
Yeah.
They had the paperwork.
Okay, that
Yeah,
paperwork that you're
receipt.
talking about, you have no idea where those numbers come from, right? I don't. I couldn't find a source
Yeah,
for any of it.
they didn't go in on that, but
Don't you think? Wait. But wait. Isn't that? Wait. No, it's not the technicality of it. The claim was that one, they're getting huge amounts of money from the government, but there wasn't any proof of that ever in this video,
You're
right?
denying that. You
But
don't
wait.
think they got the money?
I don't know. Did they? Wait. Was there proof of it in the video?
There's proof of it from the prosecutions under the Biden administration.
No, there's not. The Biden administration go to daycares. They went after a charity organization.
Oh, so you think that so you think that the whole thing was a lie?
I think
All
that
of
the
this
video
was
was
a lie.
bad. Yes.
No. I'm asking about if you actually believe that there is zero fraud going on at daycares.
You're asking me a fundamentally different question there. There might be fraud going on, but if there is, the video didn't demonstrate any of it. It failed tremendously to demonstrate anything at all. Because even this very first thing you're bringing up, which I agree is important, and it would have been nice if they actually gave some context for it, we have no idea where any of those numbers came from. There was no proof of that. There was no source of any of it. It was just a crazy dude who works at some construction company waving around a packet of papers.
I mean,
Isn't that a problem?
but-
What do you mean you guess? Isn't what I said exactly correct? What I just said. Isn't that exactly what happened? What do you mean you guess?
I mean, you can criticize the video, but the actual substance is what I'm.
Oh, but wait, how can you get to the substance if it's not being presented?
Because it led to investigations.
No, it's leading to ICE showing
Video
up.
led to it, not
No, there's no, what do you mean investigations of this current DOJ? We don't know if anything's going to come from that. You can't speak to any of that. You could be agnostic on it now. If you want to be like, well, I don't know, we'll see where the investigations go. But that's not the statement you just made to me. You said that there was
What are
for
you talking about? I'm pretty sure they just shut down all funding to all. Or I don't know. This
Yeah,
I don't
and maybe announced that they were going to, but that's not an investigation. That's just retributive action. They're not doing this because they found fraud. They're just doing it because they're reactionary.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how government works. That's kind of.
Well, let's say that they don't find any fraud then. Wouldn't that be a really bad
The
thing?
argument you made with Biden waiting 4 years to pass the border bill?
No, wait, hold on. Wouldn't it be really bad if they shut down all that funding and then they finish their investigation and they don't find any fraud?
I mean, yeah, but it's obvious that there is fraud.
Okay, so then if they don't find any fraud, you're gonna say, wait, if they don't find any fraud, then you're gonna say, yeah, that was a huge mistake and they never should have done that.
That would be horrible if there was no fraud, but I'm pretty sure it's obvious there is.
You're pretty
It's
sure it's obvious, but you've seen no
obvious.
evidence for
Made
it.
everything up.
Who?
I think the guy that he was with just had. Like, what do you think those papers were? You think they were he just
Bullshit?
Google
Yes.
Doc and just.
Yeah.
I think he literally just created them.
Yep.
The whole thing was.
Yeah.
People lying on the internet?
You know why I actually know that to be the case? You know why I know?
People lying
I
on
need
the
to understand. So you
internet?
think he literally went to Google Sheet and just wrote fake numbers down?
Not necessarily fake, but pulled them from bad places and knew that it was bullshit. Yes. But wait, do you understand?
Always. You think those daycares are not fraud? Or actually, sorry.
Wait, hold on, wait. Here's it's the easiest thing in the world. Because if those numbers were real and he had a good source for them, you don't think that would have been plastered all over the video? He would have said, go to this website and look this up here. Look, you can see all these numbers here. Look at all this stuff that you can look at.
Somebody watches YouTube all the time. People don't actually care about seeing the actual sources. They just want to see the actual video that's being made for entertainment. But that's an entire
For entertainment? Oh, so then it wasn't journalism.
Now, I wish I had snowballs to throw at this thing right now. I wish I had wait, oh my hentai. Oh my hentai. Oh my hentai. Oh my god. Wait.
It wasn't anything good. It was literally just a LOL entertaining video then.
journalism. No, it's not. It's not really. Well, I mean,
So it was an entertaining video that got all the state funding pulled from daycares and feeding centers and everything else, and that's epic and based? That makes it even worse, doesn't it?
if it's not true, obviously, I think everyone would agree.
Well, but now you're saying it was just an entertainment piece and it's not even journalism. So what do you mean? Why would we start any investigation off the back of an entertainment piece that...
Just, I've never heard the argument be made that all of this is fake. Most people, like the guy's video, the guy, I think his name's Adriac, he admitted that there was at least fraud going on.
Yeah, but Atrax video was also dog shit, but that's because nobody watched this video or has any understanding of how to like put together like a coherent argument. But you haven't refuted a single point I've said. You have no proof. I'll give you, a couple minutes right now if you want to look. You don't know where any of that guy's numbers came from, right?
No, but I mean, if you really think, so you think there's zero fraud, all those daycares.
You're not. That's a different question
actually
of whether or not there's zero fraud.
I can prove
It is.
Okay.
I'm sure there's some fraud. There's fraud in everything. I'm sure there's some fraud.
Oh, okay. So now we got to the at least. Now we're okay. Good. Cool.
But if you thought there was fraud, this video is even worse because now it's taking any attention away from actual fraud, and now it's making people waste their time looking at fake
How
fraud or
did
bullshit.
you know I was covering you?
Just
How
said
did
there
you
was
even know
obviously
that?
some fraud.
I didn't say it was obvious. I said there's probably, statistically speaking, I'm sure there
Who
is, but
told
this
you?
video didn't expose any of it. And now we're all talking about these stupid videos, and we're not doing actual fraud investigations.
I mean, it just happened. You can't say there's no investigations. I guarantee there'll be some groundbreaking.
Yeah, like all the other groundbreaking stuff they've done, like Doge was groundbreaking.
He needs to go further.
Like
Doge
getting
was
the deficit cut was groundbreaking. Like no new wars was groundbreaking. Like what do you mean? This administration has broken every single fucking promise.
I'm a
You're on
Destiny
like the
fan.
mountain of I fell for it
Fuck
again
are you
awards right now.
talking about?
Just what I said. What do you mean?
I was baiting him the entire time and trolling? No way. There's absolutely no shot you were just trolling. What are you talking about? I kept having to mute because I kept laughing. I played into the role so good. He had no idea. What? Dude, what are you talking about? No way, right? Okay, come in. What? No way. You're faking. This is cope. This has to be cope. I was trying to throw snowballs. He's right here. I was trying to throw snowballs at it. Yeah, rip. I've watched you a few times. What? Fuck. Okay, get in the weight room. Just do it. Okay. Oh, it's gonna be kosher. It's gonna be kosher, Kathy. It's gonna be.
We haven't had the mass deportations. We didn't fix any of the crime in any of the states. So the National Guard just got pulled back.
No. Come into stream. Come into stream. Come into stream. What? Hello?
I was lying.
Bro, why? Why would you do this? But
Because
I like it when things are genuine. Why did you do something where you just been trolling the entire time? Why?
Well, he'll never know.
But what the hell? Well, now he'll know, right? People are gonna tell him.
Not gonna see it. He'll never see it.
Wait, what was the point? It's just funny. Dude, come on. Okay, whatever. I want to skip this one now. Okay, it's not the same anymore. It's just not the same anymore when it's fake. Like, what the fuck? Way to ruin it for everyone. I think he's lying. There's no way. No. Hold on. No, I think you're lying. Come in here. I think you're actually this retarded. You're trying to cover for yourself. You're lying. I think you're, no. You're trying to not get covered. That's what's going on. You're trying to not get covered. Okay? Different voice? No? Who knows? Okay? I think you're trying to not get covered. Hey, okay.
Oh, it's a different.
All right. Okay. I'm gonna quiz you. Okay, I'm gonna quiz you. All right. What content have you watched of me? You claim that you watched my content. What content? Yep.
What content?
Yeah, you say you watched me several times. What do you
I haven't
remember?
watched your streams, but I've watched your YouTube videos.
Okay, like what?
Not like a ton, but I cannot think on the top of my head. Just like you just reacting to Destiny, basically.
Okay. You can't think of any off the top of your head?
Specific, not off the top of my head. I know you watch like a lot of the court stuff, but I don't watch that 'cause I just don't care about that.
Okay. So you're actually a liberal, I'm guessing?
Yes.
Okay.
I know it's kind of fucked up to troll.
What is who is your second favorite Destiny orbiter
Probably
of all time?
Dan.
Okay, why?
It's proof.
Why is it Dan?
It's true.
You're cutting out, by the way.
Oh, yeah, it's 'cause my mic's bad.
Okay, all right.
No reason, just because he's dumb and funny and he hates Hassan.
But an Asmongold would say that, right?
I don't think an Asmongold would even know anything.
No, an Asmongold would 100% know Dan. Anyway, who's your number one orbiter then? It better be me.
Probably what I don't really know everyone's like. Probably you or Zip. He and was he an orbiter?
Hey, what do you know about Zip Zip? What is known about Zip Zip?
He's
What is he known for?
He's just nonchalant. I have no idea what he's known for.
Okay. What
And
do you know who?
would not know any of this stuff.
Okay. Who is Rose in the Destiny lawsuit court case?
Well, I barely know anything about that. 'Cause
Okay.
I just like the politics stuff.
Can you tell me why you're liberal?
Why?
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if I'm necessarily a liberal. I'm more so just anti-Trump. That's probably
Okay,
a
but
better.
why? But why?
I mean,
Why? Just give
But
me
you don't
like
think I'm
any
an
general
Asmon-
fucking
first
thing.
of all, do you still think I'm an Asmon fan? I mean, he
I
doesn't
think
care about the
I think I don't you are probably the person, but I just don't know if I can like. If you trolled, okay, listen, if you said that you trolled Destiny, how do I know you're not like trolling right now, right? Like it's the same principle.
like,
it applies. Your credibility is gone, right?
True. Yeah, but it's just online. There's no I just don't care.
No, I'm not talking about. No, I'm just saying because if you say that you lied once, then I have to make the rational conclusion that you're lying again, right? Does that make sense?
I guess.
Okay.
I would say so.
So how are you a liberal, or why are you anti-Trump? It's a very simple question. Like
I gave an example. He hates democracy. Is that good enough of a reason?
I don't know if he hates democracy. That's such a lazy reason. I feel as though
that's all I need.
No,
January 6th,
it isn't.
That's my reason. That's literally enough of a reason.
Okay, but January 6th is another thing that Asmongold is like against, right?
Is he? I don't know.
Yes, he is.
I doubt that.
He's anti-January 6th. So you're like giving off reasons that a typical Asmongolder would be. Okay,
you think that Asmongold is?
What do you think of Putin?
Putin?
Yeah.
Am I being quizzed?
Yeah. What do you think of Putin? Well, what the fuck? Really? So you say you're a liberal, but you don't have you're anti-Trump. Well, hold on. You say you're anti-Trump, but you have no opinion on Putin, the person that Trump loves talking and socializing with, and none of that.
No, I just say Trump. I have TDS.
Yeah, you're not a Destiny fan. I don't think you're a Destiny fan. I don't think you're a Destiny fan.
You don't have to believe it, but
yeah, no. When did you start watching Destiny? When did you start watching Destiny?
Probably during after the firefighter dude got shot. That's literally whenever that was. No, I had seen him way before. Like I wasn't like a fan of him, but I had like watched him years ago. He was like well known.
For doing what?
I used to like only watch XUC, and XUC would react to him a lot. Like when he was on Jesse Lee Peterson, I remember that. That was like
you realize it's okay to like be pro Trump, right, and pro Asmongold. Like you realize that's fine, right? Like there's no need for you to fake. I think
Asmongold is funny because of how insane the stuff he says.
Yeah, I mean, like again, there's no. Yeah, that's fine, but that's what people say about Trump, right? Like all the fucking MAGA people are like, oh well, I think what Trump says is funny, but it's not like I support everything that he says. But at the same time, they'll still vote for Trump, right?
I'm not one of those people though.
But I don't.
That's completely different.
Okay, so if you say that you're a fan of Destiny, you don't like Asmongold then?
Not like I said, the stuff he says is just like insane, especially recently.
Like what?
My fucking god! Do you want me to pull up a clip or something?
No, you trolled. You said no. You said that you trolled by calling into Destiny, pretending to be an Asmongold fan. That's fine. Okay, which implies no, but that implies that you at least no. But that implies that you at least know something about Asmongold, right? At least you know some takes about Asmongold. Otherwise, why would you pretend to be an Asmongold fan? It makes no sense.
Wait, what do you mean? I know some takes.
No, you have to be. No, you have to be.
I played the role well.
You have to. If you are that role, then yeah, right?
I'm not. I'm telling you, I was playing a character the whole time.
What is a piece of obscure Destiny lore that I would know that you can bring up right now, but you know as well? Tell me anything.
Like I don't know like a ton about. I watched. I don't even usually watch streams. I would watch a lot of his YouTube videos.
That's fine. He puts all that shit in his YouTube videos too, right?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you like a specific. Depends. I don't even know. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what that could even mean.
Okay. Well, I mean, if you say so, but yeah, that's it, I guess.
Okay.
Jesus.
Cool.
Yeah. Wait. Hold on. What was your point?
Find the tab.
What was your point? What was your point of telling me that you were trolling? Like, what's the point of that? Why? Who cares? Why are you telling me this?
I kind of wish I didn't, because it would have been funny just seeing you react to it. That's why I just randomly clicked on your stream.
But yeah, but then you ruined. Yeah, but you ruined the.
That's why I was about to go to sleep.
No. But you ruined the entertainment for yourself, right? Like you could have seen me react to you.
Yeah, it would have been funnier. But there's more though. There's more people. It wasn't just me.
Why were you so fast for me to skip it? I guess. Like even if you were trolling, like don't you think I would like watch it to appreciate your troll?
You're right.
Yeah. So what's the reasoning behind telling me to skip it real fast?
I'm not telling you it was retarded. Yeah, I should have waited till the end.
Okay. All right. Thanks for coming in. Thanks for coming in. Okay. Thanks for coming in. Okay. All right. Goodbye. That's an Asmongold fan. That's an Asmongold fan trying to have it. Nah, I'm going back. Hold on. I don't care. It's nothing. Just no lore. Doesn't know anything about Destiny. Just zero. Nothing. Oh, I knew him during the Corey Comparator firefighter shit. Well, yeah, because that was a big blow up. Like, of course. Anyway.
Look, I know you're way more informed than me on this. I'm willing to admit this. I'm not super online, but I
my issue. Well, I know. Hold on. My issue. The issue that I have is that it's a very.
I know. I don't care anymore.
It's a very short-sighted way of viewing the world.
No, I don't care anymore. No, I don't care anymore. I'm a person with a headcanon. Okay, my headcanon is that you're an Asmongold fan. Okay, all right. Nothing will say will change that now. Okay, good luck. That's my headcanon.
Like there can be things that there can be a bad thing, but there could be like processes and procedures to alleviate the bad thing, right? Like if you had a huge pain in your wrist, you could get rid of that pain completely and
Laughing
unequivocally
like
for the rest of your life by chopping your arm off. But you wouldn't do that, right? You'd say, well, we should go from like smallest fix to down like a continuum of fixing things, right? The police officer shows up at your house to, you know, serve a subpoena and you get into a fight with a cop. That might escalate into you getting killed if you like literally start shooting at the cop or something. But the cops are going to open fire immediately as soon as he comes to your door, right? You move down like a continuum of things. And I feel like for dealing with somebody like Maduro, especially when you're a huge country, especially when you got a ton of resources available to you, like this should be how you function. Does that make sense? Like you don't just go for the most nuclear thing right off the bat because it creates an unbelievably unstable world where now everybody's looking at everybody like they're about to invade each other, and it makes it harder to get trade deals done. It makes it harder for intelligence cooperation. It makes it gunks the wheels up on literally everything.
Yeah, but if Biden would have done this, you would have celebrated it.
Why do you think that?
Just based off the things that you say, celebrating deaths.
What is the thing that I celebrated Biden doing that you think is an analog to this, or that like I celebrated Biden doing? I wouldn't have celebrated Trump doing?
Kathy.
Just the entire operation. The operation.
Wait, that was the most non-responsive thing in the world. What is the thing that I celebrated Biden doing?
Oh, that you already celebrated?
Or I'm curious, like what in your mind, what is foundational that has caused you to think that I would celebrate Biden doing this?
Because it feels like you apply like for the Venezuela thing, or not the Venezuela, the Somalia thing. It's like I expected you to honestly say how bad it was and everything, but you still found a way to defend it. Like not defend it, but go light on it.
What am I going light on?
The fraud seems like a pretty bad thing. You're kind of going pretty light on.
But I think
what I've seen, I haven't seen too much of you talking about it.
Sure.
Literally though, I was merely pretending to be regarded meme.
I know. Okay, Mako, thank you so much for the 5 Australian. Thank you. Oh my god.
I think fraud is bad. I think that when fraud exists, we should prosecute it.
It's not enough.
What?
That is not enough.
What's not enough?
Just saying it's bad. These people have to go. Not all.
Wait. What do you mean these people have to go? If you commit a crime.
Oh my god, come on. That's not.
No, hold on. I'm not making a race thing, bro. I've been saying fucking the N-word on the internet way before you've been alive. I promise you. Okay, please don't. That shit doesn't work here. Okay, that's on other live cut streams. Okay. What I'm saying when I say these people, I'm saying like even if you've committed the crime or whatever, when you say these people have to go, you go to jail. You don't get deported for committing crimes in the United States of America.
Well. First of all, we don't know even if they're here legally, number one. Second of all, Asmongold
wait, that's a totally different... Wait, if they're here illegally, then deport them.
If they're here illegally, they have to go.
Yes, but that has nothing to do with the crime they've committed, right? If they're here illegally and you want to deport somebody for whatever, then fine, but that's totally unrelated to the crime thing. Now, if you find out they're here illegally while you... But also, even at that, I don't even know if you agree with that. I don't know if I agree with that. Do you really think they should?
You gotta go back. You gotta go back to your country. If you come here, you have to be on your best fucking behavior.
Hold on, I'm curious. Let me just test that for 2 seconds. If somebody came here and they lived here for 5 years illegally, they stole $100 million and they were living like a king for 5 years in the United States off of stolen taxpayer money, and then you found that out, you would just deport them?
Yeah.
Didn't they get
so?
Isn't that like the best deal in the world for them? Like they basically have no punishment, right? They came here, they got to live like a king, and they got to steal from American citizens, and they got all their fun shit, and now they just get deported back to their country. They don't even get jail time. They just go right home.
Somalia? Well, seize their assets first. That's what Asmongold.
Sure, you can seize their assets, but like still, they basically live for no punishment. They just go back to Somalia, which, as you would agree, right? They should have been there in the first place. It doesn't even matter, right?
Yeah, but I don't know why. This is what it goes back to what I was saying about you. You're not defending it, but you just like why don't you think people that steal stuff? You think so? Basically, you're saying they should get put in jail in America. That's what you're proposing.
We have a punishment for certain crimes in America, and I think they should be dealt out the punishment. Yeah.
So if a Somalian came here legally, but they stole $100 million from taxpayers, should they get deported? Yes or no? Legally,
if
they were born here.
Wait, legally? Oh no, of course not. What do you mean? If they're American citizens, no, you don't deport people who are American. What would you deport them to?
I think all these people were vetted, really?
I think kind of highlights your position because Asmongold is basically suggesting that their assets should be seized and they should be deported back to where.
Wait, do you think you should deport somebody who's an American citizen?
For now.
If they moved here and stole hundreds of, I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, that's more of a Asmongold. I don't agree with everything Asmongold says.
Sure.
I agree with most of it. I think he's a good news source.
Okay. With the Somali thing in particular, so when I say fraud is bad, you cut me off. I understand it's fine, but I think it's bad and it should also be investigated, prosecuted. People should be held accountable, right? I think my issue is that in the Biden admin, this was happening, right? The big cases that everybody wants to cite to take credit for as hundreds of millions of dollars of fraud or whatever, the feeding your children or feeding our future or whatever, like that was found under the Biden admin. There were like 90 people prosecuted for this crime. Like that was a good thing.
Good.
Yeah, that was a good thing.
They
yeah?
should have went way fucking harder.
Well, what do you mean? How do you know? What do you mean they should have went harder? What does that even mean?
Dude, even the speech patterns, like you were like in the middle of making fake arguments. You were also faking the Asmon accent. No way, right? You would have to be like, I'm sorry, you would literally have to be like an Oscar level actor to be like, yeah, like what the fuck? So in the middle of like logically engaging, you're also doing the Asmon accent. Okay, dude.
They should have like went harder against the organization.
Well, but you don't know how hard they went. You don't know if there was more. You have no. That's like a totally baseless statement. How do you know?
Obviously. What? We're still doing it today. What do you mean?
Who's doing what?
Did you watch Nick Shirley's video?
Yeah, it was a horrible video.
But why not just address the actual claims that are being made instead of focusing on like?
Sure. Give me one factual claim that you think that video made.
One factual claim that the video made.
Yeah.
Well, that there's fraud going on in small.
Okay. What part of the video demonstrated? What part of the video demonstrated fraud?
Post-truth.
Yeah, the part where they went to
does it even matter?
Okay, that paperwork that you're talking about, you have no idea where those numbers come from, right? I don't. I couldn't find a source for any of it.
They didn't go in on that, but
don't you think? Wait. But isn't that? Wait. No, it's not the technicality of it. The claim was that one, they're getting huge amounts of money from the government, but there wasn't any proof of that ever in this video, right?
You're denying that. You don't think they got the money?
I don't know. Did they? Wait. Was there proof of it in the video?
There's proof of it from the prosecutions under the Biden administration.
No, there's not. The Biden administration go after daycares. They went after a charity organization.
Oh, so you think that so you think that the whole thing was a lie?
I think that the video was bad. Yes.
No. I'm asking about if you actually believe that there is zero fraud going on at daycares.
You're asking me a fundamentally different question there. There might be fraud going on, but if there is, the video didn't demonstrate any of it. It failed tremendously to demonstrate anything at all. Because even this very first thing you're bringing up, which I agree is important, and it would have been nice if they actually gave some context for it, we have no idea where any of those numbers came from. There was no proof of that. There was no source of any of it. It was just a crazy dude who works at some construction company waving around a packet of papers.
I mean...
Isn't that a problem?
Yes,
what do you mean you guess? Isn't what I said exactly correct? What I just said. Isn't that exactly what happened? What do you mean you guess?
I mean, you can criticize the video, but the actual substance is what I'm
talking about. Wait, how can you get to the substance if it's not being presented?
Because it led to investigations.
No, it's leading to ICE showing up.
Led to it, not
no, there's what do you mean investigations? Of this current DOJ, we don't know if anything's going to come from that. You can't speak to any of that. You could be agnostic on it now. If you want to be like, well, I don't know, we'll see where the investigations go. But that's not the statement you just made to me. You said that there was for sure.
I'm pretty sure they just shut down all funding to all, or I don't know this.
Yeah, and maybe announced that they were going to, but that's not an investigation. That's just retributive action. They're not doing this because they found fraud. They're just doing it because they're reactionary.
I mean, yeah, that's kind of how government works. That's kind of...
Well, let's say that they don't find any fraud then. Wouldn't that be a really bad thing?
The argument you made with Biden waiting 4 years to pass the border bill?
No, wait, hold on. Wouldn't it be really bad if they shut down all that funding and then they finish their investigation and they don't find any fraud?
I mean, yeah, but it's obvious that there is fraud.
Okay, so...
I like how on the fucking, like, map, you can see how much I fucking ADHD, like, walked all over the fucking... You can see how much I ADHD walked all over the fucking map while listening to this video and, like, talking to him. Because, look at this. It's just, like, me trying to, like, watch the video or listen to it, fucking going around and shit. Oh, my God.
Then if they don't find any fraud, you're gonna say... Wait, if they don't find any fraud, then you're gonna say, yeah, that was a huge mistake and they never should have done that?
That would be horrible if there was no fraud, but I'm pretty sure it's obvious there is.
You're pretty sure it's obvious, but you've seen no evidence for it.
Everything up.
Who?
Like the guy that he was with just had. Like, what do you think those papers were? You think they were just
bullshit? Yes.
Doc and just.
Yeah.
I think he literally just created them.
Yep.
The whole thing was.
Yeah.
People lying on the internet?
You know why I know? You know why I actually know that to be the case? Do you know why I know?
Wait, I need to understand. So you think he literally went to Google Sheet and just wrote fake numbers down?
Not necessarily fake, but pulled them from bad places and knew that it was bullshit. Yes. But wait, do you understand?
Always. You think those daycares are not fraud? Or actually, sorry.
Wait, hold on, wait. Here is the easiest thing in the world. Because if those numbers were real and he had a good source for them, you don't think that would have been plastered all over the video? He would have said, go to this website and look this up here. Look, you can see all these numbers here. Look at all this stuff that you can look at.
Somebody watches YouTube all the time. People don't actually care about seeing the actual sources. They just want to see the actual video that's being made for entertainment. But that's an entire...
For entertainment? Oh, so then it wasn't journalism. It wasn't anything good. It was literally just a LOL entertaining video then.
Journalism? No, it's not. It's not really... Well, I mean...
So it was an entertaining video that got all the state funding pulled from daycares and feeding centers and everything else, and that's epic and based? That makes it even worse, doesn't it?
If it's not true, obviously, I think everyone would agree.
Well, but now you're saying it was just an entertainment piece and it's not even journalism. So what do you mean? Why would we start any investigation off the back of an entertainment piece that...
I've never heard the argument be made that all of this is fake. Most people... Like the guy's video, I think his name is Atriok. Even he admitted that there was at least fraud going on.
Yeah, but Atriok's video was also dog shit, but that's because nobody watched this video or has any understanding of how to like put together like a coherent argument. But you haven't refuted a single point I've said. You have no proof. I'll give you, a couple minutes now if you want to look. You don't know where any of that guy's numbers came from, right?
Oh, but I mean, if you really think, so you think there's zero fraud, all those daycares...
That's a different question of whether or not there's zero fraud.
Oh, it's not?
It is. I'm sure there's some fraud. There's fraud in everything. I'm sure there's some fraud.
Oh, okay. So now we got to the at least... Now we're... Okay, good, cool.
But if you thought there was fraud, this video is even worse. Because now it's taking any attention away from actual fraud, and now it's making people waste their time looking at fake fraud or bullshit.
Just said there was obviously some fraud.
I didn't say it was obvious. I said there's probably, statistically speaking, I'm sure there is, but this video didn't expose any of it. And now we're all talking about these stupid videos, and we're not doing actual fraud investigations.
I mean, it just happened. You can't say there's no investigation. I guarantee there'll be some groundbreaking.
Yeah, like all the other groundbreaking stuff they've done. Like Doge was groundbreaking.
He needs to go further.
Like
Doge
getting the deficit cut was groundbreaking. Like no new wars was groundbreaking. Like what do you mean? This administration is...
Like these are all Asmongold talking points. Like you can't just say when you're talking to me. Like you can just say when you're talking to me, oh yeah, I don't know all that much about Asmongold, when you're like basically parroting all of his talking points. You can't just say, oh yeah, I was just pretending to be an Asmongold fan. When then you say, which doesn't make sense by the way, when you say like, oh well, I don't even like I have my own issues with Asmongold. I can't like fucking, I was pretending. Yeah, but then you realize you contradicted yourself, right? Like that's the issue. You contradicted yourself because how are you so good at pretending to be Asmongold fan, but at the same time you're making all of his arguments so well, and at the same time, all right, in addition you have his mannerisms down, and in addition at the same time you told me that that you don't know anything, you don't like Asmongold, but you like how he's funny, but you don't really have any real critique all that much, to be honest. Yeah, that's fucking silly.
Every single fucking promise. You're on like obviously the mountain of I fell for it again awards right now. Just what I said. What do you mean?
Like again, you're contradicting yourself. What you're saying makes no sense if you were pretending.
We haven't had the mass deportations. We didn't fix any of the crime in any of the states. The National Guard just got pulled back from every place that they said. What do you mean? Like nothing happened.
My dude. We're a year in, less than a year in. First of all, second of all.
And we're still talking about Biden every single fucking time. Yeah, so even by your own admission, he hasn't done enough because he hasn't done anything, right?
I wouldn't vote for him again.
Okay, then you agree with me. He hasn't done fuck all. So I don't know why you expect there to come anything from these investigations.
The investigations. Look, I mean, it's obvious there's fraud. I don't think that's really an
Why you
argument
keep saying that with no proof, though, right? You know that's like a low IQ position, right?
Low IQ position.
To keep saying that it's obvious there's a thing, but I have no proof of the thing. That's like a super standard, like low IQ, like 75 IQ take, right? Like inferior genetic take. Like I can't, like this thing must be true because I think it's true.
Has he been taking notes from me? Hello? I feel like this is the kind of thing I would say, but
When I have no proof for it, but I think it's true, right?
Low IQ.
Low IQ,
Chromosomal.
If we arrive at the right,
Chromosomally
the correct
talented.
outcome, it's not really low IQ. It's just
Actually
that's
retarded.
An even lower IQ take, right? Do you know how to do like exponents? Like if I say like, how do you calculate an exponent, and you multiply the exponent times the number, and you say, well, 2 times 2 is 4, so 2 squared is 4, and that's how that works. Just because you get the right answer doesn't mean you used a good process, right?
Yep.
Challenge you to look at the graph that Asmongold made. You fall under the middle category where you look at data and research for everything. I fall under all the way to the end where we say it's obvious.
Yeah, that's called the low IQ position, right? Like you don't need IQ to do things that are obvious and self-evident. That's just like an instinctual. That's like a low IQ position. It's okay if you want to have the low IQ position. That's fine. But I don't know why you would brag about it. I don't know why you think it would be good.
Why are you defending?
Why am I defending what? High IQ positions?
How is that a low IQ position?
How is it a low IQ position to say I just go by my gut?
At the correct outcome?
Because you don't arrive at the correct outcome consistently if you just rely on your gut, even if you might get it right every now and then.
Asmongold says that isn't true.
His claims are so vacuous. It's hard to say if there's a truth value that you can assign to them at all. I mean, I don't know. I don't even know what. I mean, like everything about the Nick Shirley video was false. Obviously, he has no ability to decipher news critically, right? I mean,
this is like the dialogue tree, right? If Asmongold has evidence, then good. If Asmongold doesn't have evidence, then it's still good. If Asmongold makes some vacuous statement to look into an investigation, that's still good. It doesn't matter whether or not Asmongold is correct or whether or not he's giving meaningful commentary in the first place. If Asmongold is just, constantly correct, then yeah, right?
You yourself.
What about people that have been coming illegally?
You have it's cognitive dissonance, right? Yeah.
Items term.
What about them?
People like you downplaying it or outright denying it.
I mean, I think I don't know who's denying it. I think that the issue is that
you were. Hold on, you were.
I deny that people came here illegally.
Yeah, you deny the numbers, but I mean that's a whole other conversation.
Well, wait. Hold on. I do. What numbers do you believe? Just curious.
What are you asking me? What numbers do I believe?
When you say I'm denying the numbers, what numbers do I deny? Yeah. How many people do you think came in illegally under Biden?
Okay, so I'm gonna give you a range because
sure, that's fine.
Like I don't have it on the back of my I have a general range. I believe it's between. It's kind of a big range, but
I haven't heard one giggle, nor do I see any pausing.
I don't know if that's fine.
Did anybody see any pausing? Did anybody see any like muting because he had to stop himself from laughing? Did anybody see that? Like, was he doing this? I'm not sure. I wasn't looking. Anyway,
I believe it's between 15 and 40 million.
Okay. Do you understand that?
Oh yeah. Just FYI. Okay. Another thing is this. Okay. At this point, I don't care whether or not you're baiting or not. Okay. I don't care whether or not you're trolling or not. I think that when I review content on the internet, I assume that everyone is being genuine on the surface. If they come to me saying that they were trolling, I wouldn't believe them, right? Because otherwise that makes all the content I make like meaningless, right? Or not like, yeah, just meaningless. Because if Jay Stuck the entire time told me, yeah, I was joking the entire time, you can see how I was laughing while covering Destiny and shit. Like, do you really think that I would like take him sorry, you probably wouldn't know who the fuck again, right? Then anybody who comes to me saying that they were joking, like then they're automatically off the hook. That's silly. I have to assume that you're being genuine over the course of this thing, right? If I don't know who you are, it just makes no sense for me to like take you at your word, especially from the person themselves. It's silly.
That would double the illegal immigrant population in the United States.
It's just not good for content creation.
Like, isn't it kind of weird?
The illegal, maybe.
Yeah, isn't it kind of weird
so
that you guys are saying this was the biggest problem in the entire United States, and then as soon as Trump is elected, you guys basically stop talking about it, and there are no deportations? Isn't that kind of weird?
Border crossings went down to 0.
Okay.
Oh, you mean people that are in here?
Yes, that's why I asked how many people you think came here.
What are you talking about? Everybody's talking about. What the fuck are you talking about?
Nobody's talking about. Nobody seems to care that Trump is not deporting people that much.
Yeah, everybody does. You watch any of Asmongold's streams where he's saying that he won't vote for Vance in 2028, or is that just being ignored?
I don't know what Vance has to do with this, but okay. So I guess then you admit, I guess then that
It's obvious.
What?
Vance's the next Republican nominee, so if they're not going to follow through on it, then he's not going to get elected by us.
I don't think we know if that's true at all. That's 3 years away.
Yeah. Also, how is it if well, I'm not going to jump to that. So, okay. So then I guess, so then Trump has failed completely on the illegal immigration thing besides shutting down the border.
I mean, by your own admission, the border crossings thing was pretty good.
I don't think I've said by my own admission. I don't know why. I don't think Trump's, the problem I have with Trump, I guess, is the same problem
that there wasn't a policy that was passed. You said that the problem is that there wasn't a policy that was passed, but it is a good thing that the...
Well, I think there is a problem that Trump doesn't seem to know that there's like a Congress that can pass laws and everything, you know, right? Like, wouldn't it be better to have an actual immigration like piece of legislation that would stand once he's out of office rather than just executive orders that can be rescinded as soon as he's gone?
But you could apply that to the prior president as well.
No, because Biden was trying to pass legislation to fix the border, right?
The third year, though.
Yeah.
That does not count.
Well, the first year he came in, he had to clean up the COVID mess. The second and third year, you had October 7th and you had the fucking Russia-Ukraine.
The issue here with the border thing is that it's just statistically not a big deal. Like, it's just not. What, you have a bunch of legal people coming in and stimulating the economy? Like, that, I feel like that's a problem that people want, right? I feel like in most circumstances, other countries actually want that problem in a way because the numbers pan out pretty damn well, like for the economy. Again, it's undocumented immigrants, and these aren't even the actual undocumented immigrants. Like, the people who are undocumented are like, are people who, is it people who overstay their visas? Does anybody remember? I think it was something like, oh, people who overstay their visas. It's not the people who are rushing in through the wall. None of that is happening, right? Like, that shit is not where most people are like overstaying their visas or being illegals or some shit like that, right? At this point, like, what does undocumented even mean? Undocumented on what?
Shit, right? I mean, like, there's a lot going on, right?
You do multiple stuff at once.
You can, yeah, for sure. But I'm just saying, there's a lot going on, right?
Yeah. And what happened to that bill that he tried to pass?
Trump told the Republicans not to vote for it.
Yeah, and then again, it's Trump that's trying to create the issue in the first place, right? It's Trump that is trying to make the issue that he gets to solve in first. I think it was like one of the most basic things where it's such a populist conspiracy that, oh, they're hiding the cure to cancer because, well, I mean, then they can make more money off of something, right? But then I guess when Trump does something like that, like, it doesn't really count, which is like really silly to me because again, this is a very popular talking point again, right? With the whole like, oh, well, Trump is the one that fixed the border shit. Well, it's because he prevented the border bill from being passed under Biden. He didn't want Biden to get the credit for that. And you know what? For good reason. I totally understand why he made that decision, right? They try to influence people to, in order for that to not get passed, right? I understand why he made that decision. But at the same time, right? It's just that everyone falls for it, even though like this has been a fucking TV trope since forever. Yeah.
Yeah, I believe that.
Yeah, so it must not have been a big problem. That to me sounds like not a big problem. If we're saying that, well, actually, we can just put this whole thing on hold for 6 months until Trump gets elected, that tells me, oh, I guess it wasn't that big of a problem then if you just want to run on it as an election issue, and you can indefinitely put off actually solving it.
Hold on, did you say it's not a big problem?
If there was legislation that was on the table to fix the problem.
Like what's the end result of this troll here? You just look retarded, bahaha, just kidding. I was only pretending to be retarded. What?
And then Trump says, nah,
so
don't pass that. We want to keep this issue open for the election. That seems to me to be not a big problem then if you can keep it open. It makes sense to me, right?
Wait, that's just because Trump is Trump. If there's 15 billion people coming...
That's because Trump is Trump? No, he was still voted for. So the people that voted for him must not have felt like it was a big problem because they still supported him doing that. It's not like Republicans got mad at him. It's not like the voters got mad at him for that. They were like, yeah, own the libs. That was their position.
Well, I believe there was another reason for shutting it down. I'm pretty sure there was aid to Ukraine in the bill, but that's a whole other conversation.
That was eventually taken off of it, though, and they still didn't pass it. That was the excuse they used initially, but then even presented separately, Trump still didn't want it passed.
It still doesn't matter because it was 3 years after. He waited 3 years.
Oh my
I don't
God.
understand how you think this is an argument.
Oh, so Biden tried to do it, and he couldn't get it passed. And even if Trump tried to block it, and he was successful in blocking it, oh, it's still Biden's fault because he didn't try for the first 3 years. Like, just notice how delusional this is. Like, every single talking point, like, it just skips everything, right? No matter what the like, and even if Biden did it for the first 3 years, I bet, like, the excuse would be, why didn't he do it when Obama was in office? Why didn't he convince Obama to do it? Like, that would be the fucking talking point, right? Yeah, 3 years is still within his term. Exactly. Yeah. This standard would never be applied to Trump, by the way. I guarantee you, even in his last term, if Trump were to do anything, like, they'll be slopping it up and swallowing his cum. But
argument for anything, but okay. It's not like it was horrible.
Wait, at the end of his presidency.
What
are you talking about? I have not heard a single. I have actually not heard a single defense for that. He waited 3 years. Not one.
Well, I mean, the defense is that there was a whole bunch of other shit going on. Number one, and number two, I don't think that we'd ever seen an abuse of the asylum system in the United States like that in all of U.S. history, basically. So I guess he could have been more aggressive. I think it's fair to criticize Biden for not being more aggressive on asylum-related stuff. I think that's a fair criticism. But I mean, clearly, it was never as big a.
Oh wait, hold on. If you were trolling, then you wouldn't feel personally about it if I made this kind of insult, right? You are so stupid. You're like a single-celled amoeba, and I feel so bad for your parents because they have to raise and take care of somebody like you, and you just ended up being an Asmongold fan. That is crazy. So you're not insulted by that, right? Assuming that you're trolling, yeah? Because again, you're playing a character, right?
Problem is Republicans pretended it was because they didn't care to kill the bill about it immediately.
Not a clear criticism. That's a disqualifying thing. What?
How is it a disqualifying thing?
Immediately disqualifying from ever being allowed to run for office again. It is.
If that's a disqualifying thing, then there's like 50 things that Trump has done that is immediately disqualifying.
Give me an example.
Sure, in what domain?
Any. Just give me some.
Any? Okay, how about negotiating the surrender? How about negotiating the unilateral withdrawal of the United States from Afghanistan without even involving our partners, the Afghanistan government, in that negotiation with the Taliban?
Biden's immediately cancels that out. So
what?
That's not an argument.
You what?
Biden's cancels that out. What do you mean, what?
How does Biden cancel that? No, I'm just talking about Trump right now.
Yeah, but you talked about the pullout of Afghanistan.
I've said the negotiated surrender of Afghanistan. When Donald Trump negotiated with the Taliban to give basically the entire country back to them without even involving the Afghanistan government, that would be a disqualifying thing in my opinion. That's just so.
I mean, that's a foreign thing.
That's why I asked you what domain. If you want, we can focus domestic.
Okay, yeah, sure, domestic.
Okay, trying to steal the 2020 election and denying the results of the 2020 election. Easily disqualifying.
Holy shit. That's your argument?
Yep.
Okay, I mean, I don't even know how I can respond to that.
Yeah, because it's disqualifying. Yeah.
I mean, that's another thing that's a very slippery slope.
No, it's not.
Okay, what is your position? Or that's a whole nother thing.
Well, sure. Like very basically, Trump had 7 fake electoral votes made from the 7 target states.
Immediately no.
Really? How not?
No, it was not. 2 of them were authorized by state legislatures.
Doesn't matter. They needed the certificate of ascertainment from the governors in each of those states, and they didn't have them. They were illegitimate electoral votes.
2 of them were authorized, though.
No.
Right?
No.
Yeah, look it up.
I
believe Pennsylvania.
No.
two of them were.
Dude.
The Pennsylvania. There was like a.
No.
It was if.
No. Kenneth Chesbrough floated a theory that it might be legal in some states, maybe if you could just get in the building and fill out the electoral slate or whatever, that it might be okay. None of them had certificates of ascertainment from the governors. None of these were authorized by the state legislatures. All of them were illegally done.
It was a legal theory. I mean, that's a whole nother. But there were also
no. It was illegal.
That were brought against Trump.
No, it was illegal. Don't say novel legal theory because you can excuse any behavior ever if you call it novel legal theory. He tried to steal the election. The people in the state voted one way.
Using novel legal theories.
What novel legal theory would allow you to change the vote of a state?
No. The legal theory was challenging the constitutionality of the Electoral Count Act, I believe. That was the legal theory.
No, the legal theory was we're going to break the law and we're going to call it constitutional.
Not an argument.
What do you mean it's not an argument?
What about all the memos?
The Electoral Count Act is a law that they were going to break. When you break a law, the way you break the law is say, "Well, I think it's unconstitutional." That's called breaking the law. You fell for the conservative slop when they say, "Oh no, we think it's unconstitutional." That's a code word for we're going to break the law. That's what that means.
It's a legal theory, is it not?
By breaking the law.
That's not a legal theory.
Because legal theory is a vacuous, meaningless statement, meaning you can do anything.
Oh, because there's boundaries, obviously.
Really? Because they were going to break the law. What was the boundary on their theory that they could violate the ECA?
Well, because they thought that it was a valid legal theory at the time, considering all their. They believed that there was fraud.
It doesn't matter, even if there was fraud.
No, they didn't believe that there was fraud.
No, they didn't. Also, he didn't. He knew there was no fraud.
He said they, not him. There's no evidence for either way. I mean, that's another thing that you could go down on.
No, every single person that he tasked with investigating voter fraud all came back and told him the same answer, that there was none to be found. A lot of the voter fraud that he...
But it's Trump. Come on.
So he's retarded? That's your defense? Your defense of Trump is he's a fucking retard?
No,
I mean, that seems to be your defense for yourself. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. Defense of Trump is that he's a retard. Defense of yourself is that you're a retard. Okay, cool. Matches up to me.
not a retard, but
Matches up to me, okay?
things are his way. Tries
Just
to get his
saying.
way.
Sounds like a disqualifying thing if that's the case, right? Probably wouldn't want that person leading a country, you know?
If people are gonna tell Trump something, you think he's gonna listen?
Okay,
Dude,
if
you know
no,
this.
then fine. Then
What
he,
are
but
you
then he
talking
shouldn't be
about?
president, right? You admit that a person like that should never be president, at least, right?
Well, I mean, I feel like you could apply that to every single
No,
person.
hold on. If there's a
Everybody
person
has-
who literally
everybody
can't take
has
advice from
flaws.
people, if there's a person who can't take advice from people, that person probably should never be president, right?
Can't take advice from people. That's kind of a broad generalization.
If a person can't even take advice from people, that person probably shouldn't be president, right?
I would disagree.
Really? So the president of the United States...
What if Hitler gave him advice, dude? What are you talking about?
You said he can't take advice from anybody, apparently. Why should the
Takes
president
advice
even
from
have...
people that he agrees with?
That's not called taking advice. That's called circle jerking.
Advice doesn't just have to be from people you disagree with, dude.
You get
Circle
advice
jerk.
from... Why do you think you get advice
What
from
are you
people? Wait,
talking
wait.
about?
You think you get advice from people who to just reinforce your own opinions?
Like you realize right here, yes, you're laughing, right? You laugh right here, but it's more like, oh, I've been cornered and I am at my wit's end kind of laugh, right? It's not the laugh as in like, oh my god, I am trolling destiny kind of laugh. It's the laugh where it's like it's like a coping laugh, right? It's like if all the times that you're laughing are like all coping laughs, you realize yeah, you don't really come off as a troll, you come off as an actual retard, right? But what was the point of this? Your point of this is just to be retarded? Like, if this was your troll, you're still a retard. You realize that, right? Like, this wasn't even a good troll. If there's no, like, if you don't admit to Destiny in the end that you're trolling, if you don't admit in the end to Destiny that you're trolling, like, you realize that even doing this troll in the first place makes you a retard as well, because there's no immediate payoff where Destiny goes, oh my god, I've been God, oh my god, and everybody does a bunch of Omega lows and you farm a bunch of social points and then everyone laughs, right? That would be what a troll does, okay? Yeah, this is... Hello?
Yeah, I think so. Sometimes.
Then why have a cabinet or why have any of that shit at all? Why not just he could run the whole office himself, I guess, right?
Fucking based, but he'll never do that. I mean, he'd probably be more effective at getting things done.
Okay.
That's another conversation.
Okay.
Don't think anybody
Any
wants to get into.
final thoughts for us?
Okay, cool. No, I don't think so.
All right. Have a good one, vacationers. Thank you.
Cool.
All right.
So
Bringing up
stupid.
the next one.
The problem with some of these is that like, it really is impossible to decipher. Like everyone in chat just spams rage bait or whatever, but you fucking retards also spam like AI every single time you see anything. Half you guys thought that video that I made was fucking AI because it was a pre-recorded content or whatever. But the problem is that like the actual positions of like a MAGA person, I think, are indistinguishable from a satirized position of like a retard.
People in chat knew I was baiting. The problem is that right now the average Asmongold fan cannot be differentiated between somebody who is trolling versus somebody who actually holds these opinions, and I think that should also speak for itself. All right. So this is why the differentiation on whether or not you're trolling does not matter. Right. That's why it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, and none of this matters. Okay. Either I assume everyone is trolling or I assume everyone is being genuine. I pick the one where everyone is being genuine and they're just actually retarded. So therefore you are actually retarded to me. Yeah.
We're doing the trial today for the shooting the air things, okay?
Yeah, we'll do it after all.
You
this.
understand, like, can Trump just do anything?
Okay, that's your like fucking 15 minutes in the spotlight, okay? Jesus. Your time in life for your fame is up, okay? No more. Why did Case come on?
S411, is this a statute or what is this? I've never seen this before. Or what does this mean? Is it just the label for the, it's just...
Also, ban. There you go. All right. Now you can't get any more attention from me. Good luck. Or I guess you're going to say, oh, you're going to make your alt accounts, but whatever. I don't care anymore.
The marking of the indictment. They don't list the...
Look, I'm sure you were just pretending to be a retard again.
On a sealed indictment, do they not normally list the charges here? Is that... Hold on, let me check one sec. 4 counts. Kent 1, narco-terrorism conspiracy.
Yep.
Well,
Yo,
I mean,
what's up?
hi, what's up?
So you guys were talking about Venezuela. Wanted to hop in. Have you seen what's been happening with the
Oh,
successor?
Zip is Venezuelan.
No, is it the lady or whatever, or somebody else?
It's the vice
Nope.
president.
Yeah, it's not Machado. She's out. I don't know what happened there. But it seems like Rodriguez is like a super hardcore defender of Maduro. She's his tiger, apparently. That's what he calls her. But she's been like taking she did a bunch of speeches, or at least or just one, but talking about Maduro, like the capture is illegal. We're never going to be a puppet of the United States. Like we're going to fight back as best we can. They need to like send him back. But this is at the same time that she's courting Rubio. Apparently they had a call about making Venezuela great again. And Trump thinks that she'll listen because she has to. She has no other choice. That's what he said, at least. I'm assuming because they'll oust her if she doesn't listen. But what do you think about that? Because in my mind, having the same administration in power,
That the Travelers
just
guy,
leads
the
to
dude
nothing
Destiny was just
happening.
not
They could just
debating.
stall out for time, say that they're going to do a bunch of democratic
He came in here saying that he was trolling Destiny the entire time. Oh, you were just pretending to be retarded. Oh, okay.
bullshit, and then when Trump gets distracted, they just go back to the old
gotcha.
bullshit.
Everything's good
If all
now.
the same military leaders are in power,
I don't know enough about Venezuela to know
Dude.
what could happen. The issue is it's going to be the
So
same issue as
stupid.
always, is that Trump is
Oh my
a
God.
retard.
Dude, there's no winners in this conflict, but there sure is a lot of losers.
So
dude.
you
Oh
have to
my
look
lord.
to other players in the region to see what their motivation is, because they're going to be the ones that are running shit against us. And then you have to look at the competing factions in the White House to see what their interests are. So you would look to like the Miller faction. You would look to Vance and see what him and his stooges want. You'd look to fucking Rubio, who's fighting for whatever shred of dignity or life or morality he has there. Like,
Rubio's the only person that I know, like I know his position for sure. It's obviously completely positive. And during that same speech that Trump gave, where he was talking about a second strike or whatever, they commented on Cuba, and it seems like that's what I shouldn't say seems like, but that Rubio was talking about like, oh, if I was a government official in Cuba, I'd be really scared right now. I would be wary. And Trump was saying that Cuba's terrible.
Is that Maduro still the president? Yeah, it's probably because it's a cult or some shit. Okay, I gotta move on to a person I actually disagree with. Sorry, Case.
The other person who's going to be
of what's going on.
All right.
I swear to God, if this Snoopy profile picture looking motherfucker comes in here telling me that this guy that he is trolling this entire time, I will actually Minecraft myself in Roblox.
All right, Melt Mods. Welcome. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry, I can only hear my kind of side.
Just mute his stream. Here you go.
Yep, all right. Yeah, what are we getting into, I guess?
You're an Asmongold fan. Do you have any issue with the fact that he gets all of his news from just scrolling
Is he,
his
or is he
algorithmically
trolling?
generated Twitter
Wow.
feed? Do you think that might be a really bad way to, or that you might be getting a very biased perception of what's going on in the world if that's how you get your news?
Yes, but also that's generally how most lay people get their information in America, is it not? Like,
Yeah,
he's
it is,
on
but
par
don't we
with
expect-
every other person who's going to be consuming his content.
Yeah, but wouldn't we want more from somebody who's delivering content? Like, wouldn't we expect them to be more informed or be putting in more work to be knowledgeable on a thing rather than just like, isn't Asmongold's like delivery of news the equivalent of him having a bunch of friends crowding around saying like, let's scroll my Twitter together?
Yeah, but I guess people are watching him produce news content, but they're watching it for the entertainment of his content, not to be informed,
Well,
right? Like,
no, I don't
they
agree with that.
want to
They're
see
being
him go
informed.
through they are getting informed by his Twitter feed, which is what they're getting entertained by, and want him to continue to, you know what I mean? Like, I want Asmongold to run through his Twitter feed and tell me the things that are going to get me upset and or like
What?
happy that like, oh, I'm finding this fraud from this guy who makes a video.
Do you care about knowing if things are like true or not true, or is it just about the entertainment?
This guy has to be trolling, okay? I'm sorry. This guy has more of a chance of being a troll than the previous dude. I'm sorry, okay? Oh, I don't care whether or not things are true or not. I only care because I get the parasocial experience. Oh my god! I get the parasocial experience of being an Asmongold fan! Oh my god, I get to see when Asmongold smiles, I smile. When Asmongold frowns, I frown. What the hell? This is so much better, okay? If this guy came in to say that he's trolling, you know what? I might actually buy that this time. Wow.
Entertainment purpose at the end of the day. Like, wouldn't you rather
Bruh.
know if a thing is true or not true?
Least insane DGGer, okay?
And at the end of the day, does it matter? Like, the government
it?
is going to act on it regardless of if it's true, right? So
So wouldn't we want the government acting on
anything,
true
it's almost
things?
better.
rather
It makes
than
his
not true
pee-pee
things?
tingle. Oh my lord, Jesus Christ,
Well,
dude.
that's how we used to do things, but not in Trumpistan, right? Like, I think you're too wedded to the idea that this is still America. It's like the country has changed now. It's like the idea that, like,
This
if
is
you
the
were
average
still a
DG
British
to
colony
Destiny.
going, like,
You're doing
isn't
the-
this how we should be doing things because we have a monarch? And not, we're, like, in America going, like, no, we don't do it that way.
That guy's infectious.
Okay, so then shouldn't we be advocating to go back to
Smile?
when
Okay, speak
we
for
were
yourself,
having
okay?
like real information? Wouldn't that be a better?
When he smiles, I
affairs?
frown. When he frowns, I smile.
Better as in, like, the
As in-
Iraq War and things like that. Like,
Venator,
people don't
my
believe
beloved.
in that, like, method of thinking anymore because it produced outcomes that people were not happy with.
Because some
So
bad
they've
things
given
happen.
up.
So if some bad things happen, we have to ditch the whole thing.
Yeah, just like monarchy. Like, we were, like, British people were happy having a king when it was like William the Conqueror and they were like doing great things by having a king. But then when bad
Isn't that the problem of having a monarchy? Is because you can't actually choose whether or not you want to have a good monarch or a bad monarch. Like, it's not actually up to the will of the people, but it only matters when the king is finally being overthrown. When it's a bad king, the problem is that there are probably like 2 sage kings and 80 really bad mundane kings in which the people are suffering under, right? Like, that's the entire problem with the monarchy, or the problem with authoritarianism, right? The problem isn't from, oh yeah, you're never going to have a good monarch, right? Which is not true. There's always going to be good monarchs who are looking out for the people. Like, these people will always exist. But the chances of somebody being like bad is like way more, right? Or somebody that does nothing but party in their palace all day, right? This is why the Russian Revolution happened, is because fucking the Tsar Nicholas or some shit, like, motherfucker was just partying all the time. So yeah, of course he fucking got overthrown, right? I mean, again, this is the issue with like fucking authoritarianism. It's so stupid. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
things
It's
happen
the
with a king,
instability of it,
you want to
right?
get rid of it. Exactly like how people are
Like, can you imagine having like such a great kingdom, but then because the sons all want the entire piece of land, because the king wants to divvy up the land between all of his sons, that not only is the country split, and then every single piece of territory is going to have different sets of laws, but the sons are now going to go to war with one another and they're going to force you to enlist and draft yourself. Like, you realize that is the ultimate result of these things, right? Is that people are going to be fighting over each other over like land squabbles, and you're going to be forced to draft as like a frontline fighter, and you're going to die, right? Even if you had a sage king beforehand.
like, well, America was great for a while, but
That's
it
the
started
problem.
falling
When did
into
America
a quagmire
become-
and not being
wait,
able to solve its own problems. So
Wait.
we're getting rid of that system. We're doing the Trump system now.
When did
He
America
gets to
become?
decide what's
When did
right,
America
and we
become?
like
Wait,
that.
when did America become not great? What problems were we not able to solve that you think we can solve now with Trump?
I'm sorry. So, like, the
You know what? I wish we had a Sage King, okay? At least that would make like things more bearable on my end, okay? But instead we're stuck with Trump. And the rest of his family are probably full of fucking retards too, okay?
Iraq War,
Just
the
not the
financial
same.
crisis, the unemployment, I mean, that's what I'm saying is that all these other people who don't think the way that you do, where like logic and facts and knowledge like win out, other people want to feel the catharsis of somebody who's doing something about those things rather than like thinking it through
The hell?
or
Where's that going?
Okay, so like the
wanting to
Iraq
solve
War
shit
was
intelligently.
the Iraq
Please,
War was bad.
Rocketeer?
I agree
Oh,
with
no.
that. But like, so because a bad thing happened, we're gonna ditch the concept of truth, and we're just gonna become the most like postmodern.
Sage King only lasts until their children are turned, or in many cases even earlier, right? If a Sage King, if somebody who is like a really good king becomes insane, right? I mean, why is King Lear why do you think King Lear is a play in the first place, right? Why did Shakespeare write that? I don't know the entire plot of the story. I never read it in literature class or anything like that, but I've been told, again, it's a story about how a king's descent to madness is the entire point of the fucking story, right? Well, why do you think Shakespeare wrote that for the nobles specifically? Why do you think he did that?
Crazy.
It's because it's the classic story, it's the oldest
existing
time.
country on the planet
Favorite
now. To see
Shakespeare
how that
play, by the
works.
way?
Like, why would we
Awesome.
expect that to work out better?
It's a tale's oldest time.
I'm not claiming that it would work
That's
out
why.
better. It's just what
A
the
ruler
Americans
going
said is what you
insane,
want. That's why
even
they,
though he was
I,
good
I
before.
agree that that's what they want.
Yeah,
but I'm not here to
happens
do a
all the
descriptive
time.
thing. I'm here to do a prescriptive thing. I'm here to look for a defense of it. I think it's bad. You agree? If you agree that it's just bad, then we don't disagree. But
The Mad King.
Right? I mean,
insert name
I
here.
think it's a little bit bad, but it's also the country that I live in now. right? Like I don't have the ability to go back to old America.
But we literally do. We can.
living
Well,
in the America where
we're not going back. We don't have to go back to
remain
old
a country.
America, but we can choose a path
we
forward.
go
And
back to
one is where we
Obama,
believe in true
please?
things, and the other is where we just say
Oh, my
random
Lord.
stupid shit and like nothing matters. Right? We don't
understand,
have to
but
become postmodern
saying
and not
random
believe in
stupid
any.
shit and nothing matters makes people happy. That's why they continue to vote for that.
Oh my god.
Right? Like the amount of people who are freaked out over this whole Maduro and Venezuela and whatever thing is dwarfed by the people who are just like, yeah, bad guy gone.
The fuck?
Right? Like,
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Do
I
you think,
understand
do you
that
think,
like
I don't,
you
hold on,
are
wait.
still thinking like an old British colonialist, but the idea is that like all these other people have moved on from that,
Okay.
regardless of how stupid it is.
Okay, so you
Right?
agree?
Like,
If you're
that's
just
how
here
we're
to give me,
thinking about
are you just here to describe why people think the way they do, or are you here to defend it?
Well, I am
Yeah, I mean, like, this feels a lot more like a genuine Asmongold fan as well, just simply because it's like, oh, this is why people think the way that they do. Yeah, like, no shit, Sherlock, of course, right? Asmongold does this all the time, but he also supports it, right? Asmongold, this is the way that Asmongold, like, kind of never takes accountability for anything, by the way. Asmongold will say something like, well, this is just how people think. This is just how people think. This is just how people think. Well, no, you support all these things, right? But you're telling us this is what people think is because you don't want to take accountability for any of the stupid takes that you have. But yeah.
defending it. I'm saying that if
No.
this is the
You're saying this is the current
country
state of
that I'm
affairs.
going to
I
live
know
in,
that.
I have to embrace it and be an American now. I have to understand that like this is not how the old way things are going to be. This is how
why do you have
things
to
are going to be
doomer
going
pill,
forward.
yeah.
Why do you have to embrace it? Why isn't part of being an American pushing for change?
It is. We're pushing for this change that is how Trump is doing things now.
Why can't we? We have another election coming up.
Wait, how did Trump even get into power into the first place, right? Like, isn't this the fundamental question that ends all questions? How did Trump even get into power? Well, he got into power because what? Because change happened, right? Like, do you think Trump came out of nowhere? You think that Trump was just simply happened? Like, he just popped out of nowhere? He like a fucking crane flew in and then a fat orange baby fucking popped out of nowhere? You think that's what happened? No, right? No. He came into power because because change happened, right? But change in a bad way, right? How do we end up with a black president, Barack Obama? We never thought we would see a black president in our lifetime until it did actually happen. What happened? Change, right?
We can choose different leaders. Why shouldn't we push in a different direction?
So stupid.
Good luck.
Like, why even, okay, so why even live right now? You might as well just, like, Minecraft yourself, right? You might as well Minecraft yourself in Roblox because, well, I mean, it's not like you can change the fact that you're, like, gonna die, right? Wait, why do you think people are always pushing for longer life? Why do people always push for a longer life expectancy? Why are people always trying to improve their health, despite knowing the fact that, oh, yeah, you're eventually all gonna die, right? Like, no matter how long you can, like, make your life, it's never going to be as long as, like, the end of the universe, right? So, yeah, like, what is the point? What's the point? Is there just no point to things, to anything? There's no point to changing anything? You haven't played any Final Fantasy games where the entire thing was like you wouldn't let fate control you, or you wouldn't like you would defeat fate. Oh, the future's not written in stone. Come on, just like, please, the future's not written in stone. Like, yeah, it's so fucking epic. Like, oh, now everyone has to be as doomer as you. Okay, dude.
I mean, I don't know how
Epic
like,
or not epic? That's the question.
you just talked to the guy previously who it didn't matter to him what the video showed or whatever. He was adamant that these are the things that are problems and that this is the man who's going to solve them. If you're not providing people with that feeling, then you're just not going to end up winning. I mean, the
Sure,
idea that
but
the
then
January 6th coup didn't matter enough to limit the things because
Sinclair.
people were getting the
What?
catharsis of
Who?
it
What?
doesn't matter how much we're thinking or logic or news or info. I want this done and solved because I feel that. You know what I mean? It's like the reverse of Vincent.
describing.
Okay,
You
no,
keep
that's
describing.
someone
You
who's
never change
I
my
understand,
feelings.
I understand. You keep just describing things. Okay.
I just use
don't
a renegade to
disagree
kill
that that's how people are
Rocketeer.
feeling,
You're welcome.
But what I'm pushing against is that I think people should feel differently, and that we should advocate for people feeling differently, because none of these problems are going to get solved with whatever weirdo system we're trying
Hey,
right now.
friendly.
And people need to be ready for what comes next, because this isn't going to work. Like Trump is not going to solve any of the problems that people have now. All of them are getting worse. Nothing is getting solved under Trump. And people need to be aware of that. And then I think we need to push against people like creators like Asmongold, who are pretending that things will get better, or who are making bad predictions, or who don't seem to understand what's going on. And to say like, hey, maybe like, look, we can see that this isn't going to work, and look, it's not working. Like, we should try something different. Maybe one of those things could be like believing in true things again, because if we don't even understand the world around us, how could we possibly, work to fix it or change it?
I mean, I would have agreed in the past, but now true is just what people believe it. I mean, like when that guy watched that dude's video, he now believes that that is true. That is what the truth is to him, right? And to all these other voters who now, are moving away from the system that we had in the past.
Yes, you keep
what I
describing
don't understand is that I can't not embrace the world as it
This
is
guy
versus
isn't
the
real,
world
dude.
as I want
Oh
it
my
to be.
god.
Why?
Right? I mean,
no,
I would
you
like to
literally
not
push
have to-
part of being an American is
my
pushing for a different
God.
world. We got rid of slavery. We gave women the right to vote. We have civil right. What do you mean? We can change the country. I don't understand why you're saying it's like
I
inevitable.
agree that we can change it. It got changed. That's what I'm trying to
It
get you
keeps
to
changing. It's not a
understand, is that
one-time thing. It's been changing since the start of the country. What do you mean?
Most likely he's putting up a front. He just wants fascism. I fully agree. I think that somebody like this is the exact kind of person who would still cheer on Asmongold doxing random game developers for making milquetoast statements about Charlie Kirk. Okay, and he'll say like, "Oh my God, we need to make this happen. We need to harass them. We need to go after them." But at the moment when it comes to Trump like affecting things, it's we can't really do anything here. Really? So you're saying that when you wanted things to happen, you take that into your hands, right? But then the moment that something you like happens, we can't do anything about that. Well, probably because you like it, right?
I don't know how to
Obviously. Did Asmongold dox him? Yep.
argue against we have changed from the way you wanted it to be to the way that you don't want it to be.
Because
I know that you want to go back.
It's not about going
but
back.
Good luck.
It's
I mean, every day there are new people who are born who never even knew or understood the system that you.
Again, this guy's disingenuous. Okay. Again, this guy's disingenuous. He's disingenuous. I hope that Destiny calls him out later because it's very clear that he actually likes the change, in my opinion. But then it's like I just fundamentally don't believe that he actually believes in what he's saying. Right? Like, does that make sense on why I think that is the case?
Want it to be like every day they're living in a system in which now Trump can randomly snatch a dude out of Venezuela.
Okay, so you agree then that basically the American Democratic.
Nah, you like it when Trump does that. Okay, don't lie. Don't fucking lie. You like it when Trump randomly snatches people out of Venezuela. It makes your dick hard. Okay, it's the only way you can get off these days.
Experiment is over then, right? Like whatever comes next is going to be another country leading, China or somebody else, and then America is basically on its way out. Then and that's a foregone conclusion, and you wouldn't try to change that. It's just that's it.
No, I'm saying that America as like its system.
The path that you're on, they say the path that you're saying that we're on right now, the path that you're saying that we're on right now is not sustainable. We won't be able to sustain ourselves.
I guess that remains to be seen.
It doesn't remain to be seen. We have a.
What was the phrase? The only way that evil can prevail is if good men do nothing, right? Isn't this like kind of like that? It doesn't matter whether or not you think of yourself as a good person. You're doing nothing. So therefore evil prevals, I guess?
A Health and Human Services Secretary who doesn't believe in medicine. We have a president who doesn't believe in democracy. We have an alcoholic dude running the DOD who takes orders from Trump to kidnap foreign leaders. We've got a Department of Homeland Security Secretary who doesn't know what fucking habeas corpus is. We have an attorney general who doesn't know how to appoint attorneys who are having her cases dropped because Lindsay Halligan was illegally appointed. Like, this doesn't work going forward. We can't. The Congress isn't doing anything. We have a guy who said he was going to lower the deficit. We got the one big beautiful bill. The deficit's gotten larger. Nothing is working. Nothing is working on this front. I don't know how you could say, well, we'll see what happens. Nothing is happening. It's all getting worse.
It's not working as a democracy, but it's still a country. That's kind of my...
Yeah, and everything is...
Oh, did anything in North Korea is still a fucking country, you moron? What the fuck are we talking about here? Oh, it's just a country. Oh, really? We've lowered standards so much to the point we can just say, well, at least it's a country. How is that a standard to live by? What the fuck? Yeah, I guess technically Eurasia from 1984 is still a country, despite the fact that like they're just basically totalitarian like dictatorship. But
it's getting worse. Everything is getting worse. So it's failing.
So
if you believe that this is inevitable and we can't change it, then the American experiment has essentially failed, and now we're waiting to see what country or thing steps up next. Is what it sounds like you're saying.
No, we've changed the parameters of the experiment. This experiment is still ongoing. We're just not doing it in the way that we used to as a democracy.
Do you think the way forward is going to be better or worse?
Likely worse given the trending of America since I was born.
Oh, okay. All right. So you're just completely useless. Oh,
okay, man. So if we think it's going to get worse,
get this guy out
don't
here.
we kind of have an obligation as Americans to try to change it?
Oh, my Lord. Get this guy out here.
Why can't we change the trajectory the country is on?
Oh, my God. Actually, fucking
even
so
if I
annoying.
grant you that, again, you're in the position of being the British colonial after America took hold. You're not getting it back. I don't think you've grasped it yet.
No.
You skipped my section, bro. Because what do you want me to say? Like, oh yeah, I agree with you on everything. I'm not here to look for conflict, even though I have limited streaming time. I don't want to stretch the stream for too late. Like, what? You can just come in, okay? It's okay if you need to say something.
I don't think you've grasped it because you're using an example of like geopolitics and how the world used to be run. I'm talking about like adherence to things like basic scientific truth or understanding when a thing is true or false. These are not the same types of things.
Bro, I wasn't even thinking of that. Whatever, man. Dude. And this is what happens when I fucking grew up watching Destiny. This is what happens. I just copy all of his fucking mannerisms because I'm autistic.
You can't regret.
I appreciate
funnily enough, Trump is the one who's saying we need to go back to a manufacturing economy. We need to go back to having huge tariffs with the entire world. We need to go back. Trump is the one saying that we need to regress. So why is he right to say that we should regress in so many different ways? We need to go back to the racial demographics. We need to go back to the birth rates we had before.
He's only right in the sense that he's taking actions that nobody can prevent him from doing.
So we take actions and by voting for different leadership, right? That's the whole point.
My God. Get this guy out.
Leadership.
Get this guy out. Just get this guy out.
Yeah,
please.
And then what leadership did you get? You got him. You did that.
Yeah. So we're pushing. So now the push is to make people realize that Trump is not working. It's not working how they wanted it to. That's why you should vote for different leadership next time. You don't always win the elections you push for. It doesn't mean you give up.
This guy's so lame, dude.
I am not saying give up. I'm saying that the actions that you're proposing to take just
my ninja. What are you
to
talking about? What the
anymore.
fuck?
Like how could you even understand like the
You're not
idea
saying
you
give up.
win your election, you beat or either Trump dies or comes out of office or whatever.
My God.
How does anyone step back into the mantle of an American administration after what Trump has done to
this guy
it
isn't
over
a real
just
person.
the
There's
past
no way
year,
this guy's
let
a
alone
real
what he's
person.
going to do for
There's
the
no
next
way.
3 years?
This guy's
and
trolling.
somehow reverse that tanker
Actually throwing the game
back to the direction that it was pointing before versus
guys
crap,
getting
I
up
have
a
10% of
10
Nvidia,
point gold lead or
Trump is
some
still
shit. I
out,
don't
and
know.
I'm sitting
There are ways-
with Maduro in my jail
there are
and a
ways
billion
to
other
do
things
it.
that it's like, this isn't the country anymore. It's not America like it was.
There are ways to do it, but whatever those ways
Bro, this is not good for my blood pressure, dude. Dude, can you guys imagine? Guys, okay, this is the ultimate black pill. All of these guys could vote. All of these guys could vote. And Asmongold is telling all of these people to vote for Trump for a third term. He's convinced them all that a Trump third term is the best way to go, and there's nothing they can do about it. Do you guys realize how much more dangerous Asmongold is compared to Hassan? Right? Hassan is nothing compared to this Asmongold guy, bro. Hassan is small fry compared to like the influence that Asmongold is having over these youth. Okay, 18 years of age, 20 years of age. All right, like he's so destructive to the environment of politics. It's not even, it's insane. Anyway, pretty soon you'll be checking your pulse at like Hutch. Me too. Okay, I'm already there. Bro, I always feel like I'm like 35. Okay, I always feel like I'm like mid 30s. I never feel like I'm like fucking 26. I always feel like I'm like fucking early 40s or mid 30s because of the fucking shit people pull. Fuck me, dude.
it starts with an acknowledgement of the problem. And if we can't get people to acknowledge that, hey, this wasn't okay, this is not good, if we need less Asmongolds and more Adam Mocklers, okay, we have to get people to realize, hey, this is a bad thing. And then when more people realize that, then they vote for different things in the future. That's how.
I think the fundamental issue, though, is that there's like the overarching good, capital G good, and then what's good
I don't
for
need this, I'm
individuals
sorry.
or like
I already have this. Yeah, I already have this one. You can just take it. Sorry. Oh, you're all good. My God, I love friendly lobbies.
their own interests. So, right, when people feel the catharsis of Trump administration pulls all the funding for every
You're not 36? No. I'm
daycare
26.
center everywhere in America, right? That feels good to an absurdly huge amount of people in America, right? Like,
Do you ever do any recreational drugs?
I'm about to do recreational drugs after this.
Yeah.
Okay, those feel good, right? But they don't feel good forever. And at some point, you have to realize you have to put down the needle, put down the crack pipe, put down the meth, whatever, right? And be like, okay, well, this works for a little bit, but it's not solving my problems forever, right? Yeah. Does Trump stuff feel good? Sure, it does. But it's not going to make any of these people's lives better. It's not going to fucking fix anything. It's not going to give them better paying jobs. It's not going to fix the economy. It's not going to make housing more affordable. It's not going to do any of those things. And the goal is to make people realize that. Like, hey, notice how none of your shit is getting cheaper. Notice how you're not magically getting better jobs. Notice how we're not magically getting better trade deals. Like, the goal is to make them realize that as quickly as possible so that we can move on to the next thing that actually fucking works.
I guess the only thing I can say to that is from taking good luck. I mean, I don't see how you're not grasping the fundamental divide between the things that we think are good as far as good outcomes and the things that we believe are good because it gives us catharsis, and that's what we want is the catharsis. How many people, right? I mean, your minimal size of this is trying to figure out how do people figure out the catharsis side of watching Asmongold all the time. I'm telling you, it's because he doesn't think about things. He literally feels a feeling.
Oh my God, dude, can we not? Please! please. Oh. Oh.
And he says, you know what, deport all these Somalis or whatever else. And then us watchers go, oh, you know what, that feels good because I'm not smart enough to think of solutions. I don't need to be worried about solutions. I need to worry about solve the problem as quickly, as easily, as uncomplicated as possible. I don't have the mental power to be worried about those.
I understand
else's
that,
problem.
but I think there's something baked into that catharsis. And I think the baked in thing is that people assume that it is going to lead to something better. I don't think it feels as cathartic if time goes on and people start to realize, oh wait, nothing is actually getting better. All of this is just kind of like showmanship bullshit, and we didn't get any of the things that we wanted. And I think making people realize that quicker moves people away from feeling cathartic about that thing. We can't do politics like it's WWE,
I would agree
right?
with
Like,
that, except
I don't know. Ask Erica Kirk. Okay, she seems to do it just fine.
Kind of proves it reverse, right? I mean, the idea that you can't even get people to acknowledge that Trump was president during the COVID lockdowns and whatever, they literally only remember that he gave them a Trump check.
Yeah, but part of the reason for that is because of people like Asmongold, right? Part of the reason for that is because of all of these bad actors on the conservative media side that try to rewrite history constantly.
Exactly. I think they're successful in doing so.
Yeah, but we should make them not successful. Why you pretend you're just? We don't have to just be passive observers of American culture. We all participate in it. No.
I mean, we do, but I'm one of 300 million people in here. So regardless of even if you pretend they are, you're not reaching them. They don't. Asmongold is reaching them by this, like you said, like a low IQ take. It is reaching the low IQ populace, of which we have millions of people.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I don't know if I can get through this. I'm sorry. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm so fucking triggered. Oh fuck. I don't. Dude, I don't, dude. Okay, dude.
That seem to dwarf the people who think like you do, where it's like, oh, I got to worry about what is the number coming out of this Nick Shirley video and is it accurate and nobody's worried about that. Or like, you know, on a scale, right? It's 80-20 or it's 60-40 or whatever. You're not.
Then we can make low IQ videos that fight on the other side. Then I guess if we want to do that, if that's the solution, then that's the solution.
Why am I doing this?
That probably is the solution. Is not to be making, you know, we got to do a deep dive, blah 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 of this Nick Shirley video. You got to go make a low IQ video of.
Sure. Then you know what? And listen, that might be the solution. That's fine. But at the very least, then I'm going to push on my platform for people to at least understand that Asmongold is giving low IQ takes, because I don't think a lot of these people think that. I think a lot of them think they're getting the high IQ shit and they're giving the high IQ takes when they're just getting a guy basically saying like, I trust my gut over gay books. Like that's like Asmongold in 12 words.
Right. But so like, I guess you have to hide that. It's like Ben Shapiro, right? Like Ben Shapiro isn't as stupid as the points that he goes out and puts on his like videos every single day, but he knows to be making those low IQ videos, and he also knows not to come out and be like, hey, everybody who's consuming my content, they're pretty low IQ, right?
Okay, so that's fine.
You gotta pick a lane and stick with it.
Okay, all right. Gotcha.
All right, thank you, Melt Mods. We're gonna pull someone else up.
Can we not, please let the other one, please let the next one have some semblance of anything, really, like anything above 2 brain cells, like anything above like actual fucking mental retardation, like please.
Truly, this is the dankest dungeon.
Hey, thanks for the 5 gifted subs on Kick. I appreciate that. Thank you, Addy.
Wait, okay, I'm gonna
Yo, dude, hey, thank you. I can, now that guy was banned, I can finally pay for the gifted sub I got a few days ago. I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
My first and only of the day. Hold on.
This content brought to you by
Anything
else. You'll be able to find the full VOD on our YouTube channel.
No. Oh, thank God. Oh my God, thank God it's Zip. Okay, all right.
Bro, these guys are really stupid.
Oh yeah, very good content.
Been having to vet them. They're just, at least one of them is fucking Russian. No idea. But like because I've been asking like, oh, just a screenshot of like your YouTube history or your fucking whatever. And one of them sent me a screenshot, their YouTube, like, oh, look, I've been watching Asmongold and the YouTube is in Russian. So Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. I should.
There's a lot of retards here, but yeah, seems like it's good content. What I've been able to catch.
Big retards.
Can we not have describers?
Can we not have what?
Describers, like people that just come in and they're like, well, this is just what it is. Like that. I'm not looking for this. This is not the answer I'm looking for.
Yeah, I agree. All right, I'm pulling in the next guy. CallMetCowboy.
I'm pulling the next guy. That's you.
Just CallMetCowboy, welcome. You were muted. Take your time. Go ahead.
I've been sitting here watching the stream and kind of giggling, bro. Honestly, because it's fucking.
Oh my god, it's 8-bit. I knew it. It's 8-bit. I knew that 8-bit was an Asmongold fan. Somebody ping 8-bit in Discord, okay? It's fucking 8-bit. He has the same exact voice.
Y'all, the things that are making you so pressed and upset, I'm excited about. Like, fucking, we are so back, baby. Let's go.
Please. Oh my god. Dude.
And you guys are like sad and coping and seething, and I fucking
Okay.
love every second of it. The Schadenfreude is fucking next level, dude.
Okay.
For real.
2 questions. First, are you 21 or 22?
Oh, really? I'm actually 39. How
Okay,
about
and then
that?
second question.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. Blood is cooked. Blood is actually cooked. Okay, there's no hope for this guy. This guy, if there's any room left in his life for improvement, it's gone. Okay? If there's any room in life left for him to change the way that he is, it's gone. Okay? This is, oh my god. Oh my god. I swear, this is like my worst nightmare, okay? If I am 39 or 35 or some shit like that, and I end up like this, just end me. Just do manslaughter, okay? Do something, okay? Please just get rid of me in some way, okay? Please. It's the only way you can ease my suffering, okay? There's, no, You can't let me live long enough to see myself become like this, okay?
How long you been watching Fuentes for?
Not at all.
Okay.
Fuck that little bitch.
Go next. Give me the next one, Moon.
Oh, all right. So thank you, CallMetCowboy.
What? Because I don't like fucking Nick Fuentes? I'm out?
No, this is not I don't know if there's a real argument or not.
Of course, I can. Let's do this, bro. I'm here.
Okay, sure. Super basic one. How do you feel about the fact that the government deficit didn't go down? That Trump failed monumentally in doing anything about the debt? The one big beautiful bill is a lie.
Nothing has happened as of yet.
No. Hold on. Hold on.
Instantaneously happened.
Doge failed, right? Do you admit that Doge completely and totally failed?
I don't admit that it completely and totally failed because it did remove government waste.
No, it
just didn't keep going.
No, it didn't.
Stop.
There was no government waste, fraud, or abuse.
No?
Nope.
USAID.
That's not waste, fraud, or abuse. No.
Did you say USAID? Are you actually... Wait, did anybody hear that? He said USAID. I couldn't have imagined that, right? Right?
No, that wasn't. And the deficit still increased. The spending still went up, so it didn't matter. Yeah.
So we fundamentally disagree on what's
on definitions
wasteful.
of words.
No.
Do you think that waste?
Wasteful.
Do you think waste is program I don't like? Is that waste?
He said USAID, right? Right?
If it's maybe if it's spent on Somali children that don't actually exist in daycares, absolutely.
Oh, so you're saying that Elon Musk identified that?
Like the children that was literally Okay, whatever.
Can you point me to where?
You know what? I don't know enough about this to comment on it. Okay.
No,
I don't care about.
Oh, okay. So what you just said was totally wrong. So what you just said was totally wrong, and had nothing to do with USAID. So USAID, if you don't like it, that's fine, but that's not waste. It's just a program you don't like.
Okay.
So Doge failed.
Thank you, Shawnee.
No, that's not failed, because if it's something that I don't think should be funded, then why wouldn't I want it cut from the budget?
You can want it cut. That's fine. It's just not waste. That's not waste.
If I view it as waste, it's waste.
It's definitionally not waste. It's just a program you don't like.
If it's money for gay Pakistani fucking tickling, what do I care? What do I care? Why are we funding anything outside of the world that isn't directly helping us?
Sure,
here?
You can think that, but it doesn't make it waste. It's just a program you don't like.
No. It's waste if I don't think it's worth anything. That's waste. You throw things
but whether or not it's worth anything, it definitionally comes down to what the program is. So, for instance, let's say somebody spends $50,000 on a new Mustang, and I think Mustangs are.
He sounds like Bad Epinata. No, he doesn't sound like Bad. Wait, what? Where are you getting that? He doesn't sound like Bad Epinata.
They're bad cars, and I'm like, wow, that guy wasted his money. Oh well. Well, it's not really. That's not waste. He just spent it on something that I don't like. Now, let's say that he bought that same.
If he bought it with your money.
Sure, hold on. Let's say that he bought. Sure, but it's not.
If he bought it with your money, is the difference.
Sure.
Right?
No, kind of. No, but let's say. Wait. I understand. Let's say that
how the government spends my money is my business.
Sure. Let's say that he spent $100,000 on that same.
This guy's about to come in here. This guy's about to come in here to say that he's trolling. Okay, just watch.
Mustang, because he had to spend $50,000 on a middleman guy to go and find it for him or whatever.
I can't believe people watching Asmongold imitating his voice, thinking that it sounds smart? Like, do you know that you actually sound chromosomally deficient?
I might say, well, that seems like actual waste. There was a middleman involved here that just seemed like he was getting a lot of money for this, and he wasn't really providing much of a service. That would be wasteful spending. So waste is not just like a thing I don't like it's some kind of inefficiency or some kind of duplicate thing or something that's not providing any value, whereas you're saying that waste is just a program I don't like.
No, I'm not saying a program I don't like. I'm saying a program that is not worth anything to the American taxpayer.
That's fine, but that's not what the American... That we voted for people that installed that program. That was part of legally existing stuff. USAID was a legally existing part of the executive branch that did stuff that was legally authorized. Whether you like it or not, you can't just call it... You can't just say it's waste because you didn't like it.
And now it's gone.
That's
and
fine.
Now it's gone. So
Doge's job...
Make a new one if
Doge's
you
job was not to get rid of waste... Doge's was not to get rid of programs you don't like. It was to get rid of waste, fraud, and abuse, which they found none of. It was a failure.
Yeah, definitely.
It was a failure. It failed.
The government's known.
It kind of reminds me. Oh, sorry. Hold on. It was a failure. It failed. That kind of reminds me of this like Caleb City skit. Hold on. I'll dig it up. Okay.
For being super efficient and never fraudulent.
How embarrassing that the government has such a bad reputation and Elon Musk found nothing. Is that a little bit humiliating?
Reminds me of this one.
All right, everyone, let's get this class started. I'm going to be passing out your syllabus. I want everybody to memorize their syllabus by tonight and have the quiz done by tomorrow, all right? Got it? Got it? All right, cool. Now it's time for your midterms. What are you doing? You get 10 minutes. What? The essay must be done in 10 minutes. 12 pages. I don't even remember what class this is. All right, pencils down. Pencils down. Give me your papers. Give me your papers. I'm not finished. Give me the... I'm not finished. I'm not finished. Give me the paper. You fail. You're a failure. You didn't give us time to prepare. What are you doing, man? Look at... You didn't even let me fail. Get out the class. Bro, why? Get out. Why? What are you doing? Get out. Yo, this is the first day. What are you doing? Out of my class. Can I get my backpack, please? Yo, please.
That's how I act. Okay, this is the standard of the way that I treat anybody who acts like this. Okay.
To you that the government, that he had the keys to go through every department and couldn't find a single fucking example that wasn't already listed in some Office of Inspector General report. Isn't that kind of humiliating or embarrassing?
Processing argument.
Cowboy?
Hello?
Okay.
What, are you serious?
I mean...
Are you actually for real? What?
Oh my god.
Nothing? Bro. Asmongold needs to react to this, okay? We need to force... Asmongold is definitely going to try to avoid this, okay? But we need to force Asmongold to react to these guys, okay? This is your audience, dude. This is your audience. This is embarrassing, okay? This is embarrassing, all right? This is actually just... You're raising the next generation of the most retarded people, okay? They need to break big rocks into smaller rocks, okay? Like Asmongold says.
All right, Bent. Hello.
Yo. Can you hear me?
No.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh no, it's somebody with like a fucking Warhammer 40k looking profile picture. You know that these guys are going to be the most retarded motherfuckers. Okay, here we go.
Okay, so my take, one of the previous guys said that you would celebrate if Biden did the same thing. So
oh no, it's a Russian.
I think maybe I understand the reason why he has that impression. Because of your like inconsistent, I guess, view on the like whole like Trump situation and the shutdowns. Like basically you could say that maybe you're like a democratic lapdog or something, or I guess Democrats in this case.
What do you... I don't know what you just... I have no idea what you just said. On the shutdowns? What do you mean?
Okay, do you remember your stream with on Vic TV with like Prime and Connor?
Okay. Or just tell me what is the position that you think I had or have that on shutdowns or whatever that is...
Well, on shutdown, you had a position that is, I guess, too many lives would be like wasted if you continue shutdown because they will starve.
The 2 million lives?
Why even try? It's hopeless. Okay, I'm just so sad. Okay, I'm just depressed now. All right, there's no hope. There's no hope. There's nothing. There's nothing there for us in the end. Like after death, there's gonna be nothing, and nothing's gonna be waiting afterwards. Everyone you love will die. Your whole family will die. Everyone's gonna pass away eventually. One day you're gonna get a diagnosis and find out you have 6 months left. What's the point? Okay, there's just no point. All right.
Too many lives.
Too many lies?
Yeah, it's gonna be like a sacrifice basically of human lives if you continue the shutdown because they're gonna run out of food.
Was that ever my position?
Yeah, I think. Like you said, it was a good thing that Democrats ended it early.
Are you a DGGer?
Not really. I mean, I did watch Destiny a lot.
Wait, have I? I'm trying to. Have I ever given this position before? Were people going to mass starve if the shutdown continued? That was. People are saying that this was a Hutch position.
Okay, what was your position then? Maybe
I'm pretty sure Hutch's position is that I think it's that normies are like, you don't have to worry about starvation, but people do have to worry about starvation. So therefore, I'm on the side of the normies. That's what Hutch said. But whatever, I don't care.
I didn't understand it.
I think
I don't even know at the time what my position. I'm trying to remember it because COVID was a long time ago.
He definitely made fun of Live and Learn's like
couple of quotes then.
Okay.
Thing.
Okay, so before the shutdown, he said
that was not
the Democrats needs to be unified in their messaging, and they can't be fucking backstabbing each other constantly on media, with a whole bunch of liberal simps looking to get brownie points from independent and center-right losers by constantly second-guessing and undermining their own side. It has to be a strong democratic unified response. And after the shutdown, you had this take. You have to take a very nuanced political view of what's going on. You can have an optimal strategy that gives outs to different members of your political class, your elected politicians, even those who are not directly involved. So, for instance, it could be that optimal political path could be we are doing the shutdown, but also Gavin Newsom is going to shit talk about doing the shutdown.
Okay. What is the contradiction between these two positions? In one, I'm saying you have to have a unified democratic response, and in the other one, I'm justifying having a non-unified democratic response. Is that what you're saying?
In this case, yes, but I...
Okay, wait. So let me explain real quick the difference between those two statements. So the first statement is that the Democrats need to not be backstabbing each other constantly or running from at the first sign of fear and throwing other Democrats under the bus. Okay, right? That's my first statement, right? My second statement is that there might be times when strategically some Democrats vote no on a thing or have some statement that appears to attack other Democrats, but this is a thing that they are coordinating. So even if that might appear as though they're like quote unquote backstabbing each other, it's not really. They're still working together to further Democratic Party interests. Like when AOC or Rashid Tlaib.
I mean, these people are like have known each other for fucking decades at this point. Like, of course they're going to be working alongside each other. They know that they can't present themselves as like they can't present themselves as somebody who is like actually trying to go at war with one another. Like they know that division is weakness. Friendly, but yeah, it's just silly.
Like vote no, or when Bernie Sanders says a thing about some particular thing, and I understand he's saying it to appease his constituents, but they're not like the deciding vote on a thing. Like I don't think that's backstabbing the Democrats or not working together. They're doing what they need to appease their constituency, but we're still like moving towards a common goal. That's different than Al Franken like having to resign from the fucking Senate over that stupid picture or whatever, which I think was just a dumb thing. Or somebody like Fetterman who just...
Does anybody remember? Does anybody remember when I forgot who it was, but does anyone remember somebody resigning over a sandwich? I don't remember, and I'm pretty sure somebody also resigned or ended their campaign over a speech where he was just going wild, and then people were going like, "Oh my god, that is unbecoming of somebody who is trying to be president or whatever." Fuck, these are all like things that have happened, right? It's not just some kind of it's not just some kind of like illusion that has happened, right?
Seems to constantly be shitting on Democrats.
So was it a good thing that Democrats ended the shutdown early by caving in?
Was it a good thing?
Okay, thank God. Okay, thank God. You confirmed it for me that it actually happened. Okay, thank God. Yeah, Biaga. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Yeah, that guy. Fuck. Okay, thank God. Okay, I'm not gaslighting myself, right? Good.
I don't even know 100% what that... Because I feel like that process was a little bit staggered, right? So for instance, like unemployment insurance ended in some states early and not in other states. And I don't even remember what the overall feeling on that was. At the time, my feelings on my biggest issues with stuff, here are my two biggest issues with stuff related to the shutdown. One is that everybody on the conservative side just assumed that it was all being done to establish a new world order and to control American lives and to fucking mass murder everybody or something retarded.
That
was the first thing. And then the second thing was a refusal to acknowledge that shutdowns reduced the amount of infectivity. They did. It's an undeniable fact. fact that shutdowns and distancing and masking all worked to reduce infectivity. And you can see that in places, especially like in New Zealand or especially in Australia. Now, that being said, were they done, like, was the school shutdown idea good? Maybe not. Could they have ended earlier or gone later? Maybe. I don't know if I ever had like I don't even know if today I have super strong opinions on what that should have looked like. I just was very irritated that every time somebody made a decision about anything, the Republicans were there basically accusing people of trying to mass murder people or incarcerate people in their homes. They're just banning like going to the gym or places of worship or whatever. That was the issue.
All right, Ben.
Well,
I'm gonna.
Oh, wait.
Oh.
No, wait, hold on. I'm so sorry. Wait, hold on. Forget everything I just said. Just eject all of that. My bad. Let me reset my brain. You're talking about the government shutdown. You're not talking about like I'm thinking lockdown. I'm thinking the COVID lockdowns.
Yes.
This was a throw. I was so confused as well. Like, I was like, why is he talking about the COVID shit? I was so confused. I was like, what the fuck? What's going on? Oh my God.
Okay, eject everything I just said. I'm sorry. Can you restate what you just restate your position? What you just said?
You sure made a great argument there, I guess. I can't believe it. It doesn't
my
matter.
first position is basically that you basically took whatever position the Democratic Party needed at that point. Like, you had your own maybe thoughts before the shutdown.
It's over,
but
dude.
after that, you said basically, it's a good thing that they ended early.
Okay, whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's okay.
Okay. Hold on. I need to move out of COVID mode. I think my position, if I remember correctly, my position was that ending it when they did was a good idea because I think they had some solid wins, and that if they ended it at that point, it was just an easy thing to say, like, look, we got solid wins, and then, we moved on right after that to the Epstein file thing, and then, we've got other stuff on the table. Like the revote supposedly in the ACA and those subsidies would be expiring. I generally thought it was good. Did I say? And then did I say something opposite to this?
Bush in the White House. Okay, I see.
Before the shutdown, I guess I should ask you: do you consider that? Do you think Democrats did, or was that a backstabbing, or like trying to get a brownie points?
No, he's doing fine.
From independent and center-right losers.
The shutdown, was that trying to get brownie points from independents or center-right losers? No, I don't think so.
And that wasn't backstabbing from the other side, right?
Wait, who's backstabbing who in this case, if we're saying it's backstabbing?
I guess those 8 Democrats that caved in.
Oh, because there were a few that voted to end the shutdown and the others didn't. Well, I don't think it was backstabbing because it seems like that definitionally, we can agree or disagree with it, but I don't think it was backstabbing, right? It seemed like that was planned by the Democratic establishment, right?
Do you know that?
I think, statistically speaking, I think almost 100%, yeah, it was. Because, like, the 8 people that voted, either, like, it was, like, the 8 that didn't have elections coming up or weren't running or something like that. It was almost 100%, like, a planned thing for the 8 that defected on the vote, for sure, right? Somebody can correct me if I'm wrong on this. I'm almost positive that this was, like, a Chuck Schumer organized thing.
Chuck Schumer.
Okay, I guess a little bit sus, but still. But the other contradicting thing that you told is during your week stream with Prime and Connor, like, you had a very strong position on what should be done to, like, Trump and his supporters. You said basically that you need to charge every elected politician that supported Trump, right?
Yes.
Yeah, and every time people asked you, what would happen, like, if most of the people wouldn't want that thing, you said then it's civil war, basically.
That's a Dr. Disrespect?
That might have been a little hyperbolic, but I think my ultimate point for that debate was that we should be pushing to make people accept this thing rather than just, this is where the popularity is right now and we give up on it. I think it's something we should fight harder on or argue further on.
Also, it was basically out of context, right? Like in Hassan's case.
What do you mean out of context?
Okay.
I mean, should I take your words literally or seriously?
Well, you can take them both. I think the ultimate point that I was making, if I said that it was going to be civil war, what I was saying was that if we make it through this administration and there's no what would you say, not comeuppance, but there's no, like, mass recognition across the United States that the events of the past, 10 years have just been wholly, especially the past 5 years, have been wholly unacceptable and can never be repeated. And there needs to be a recognition and an accounting for the wrong that happened. If that doesn't happen, then the country, I think, is inevitably headed towards some type of civil war scenario because the Conservative Party has just fractured so far out of reality. We're already past so many points. We've already accepted so much crazy shit. Like, we just deposed a foreign leader today of a sovereign country, and no one seems to care. But yeah, I mean, that would be my position. Yeah.
Is that really the only possible outcome? Like, if you don't judge Trump and his supporting crew, then there will be a civil war.
This is your final question. We're gonna move on.
I mean, is that the only possible? No, I mean, I'm sure there are other possible. Like, politics is hugely complicated. I'm sure there's a million things that theoretically could happen. But it seems like conservative politics have been trending in this direction for a long time, and it keeps getting worse and worse and worse. And I don't see it ever having reset over the past decade and a half. So why, or over the past decade? So why would I assume that trajectory is not going to change? I don't see any reason to. I feel like it's just going to keep getting worse and worse and worse.
All right, thank you, Ben.
Okay.
Non-Asmon viewer.
Nerd. You're a nerd.
Gabriel.Mack. Hello?
Oh no.
Hello.
All right, go ahead.
His name is Gabriel's over, dude.
Hey, just to confirm, you are an Asmon viewer, right?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, Destiny. Nice to be in here. I'm not the best debater, but I've been watching you since 2024. So I've just made a couple.
Wait, so like a year? Okay, all right, man.
No,
For
it's
a
like
year
you're
and a half,
talking to those
maybe.
people about some different things you're talking about.
I thought he was gonna say I've been watching you for 10 years, and I'm like, okay, thank God. I'm like, thank God. Okay, all right, just a year, thank God.
But we'll start with Asmon. I do not believe that Asmon is as far right wing as you think he is. Maybe socially,
What?
but definitely not economically. And he actually gets in arguments or talks.
How do you watch
chat about
Destiny
it,
for a
pretty
year?
often.
But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, he's kind of like an economic populist, so it's not going to be like far right. It's just going to be
Not
like
really.
what?
Is the strategy here to fight a one-sided proxy war against Asmongold? Well, here's the thing. I think this is what works, okay? It's not just to debate Asmongold himself, but it's to show how retarded his viewers are. I think that is what matters, okay? The reason is because I think no matter what, you cannot Asmongold react your way through this one. I think that is the number one thing. Like, if Destiny keeps on pumping out videos where he debates a bunch of Asmongold viewers and shows them to be incredibly retarded, I don't think Asmongold could not react to one forever, right? Because this is a big shame, right? Going after someone's community, right? Like insulting someone's community it's very sensitive. It's a very sensitive topic for a lot of content creators, and for good reason as well, right? The reason is because they just can't handle it. They're like, what, you're going after, because their community is a reflection of them, is a reflection of who they are, right? Pisco takes it personally. Dusty takes it personally as well, by the way, in case you're wondering. Like, people have attacked, he's done entire debates over like the conduct of his community, right? And people slandering his community is also a slander towards him, right? So like, these are all things that matter ultimately, right? Oh, hentai! Oh, my hentai! Oh, my hentai!
Really a populist. I think he's a socialist, he says.
Does anybody have a revive?
I mean, depending on how you view socialism or populism, I mean, that's kind of the same thing, I think.
That's what happens when I play during stream.
I mean, well,
Anybody have a revive?
He's not like super right wing, and he only
Anybody
and I don't.
revive?
All he does is talk about America, like just the American people, and want to put the American people first before putting other people.
Does anybody have a revive?
First. Like, how is that just bad for people?
Well, I mean, definitionally, I mean, like, what is his definition of American people? Because it feels like he thinks that certain people, so like
Any
if you're a Somali
rivers?
American, you're
Revive?
just as American as anybody else if you're an American citizen, but he seems to think that those people aren't, or that like ethnically you can trace people that aren't, so I don't know what he means by that.
I think he thinks that they were. It's like kind of like how Trump says illegal immigrants, but he's talking about, or the illegal aliens, but he's also uses like asylum seekers or parolees, stuff like that. Like, but anybody can be American. Like when Trump says American, he doesn't say white Americans. I'm mixed, and I've never felt listening to Trump that he wasn't talking about me.
What is your other? Your mixed what?
Does anybody revive?
Black and white.
Okay. When you say black, like of African American descent, or do you have like family from like Kenya?
Does anybody have a revive?
So they don't usually attack African Americans, but like my question would be, of all the ethnic groups that Trump and MAGA have attacked, has it ever been a white one, or has it always been darker ones? So Haitians, Muslims, Venezuelans,
thank you, sir.
Recently with Somali Americans.
No, that's a good point. But he did, like, as a I guess a stand-in for that is just liberals. That like that's to Trump, that's an ethnicity. He probably would think so.
That
like,
what?
That's just that's the same characteristics. It's just a group of people. It's not because they're a different color. It could be for any reason.
Is it kind of weird?
He banned.
I'm trying to remember.
He's banned Russians from coming.
Did he?
To America? Yeah. Recently, there's a few different countries, but Russians were on the list.
I feel like there was one country that he. I don't think he banned Russians from coming to the state. There might have been a few Russians, but I don't think. I feel like I would have heard this.
No, I think he stopped. Yeah, I think he stopped Russians. Russians can't.
Does anybody ever revive?
Apply for
countries with full restrictions: Afghanistan, Burkina Faso, Burma, Chad.
Does anybody have a revive?
Eritrea, Haiti, Iran, Laos, Libya, Mali, Niger, Republic of the Congo, Sierra Leone, Somalia, South Sudan, Syria, Yemen. Individuals traveling on Palestinian Authority issued or endorsed travel documents are also full suspension of entry. I'm not seeing Russia on here at all.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was a bunch of African countries. And
maybe, yeah.
But then also,
was misinformed, I guess.
That's okay. I feel like there was one country that I can remember Trump seemed to pay special attention to in terms of like accepting asylum seekers. Do you remember hearing about any countries like that?
Yeah. The South African.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it was only 79 people. That was why.
Yeah, but it was such a special exception carved out for white people from South Africa.
Does anybody have a revive?
Isn't that not like a little bit
they still let asylees come, but it was just a special thing that he was doing because that little fallout with the South African president.
Sure.
Trying to make like a big deal about it.
Sure.
Trump was.
But like if there was another ethnic group that got attacked tomorrow by MAGA, do you think it would be a white one or do you think it'd probably be another darker skinned one?
No, it'd probably be darker skinned, and I mean, unless there was they were attacking Christians in I don't know.
Does anybody have a revive?
Crazy white people country in Europe. If they were just literally attacking Christians, and he probably would.
What in the area?
Okay.
I mean, the people might not, but I mean, I don't think. And Asmon, he even tells his followers like it has nothing to do with race. Even when he'll go on like a rant and one that would be taken as being a racist one normally, like just kind of off the vibes of it. And then somebody in the chat will say something like that, and then he'll like chastise them and tell them like anybody can be like that, and talks about white trash people. Like anybody can be like that. It has nothing to do with their skin color. It's their culture. And it's not.
Well, he doesn't
wrong.
want to come off as
kind of how
too
things
blatant,
are. Like low
right?
trust society.
Too
There's a reason why there was like every time around Halloween, there's a thing about Indians in Indian communities that have come here. Now they can't leave candy balls out.
Sure, but
does
like
anybody have a
it's
revive?
goofy to for self ID and trans people, right? Like you're not trans just because you say you are. Or you're not a woman or a man just because you say you are, right? Like, isn't it? It's kind of the same with racism too. Nobody's going to say like I'm racist.
Yeah, that's the most
right?
basic
I think
way,
we have to. You infer that.
Another example I can think of is like J-Stel saying that he is anti-doxing. Like that's another. Yeah, again, this happens all the time, right? Or Trump saying that other people are fascists, right? Like this is the classic maneuver, right? The very classic defense maneuver. You just blame the other person of the same accusation you're facing, right? Oh, it's not that I'm the racist. You're the racist for discriminating against people like me, right? Yeah, exactly.
From actions.
Does anybody have a revive?
And they're not usually going to admit and say like, well, yeah, okay, you're right, I am racist, right?
Right, but the behaviors that would distinguish that from somebody who's a nationalist and just cares about people in their country would be only like just specifically talking about people based on their race, or only talking about certain races.
Does somebody have a revive?
Never had given any grace or passes or.
Come on.
Well, sure, I guess, but then like my question would be, isn't it kind of weird to talk about deporting American citizens if they're Mexican Americans or Somali Americans? Like there's just American citizens, right? Why would we deport them?
Yeah, they don't. Anybody, I know at least when Asmon talked about deporting American citizens, he never mentioned any race. I don't think Trump's ever mentioned a race. Trump, I think when he brought it up, he was talking about the.
This is what happens when I play without sound, because Destiny's the one playing with sound. Fuck me.
When he mentioned it.
Does anybody have a revive?
Somali community is a progressive community, or the Haitian community is very progressive, or that Arabs
I have 9 minutes left. Okay, please let this air shot be open. Please let this air shot be open. Please.
Citizens now, but I except for Rubio was talking about how if you commit fraud and you've been a naturalized citizen, you can be denaturalized.
Survivor
they do that with all kind of fraud.
Well, there's a very one of the only ways I believe you can become you can like lose your citizenship for committing a crime is if the crime was like exactly yes. So like that's true, but that's nothing new. But I guess it's just weird to me that if all of the opponents of this administration, and I feel like Asmongold when else going to talk, the racial groups that they focus on the most are always non-white, and they get to the point to where they're talking about deporting people who are American citizens.
Does anybody have a revive?
Sense, right?
Anybody have a revive?
Citizen to, but they're non-white. At some point, I just feel like it's kind of weird. It feels like there's a racial component to this.
Why is this map so big?
Well, if the specific group that's
is he using a renegade
is being, I guess you say, attacked, like if you're talking about a specific group,
serious?
and he's not talking about the enemy of progressives, then he's talking about certain like little factions of people. But they also attack progressives, they attack liberals, they attack Democrats. It's not just they attack demographics.
Sure, but like, isn't one of the biggest reasons why they attack progressives is because progressives are letting in a lot of the minorities? I feel like that's one of the biggest.
That's not the main reason.
Not the main reason, but I think it's a big one.
Yeah, I mean, well,
does anybody have a revive?
Letting anybody come through the border. I mean, we do. We have a certain culture, and you can't just take in a huge amount of people and let them have an enclave, then they can't assimilate. They literally won't assimilate.
Didn't this definitionally happen though with like Italians and Irishmen during?
That's what I was about to say.
It's not over until it's over. It's not over till it's over.
They did have enclaves, but I've heard this from people like Orrin McIntyre, so I don't know if it could be have like bad intentions, but it's because they are like we have similar cultures, we have similar languages, so there's not like a huge language barrier to get past. You know, like it wasn't as.
Does anybody have a revive?
To go from important.
Didn't they? I mean, like when you talk about like, I feel like Italians are the perfect example of.
Yeah, that would be the biggest difference.
Well, like of everything horrible for an immigrant group, right? They came in. We've got Little Italies. They literally had the largest organized crime in America. I'm not sure. Like the mafia.
Yeah, that's why they came up with RICO, just for them.
Yeah. So.
And that's not a good thing. I mean, that was a bad thing, and people didn't like it back then. And it finally worked because we stopped all immigration, or not all, but like a shit ton of our levels of immigration for a while until we were able to assimilate those people. And if you look at it,
I don't think
this all happened because
like Italian immigration or stopped all Italians.
No, but we stopped our large scale of like letting people in. I think the nationalization or whatever. From the 1920s to the 60s, I think, or 40s. They stopped it for a long time because
I'm going for Cliffside Air Shaft.
They let in too many people, and they weren't assimilating. They were voting as blocks, and that was like a big talking point back then. Like that was a big thing.
Sure, I mean, I guess if people like. Wait, real quick. Let me refocus on this. Is like one of my biggest issues. Okay, so let's say that what you're saying, let's just say I grant most of it. Okay, and like this was a problem and they solved it.
Why?
I feel like if you have problems with certain things, like let's say that we think, and honestly, like I would probably grant some of this even, that having like huge groups of a certain type of immigrant, like a certain ethnic group of immigrant living in a certain place, all not speaking English, probably will learn to game the system some way. Like I agree that these are bad things, right? But I feel like when it comes time to like solve those problems, there are conversations we can have about solving the problems. And then there are people that use that conversation maliciously just to push this, like, we need to just deport all of them thing. And I feel like I hear that last thing from Asmongold way more than anything else.
The issue that I have is that nobody ever looks at the downstream effects of anything. That's the issue, right? Like, nobody ever cares about the downstream effects of anything. That's the issue. Yeah, that is the issue. It is. Fuck me. Because when it comes to immigration, like nobody ever sees like, oh my god, all of these undocumented immigrants are paying like millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of dollars into our system and helping out like millions and millions and millions and millions and millions of elderly in this country, right? Nobody ever looks at that because it goes through a chain, right? It goes through a supply chain, not a supply chain, but like a money transaction chain, right? People pay taxes to the government redistributes it into funding for social programs and such, right? So you don't actually see all the lives these people save, right? If that makes sense. You don't see any of that. Oh my god, this one's so good! Oh my god, this one's hentai! Absolute cinema. Oh my god, I was gambling. I was gambling on this one being open still. Because I can't open the map. I cannot open the map when I'm downed. So I don't know whether or not I don't know whether or not like this one was open. If this was closed, I would have been fucked. Straight up. I would have been fucked if this was closed. So I had to make a gamble on which air shaft to go to, right? Especially when there's one air shaft left. This is insane. I have never fucking clutched this hard, ever. My butt cheeks are clenched as fuck, okay? Wow. Nobody coming to save me. The only person to save me is myself. Crawled all the way from checkpoint to whatever this is. Oh my god. Actually, just absolute cinema. Holy shit. Actually, absolute cinema. Unironically, just actually cinema. Holy fuck. Oh my god. Dude, oh my god. Thank you. Oh, 3 minutes left. Holy shit! I've never clutched this hard. Okay, sorry. Get back to this.
I don't think so.
Like, what is a
I don't
single thing
think
that
so,
Asmongold has talked about when it comes to like reforming these communities or helping these communities integrate better in the United States? I feel like all I hear from is deport, deport, deport. Even for citizens, deport, deport, deport.
Oh, his goal isn't like he doesn't talk about how to assimilate them. Like that's not really his goal.
So,
but like, he's fine with legal immigration. I mean, that's part that I mean, I guess that would be.
Well, but not those people, I guess, right? Because Somali Americans are Americans.
No, they can be integrated, but not. He thinks it's because of the large scale illegal immigration and the parole of them, and or the TPS or whatever, all that. Like,
sure.
Actually, you know what? He might actually believe that we shouldn't have, or for a certain amount of time, we shouldn't have any immigration at all. So I don't know, actually.
But I'm just saying that, like, I've never heard him talk about, if all of his talk is about deportations, even of American citizens, Somali Americans, and I've never heard him talk about integration or ways to just stop the crime, and that's it. And it's always focused on, like, the ethnic groups, the national immigrants that are coming over, and then how to deport them and get rid of them. Like, doesn't it feel like it's all pointed in one direction?
Hey, yo, thank you so much for the 5 Monopoly money. Thank you so much, Stoplight 3, whoever you are. Thank you. Monopoly money is always appreciated. Thank you.
Like, it doesn't seem.
But yeah, again, people don't realize like the long-term or downstream effects of things that are beneficial, and people only perceive things in the sense of like, oh, well, I guess that, well, illegal immigrants are bad because they are so bad for things that are things that just happened. Yeah, because you don't see any of these benefits. Which we caught him. I don't listen. I didn't know that he looked like this. Okay, to be honest, but that's crazy, dude. Okay, now I want Steven to stop playing now, okay?
He doesn't make any prescriptions.
He's doing too much.
For even when he talks a lot about other people doing fraud and how bad it is, and like when he talks about the socialist stuff that he talks about.
Sure, but like didn't he? I'm pretty sure he said he wants to stop like all non-white immigration to the United States for a while. He's okay.
I don't think he just said non-white, but I mean, he wants all immigration to stop, but like he's not making prescriptions for like how to like just to get rid of certain people because of fraud. He doesn't want like anybody doing fraud. He talks about other people that do fraud. He thinks it's all bad.
If Asmongold would have said, if it was the case that he said we should stop all non-European immigration to the United States, do you think that would be a little sus? Would that make you think like maybe there's like a racial component to this?
I don't think he would have a reason because they're Western societies.
What?
Okay, so then
we don't have a. Go ahead.
Well, if that's how you're mapping it on, then could Asmongold ever
I really wish I could say the N-word
racist statement? It feels like there's always going to be cover for.
Yeah, I am in so much pain from not being able to say the N-word with the like. Dude, I need to be able to say the N-word. Okay, this cucked version by saying ninja is like getting the best of me. Okay, I can't flow correctly unless I'm able to say the N-word. Okay. Oh my god.
If you're just talking about the race or saying none of these people from this group could ever be come here,
just
or the ones that are here now, all of them that are just from this group.
It just doesn't sound the same.
I mean, he's never said anything like that.
Ninja is just not the same. It's just not the same. You can't.
Let's say that I was racist, but I know that it's like a bad position to have because it's like unpopular. Like, couldn't I just possibly say always like, oh, I just want Western immigration or Christian immigration or European immigration?
He doesn't say that. He hates Christians. He talks. I'm a Christian, but he talks shit about Christians. He thinks they're just as bad as Muslims somehow, even though they're not.
Does he really?
You trying to Kendrick cover? That doesn't count.
Yeah. I promise you. He even thinks that they're starting like they even when people in the comments will talk about just Muslims, like when what was it?
Latin people can say it. Yeah, but they're brown. I look white as fuck, dude.
Oh well, he watched the stuff in Sudan, and they were talking about people like it's all Muslims. Everybody in the comments were like it's always Muslims, only Muslims, and he was like, no, there shouldn't this shouldn't be part of any culture, any religion. He says like Christians do the same thing. That Christians slaughter people, and then somebody tried to have an argument with him about it's been thousands years since Christians have started wars for that, and he like banned them or muted them, timed them out.
What the fuck?
He doesn't. He's just atheist.
Sure. I mean, I'm atheist as well, but I guess
I think one of the reasons why it allows people that have the ulterior motives to even come in, and you're not bad about this, and you even say stuff about it, like because there's people who just refuse to like recognize just the most basic facts of like that thing you just granted earlier, or just for the sake of the argument, like just because people refuse to grant even that little bit and automatically call you racist stuff. That's why.
Why do you think people get brain broken on that though? Why do you think people like refuse to acknowledge stuff like that?
Well, they've been doing that since before people started being more bold about. I'm only 24, but as far as since I've been paying attention, they've been like that since like
Are
before
Nosley
people
more
recently
unhinged?
started being able to be more.
No, he's always been this
like
unhinged
especially
too.
Online to where everybody can see it and everybody participates. More open about how they feel about stuff. They've been
but
like this. Like
if somebody
I'd
says
argue it was worse.
If somebody says like if you've got a person who, you know, when pushed a little bit do you look black? I guess you said you were you're mixed or whatever.
When I was in college in Athens, UJ, people thought I was Mexican. They thought I was Mexican. So I guess
sure.
no,
I guess like just like hypothetically,
loose curls.
If you've got a person who's like you're not sure if they're racist or not, but they just say kind of like weird things sometimes. And then something bad happens to them and they like go off on some crazy racist tirade. Would you look at that person and think like, oh wow, that last thing that happened just turned them racist? Or would you think like, ooh, I don't know, maybe this is kind of lurking the whole time, right? So like when you say that
on a reality show, yeah, I've seen that.
Sure, yeah. Or when you say like people haven't
dude.
been like full on like mask off about everything until recently, sure. But I think that like people have like this suspicion, and I agree with you that it's dumb. I think one of the biggest issues that liberals have is sometimes they just can't admit certain things, like black people commit more crime. Like it's a really hard thing for liberals to admit sometimes. But like I understand why it happens when the person on the other side is like, don't you believe that black people have the warrior gene, so they're genetically predisposed to committing more crime? Like when the person like that is arguing against you, it's really hard to say, yeah, I kind of agree. Black people do commit more crime, because it's like, well, hold on, what am I agreeing to? You know?
Yeah, but like it's always been a culture argument until recently. Like I'd never even heard the genetic argument until
I mean, we say
like,
we
very
can,
recently.
We can call
but,
it
even when it was a cultural argument, it was shut down.
We can call it a cultural argument, but when the cultural argument always seems to be aimed at one direction. Like
but it's not like they'll even bring up the white people that act like that or act certain ways.
They even bring well no,
like
but they don't really though. So like here's a big difference, okay? You've heard about like crack cocaine, black neighborhoods, cops need to crack down on it. You've heard about like black people smoking weed was a stereotype when I was younger. I don't know if this is still like a huge stereotype, but like when we talk about black people and drugs, okay? I'm not trying to sound too woke here, but we talk about black people and drugs. This is a black person's problem and it's a policing problem, and that in my mind this is basically exclusively how it's talked about. But when white people,
really?
Yes. Do you think it's different, or do you disagree with that?
I know for a fact that you 100% along like in the like before the 90s, like yeah, like for sure, like openly on the news and stuff. Well, not news, maybe like opinion stuff. But I don't think so. I don't think so. Actually, since the 2000s and stuff.
Or what do you mean? What are you disagreeing with me on? Just so I understand or disagree.
Like that it was made to seem like a black people only problem.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let me be more clear.
I've never heard it.
Yeah. Let me be more clear on this. I'm sorry. I don't mean that like only black people smoke weed or whatever, but I'm saying like when these drugs are having really bad impacts on the black community, the two solutions that we give are the cops need to crack down on it, or the black community needs to get its shit together. So we need more black fathers in the household. We need more cops, cracking skulls on the street corners. This is the solution. But then when we look at how the white community's been impacted over the past decade or so with like the mass opiate thing, now it's like we need to invade Venezuela to free white people from this drug, or we need to blame the pharmaceutical companies, or we need to do everything we can because these poor white people are dying of drugs. Nobody is, or at least I don't really ever hear this rhetoric of like, why are you fucking retards dying of fentanyl? Just stop doing drugs. Or like, we need to get cops like crack it down. Like if you go to the hospital and you get out of surgery, then there should be cops visiting your home to make sure you're not abusing your fucking prescription painkillers. Like, why are you still taking this? We don't need a bunch of Vicodin addicted, old people and white people. But it was never, I don't think I've ever heard anybody even remotely suggest that like the opioid epidemic is just the fault of like white people getting addicted to drugs who shouldn't be.
Well, I think it's because I think it was because it was back during the 60s and 70s and stuff. Like, but since like the 2000s, I don't think they've done that towards black people. They've said stuff like that towards black people, and the opiates affect everybody. Like when I was in Athens, crazily enough, one of the reasons why I stopped going to school was because I actually got addicted to opiates, and there's shit tons of black people up there that do that too, white people that do that too. It's a problem with all the people, like everybody. It's not like a one side, like it doesn't just affect white people. I don't think that's why.
Sure, I understand, but like the response to the crime wave in the 90s and the response to like the crack epidemic and everything literally was, we need to, like the crime bill, right? It was a 93 crime bill. We need to crack down hard on policing. And it feels like the response to and the Congressional Black Caucus and everything else, people
the Congressional Black Cock. Yes, thank you, Destiny.
really didn't like crack. But it seems like the response to the opioid thing is like everybody's at fault except for the white people doing the drugs. I've never heard people blame white people for getting addicted to opioids. And I feel like it's because it was like a white person's drug more than anything else. I never heard that.
I think it's because we've actually made progress, actually made progress in understanding.
So, sorry, just to go back to a previous point, okay, which that I think matters, okay, just to go back a little bit. Whenever somebody says, so you admit that black people commit more crime, right? The reason why that is a hard thing to admit is because you're also admitting to an implied prescription of said reality, right? Depending on who you're talking to. If you're talking to a liberal, chances are they're going to come up with a real solution for that genuine statistic, right? So if you admitted to a liberal, yes, black people commit more crime, okay, right? And let's just say that there is both sides are treating each other with perfectly good faith. Then chances are you guys are going to be trying to come up with solutions, right? You guys are going to probably be thinking of, okay, well, yeah, it's bad, but let's see if we can fund some schools, build some parks, get some people together, all right? Make sure we keep, make sure the black community can police itself, right? But then if you say that to a conservative, okay, chances are what they're trying to look for is that they're trying to, bad faith, by the way, bad faith, trying to look for an implied prescription when they're asking you that question, right? When they ask you, hey, do you think like black people commit more crime, right? Right, dude? Right? These ninjas commit more crime, right? Well, if you say yes to that, then they'll just automatically say, okay, great. So we need to put more police into these places. We need to bring back the war on drugs. We need to blah, 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 right? So that's the issue, is that it's like you're confessing in a way. You're confessing to a crime, right? It's just so silly. Like, I don't get, also, by the way, I don't get why you should ever concede that to a Republican if they're not willing to concede like stuff on their own end, right? Like, let's just say they never admit that, oh, like Trump is I don't know. Like, let's just say they never admit that that Trump has some fascist rhetoric and he probably is a fascist, right? Like, if they can even concede to simple things such as that, why should you concede to them on anything, right? Like, it's just silly. Like, shouldn't good faith be reciprocal? Why the fuck are you giving good faith when they don't want to give good faith, right? It's just so silly.
Like how it actually does affect people and that it's a disease and stuff. Like, I've listened to them talk about it on Fox News about how it's not like they've talked about it in that way, how it's like an issue that can affect anybody. There's people. There was a couple hosts on there that talked about how that was part of some stuff that happened in their family. Maybe that it does have something to do with what you're saying, but it also could just be because it had never affected them or white people in that way to where they even had a way to understand it. But now they understand it from everybody. I just think it's just because it's two different like areas in time, like two different parts in time. And that was also right when well, never mind. That's not. I don't think that's true actually.
I guess I disagree, but it's hard to.
The last thing I think you could say is that Asmon's racist because
nice
he even
renegade
says stuff,
shots.
that like when he says it, I'm like, oh, that's gonna get clipped. That's gonna sound bad, and he'll say it like openly, like about how everybody makes jokes and like how he's actually probably worse off stream. I know that's probably not making the case for him right now, but he'll say stuff like that, and I'm like, if I think he was actually racist and trying to hide it, I don't think he would say stuff like that.
So I mean, like my issue, my issue related to Asmongold and racism is I wouldn't say it's necessarily like racism. The term I use is like xenophobia. Like
100%, yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't think that's wrong. There's Japanese are xenophobic. I think and if they weren't, maybe we wouldn't have a
anime.
Japan. Like, I think it's good to preserve cultures.
Okay. Well, yeah, maybe you can make that argument in some places, but like, how does it work in the United States? Because aren't we kind of like not to be like again super woke, but like aren't we kind of like a nation of other peoples, like of immigrants?
No, I agree with you, but that's when we have it. Where people are assimilating and people that actually love the country and want to come here. Like, and I appreciate how, and I've always said this, and I've been so frustrated because they never do this. Like, and I have this argument in the comments with people, like on like every now and then in the like right wing side, you'll see people in the comments being racist, and it's not as common as some people would think it would be. And there's people arguing against them, and I'm like, when Donald Trump says I've been telling like when Donald Trump says Americans, like what do you think? You think he's saying white Americans? You think he's just talking to you?
Yes.
And like I don't think
Wow,
so.
very good, Chad.
And they've recently started actually
I think
clarifying. Christy Noem has a commercial about it. JD Vance even said so on stage.
Yeah, I know they'll say a thing, but here's the thing, okay? And I actually in the past, and I guess even going forward, I blame liberals for this shit over like fixating on fucking words and stuff, okay? I think that it's more problematic if you have a person who just like constantly says the N-word and the N-word and the N-word or whatever, and they just say racist jokes all the time or whatever, and even if they don't like black people or, racial groups or whatever, like, I think that that's bad, but I think that it's worse if you have a person who never says a racist slur or never utters a racist joke, but they say things like, I don't think a person from that background could ever properly assimilate to this country. But if they're not using a racial slur, people never consider it racism. But I think that second person, I think Asmongold does that a lot. I think that person is infinitely more harmful and infinitely more like actually racist than like a person who just says racist jokes, just does dumb shit, and maybe even is racist a little bit. Because like that other person, have you ever heard of the term like racial essentialism? Basically the idea that like culture comes from people's ethnic backgrounds or whatever. Like I do think that Asmongold believes that. I don't know if he's explicitly said it before, but I think that he thinks that like the chances of like a person of like a Somali background ethnically being able to assimilate to American culture, it's going to be much harder for that type of person. Like, I think that he kind of subscribe.
Why do you think that?
Just because of the way that he talks about, like, it's just, I don't think I would ever hear Asmongold ever. Let's say that a group of Swedes were discovered in the United States to be doing some fucking fraud or whatever, or Italians or whatever. Maybe there is some example, and I just can't think of it off the top of my head right now. But, like, I don't know if I would ever hear Asmongold saying things like, we need to deport these types of people from the United States. Like, Swedes are trying to scam us. Norwegians are trying to, get one over on the system. French people are trying to, I just don't know if he would ever talk about those groups of people the same way.
Mm-hmm. I mean that's possible, but like when he talks about he doesn't talk about like he's never said anything like how certain people, there's no way anybody from that group could assimilate, or that those people shouldn't be allowed to try to come in. Anytime I've heard him talk about it, it's because there's a large scale of it, or because he'll say like because people like in the Somali stuff, like Tim Waltz allows it, or because they're scared to tell the people that they can't do this, or that they're scared to crack down on it. That's why it's been allowed to keep going and to make. And he says also it makes them like it's not good for their community because it makes them look bad. Like it makes their whole community look bad when it's not all their community, it's just certain people. And it's because
but why doesn't like the fifth, like why isn't it that the 500th like white mass shooter makes the white community look bad, right? Why isn't it like that? Is it just a numbers issue? Is that all it is? Like literally there's just 6 million more like white people or some shit? Like what are you talking about here, right? Like why the fuck do we put like this much onus? Listen, I don't mind putting this onus, okay, on black people, all right? I think that's based, okay? I think that group representation responsibility type shit is based, all right? A lot of people will disagree with me. I understand that, okay? I understand that. It's okay, all right? You're allowed to be wrong, okay? But at the same time, why is it so unequal? It's just, what?
They weren't like assimilated.
Yeah, but I don't hear those arguments as much. Well, it's making that the Somali community look
maybe
bad.
It's because they're clipping him because like they only show you only see this crazy stuff.
Now we know it's unequal because of racism.
I mean, I watch his videos. I know there are people, Hassan and shit will do for sure. But I try to watch like his videos. Like if I'm missing something, this is also why I invite him to chat. Because if I'm missing something, I don't mind. Like I'm not here to clip assassin. I don't give a fuck about shit like that. People do that to me all the time.
Oh, also, as a professional racist, okay? As a professional racist, we need better standards for racism, okay? None of this lazy shit, okay? You got to be more like low tier god, all right? At least be a little bit funny.
What do you do for, what's like your biggest hobby or enjoyment? Is it like a game or music or?
Learn. I know it sounds corny, but like learn. Like I learn about certain like random stuff, anything that pops in my mind whenever I'm bored. Mm-hmm. I used to play soccer a lot, but
I guess like if you have a friend who's trying to like there are two types of frustrations I think when people are like learning a new hobby. If it's like playing an instrument or playing a game or whatever, where somebody will get frustrated with a thing, and every time they get frustrated, like I'm done, like I quit, like I'm done.
Yeah.
Versus like another person who gets like frustrated and they keep like trying it over and over and over again until they like get it, right? The first person probably seems like they just don't give a fuck about the thing very much, but the second person genuinely really likes the thing, and even though they're getting fucking frustrated, they're like, I'm gonna do it again. I'm queuing another game. I'm gonna practice at a slower tempo, whatever the fuck, right? And I feel like when I listen to people like Asmongold talk about immigrant problems with certain communities, and right now the minority community of the week is Somalians or Somalis, it's like when the answer is instantaneously deport them all, get them out of here, deport them, get them out of here. It's like, okay, well, this doesn't seem very solution oriented in terms of incorporating these people in our country. It seems like you just want to like remove this whole ethnic group from the country for whatever reason, because it's the flavor of the week, minority group to hate. And that's just like mega sus to me. It feels like, especially when it only happens towards communities of color.
Well, I don't think the issue is the fact that there was a lot of, or at least he believes, based on, I guess it could be lies from Trump, it could be whatever, but he believes the issue is the fact that there's been a ton of illegal immigration or illegal immigrants coming in, or people that come in that are allowed to come in that don't want to be American, don't care to be American, don't have the best intentions for America, or like could care less what the fuck happens to America.
Why can't we have a flamethrower weapon?
And that there's problems here right now with Americans that need to be addressed.
Sure, and and real quick, I understand what you're saying, and like especially with the asylum process, this has definitely happened. But then again, I think you're running into that problem of like, why are we incorporating so many different groups with each other? Or why are we grouping so many of these together? Because like Somali Americans don't have anything to do with like all the mass asylum seeking from South America, right? That was like a different type of problem. So why are we even speaking of these two things simultaneously?
Right. But that's really the part about him saying like stuff here needs to be fixed. Like there's problems here, there's issues here right now. Like we need to like people, they just need to go. They're here illegally in the first place.
Yeah, but not the Somali Americans. They're not illegally. That's not even the claim for that.
I'm talking about.
Also, by the way, this is like such a ridiculous. Oh my god! Like, is the United States strong or is it not? Has Donald Trump made the country great or has it not? Right? Are we not the United States? Can we handle both issues? Like, do you think that we should always go to the nuclear solution of like disregarding everyone because we need to improve the United States, or can we do both at the same time because we're the most powerful country in the world? Right? Like, how unpatriotic it is to believe that the United States is unable to handle both at the same time, right? How unpatriotic, how like un-American of you to assume that the United States couldn't multitask, right? You think that the United States couldn't solve more than 2 issues at once? One abroad and one domestic? Really? Motherfucker, we killed Osama bin Laden, okay?
The other people,
sure.
Like, the other people, like
yeah,
just
sure.
In general, that's his whole prescription for everybody that came here illegally. Any race, doesn't care what color, doesn't care who you are. Like if you came here illegally, don't care. He don't even care your age. He think it could be old people, regardless. They should be gone, all of them, everybody. It could just be because he's been convinced that and there is some truth to like some of the issues that they cause, and like some lies that people say, like how we need them for certain jobs that Americans won't do, when they only make up, there's like out of the 484 different jobs that that we have in America, there's only 6 that are even immigrant, like have a majority immigrant, and none of them are majority illegal immigrant. Like there's no job that they only make up like I think 5% or 1% or 5% of the entire workforce in those in the areas.
Sure, I mean, so. Yeah, sure. Okay, I'd have to see specifically what you're talking about. But even if I don't necessarily disagree with any of that, I guess when I look at Asmongold and the way that he talks about these groups, I only hear a solution that's put forth that basically says we need to get rid of all of them. I don't hear any solutions put forth that makes it seem like we want to incorporate any of these people into America, and it only seems to happen with groups of like other colored people. Do you think that like even if I'm not the most like diligent Asmongold viewer, assuming that everything I've seen there is true, and maybe there's other stuff that's exculpatory, but like, do you understand how somebody could come to the impression like, ooh, maybe this guy just really doesn't like... Yeah.
Especially if you've just started watching them recently. Like, I started watching them actually from listening to you. I think I started watching them maybe April last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Michelle, what is your stance on immigration? I'm very, very pro-immigration. Very pro. There's very, very little cons to immigration. Realistically wise, I just don't see like much cons to immigration, like at all, like straight up. I'm sorry. Like over time, long term, okay? Like it's just silly.
April of last year. And the first time I'd heard him talk about groups of people was him defending them and like talking about or defending them against people in his chats. Like that's why I know he's not, or that's why at least I believe he's not, unless he's recently become.
I think we should maximize immigration.
Xenophobic.
Open the fucking borders, hell yeah.
Like, I guess not xenophobic. Is that the same thing as like somebody like ethnic stuff?
Well, like I think it's a weird I guess actually it's a different kind of xenophobia. Because like he's xenophobia.
He's nationalist.
Yeah, but it's only towards like, it feels like certain ethnic groups. It's like the weird thing, I guess.
Well, what other like there's we don't have a lot of immigration from white countries or illegal immigration from white countries.
Maybe not illegal immigration, but again, like this conflation between legal and illegal.
He would hate it if there was a white Christian country that they were trying to sneak in here.
Sneak in, yeah, but again, we're conflating like illegal immigrants with ordinary immigrants and everything else, right? I think it's again that conflation thing of all the different immigrants is a problem, but
I don't think he talks about all immigrants. Like I think he just talks about illegal immigrants. I could be mistaken, and it's just this the Somali thing recently. I mean, that could be different now because of the Somali thing that he talks about legal immigrants too.
If Donald Trump if Donald Trump tomorrow was to announce a ban on all just South American immigration, do you think that Trump would, or do you think that Asmongold would support that?
Like just South America, probably.
If Trump was to announce a ban on all European immigration tomorrow, do you think Asmongold would support that?
100%. 100%. Probably even more
Europe?
so.
You think so?
Probably even more so.
Okay.
He doesn't like Europeans specifically. But I meant to say, like, he's been covering the Iran stuff. Like, he's one of the only people. Also, this is another reason why, because he's one of the only people who covers like stuff that happens in random countries, like Nepal. He covered the stuff in Nepal. He covers the stuff right now in Iran, and like the amount of support and like making sure, like, the first thing you hear, the last thing you hear the whole time is only supporting the people and them defending themselves against their I guess their government. Like, that's the first thing he talks about. The same way he talks about it with the American people, like how he feels about here. Like that's all he talks about when he talks about it, and he's one of the only people who even brings this stuff up in the first place. So.
Did you hear when Asmongold was talking about how like we should have like people of similar cultures immigrating here, and like the UK would be a good example of this? Do you remember him talking about this at all, or no?
No, but I don't doubt it. But I mean that's true. I mean, and like that is true.
Okay, I'm just challenging.
I feel like when you say it.
I don't know if he would be okay with like banning all European immigrants. I feel like he would prefer. Yeah. Huh.
I mean, if you're including the UK, like maybe not the UK, but I mean, like Europe, the group, like the landmass touching, yes, he'd be cool with that. Like when you said about the Asmon, about him getting his news from the feed or whatever. Yeah, I agree with that. Like that's fucking retarded. Because there's arguments he'll make that are on my side that I don't agree with him because he doesn't actually know what he's talking about and he's not representing it right and he just makes it look stupid. But he does argue for it and I don't agree with that. Like I think he should actually research stuff and know why he feels the way he does. And sometimes I feel like he doesn't, and then he'll give an explanation that makes perfect sense and like.
Can you think of like, I'm curious, can you think of
them, but
is there like a single issue that you feel like he's talked about on stream over the past year or two that you feel like he's researched?
If not nothing political, no. Fuck no.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. I don't think
he's literally anti-research, right?
Is that kind of
like a good look?
Yeah, isn't that kind of problematic?
Yeah. But he's directionally right. He's like I guess he's justified in his feelings about it. Like
what?
And he also he'll say when he does it, he's not 100% sure, and not all the time. Sometimes he'll say he's 100% sure about something that he's completely wrong about.
Wait, the defense is that he's justified in his feelings?
I mean, that's not a good.
Do you think he has like an obligation to do a little bit of reading or research, maybe?
I don't think he has an obligation because he doesn't have a group or people that he leads. He's just an entertainer, and it's
but
really
he's not just an entertainer, right? Like there's a lot of people who are probably exclusively getting news through him.
And but that's not his fault. They're fucking retards. Their parents are retards. Their school system was retarded. It's on them. Like that's not his.
Couldn't I say the same thing about like opiates? Why are we mad about China or South America? Like shouldn't people just not do the drugs?
Yeah, I agree, and I think actually when you were saying that earlier, I actually do think they need to tell white people. Or anybody that's doing the shit that they were fucking retarded, and I think that's what people told me, and that helped. Like people definitely need to know that they're retarded, but I also do think that the government's job is to protect. Like that's literally in the social contract for them to. Like that's their role, protect the American people, not to provide everything, but to protect us. And that's a way to protect.
If Asmongold knows that his audience is consuming him generally for political content, isn't there an obligation there that he has to produce like well-researched, well-informed opinions? Like, shouldn't he be aware of that and do better to produce content that is more informed?
No, he says he'll even say this is what that's what he believes. He'll say like even if he does say something that is contradictory, he'll even say like this is what I believe. should happen, and that's why I think it should be law. Not because, or he says he doesn't even believe in laws. If something's illegal and it shouldn't be legal, then that's fine. Or if something is illegal and it shouldn't be illegal, then you shouldn't have to follow it. If something isn't illegal and it should be illegal, then they should just make it illegal and lock people up. And he does even make even more radical prescriptions for Trump that Trump needs to do. Like that's not a good thing, but I mean, he even tells people that's his opinions.
I guess that just seems like a very weak, like no social responsibility kind of position to take. That that a bunch of people.
He's an entertainer.
Yeah, but it doesn't matter if people are consuming your content as a way to become informed.
But there's a list. I know you do the the whole reason I started watching you was because I thought liberals were fucking retard, liberals were retards and had the dumbest positions, didn't think about them, don't actually know how the world works. And then I listened to you and I was like, you know what? This is an actual smart person. I can actually maybe learn what some of them actually think, or what they're, even if they're like how there's idiots in MAGA that just like Trump because for the social reasons. I can actually learn what y'all believe. Well, and then I listened to you, but you've been wrong about some stuff tonight, and I wrote it down while you were talking to the people. I got it in front of me.
Yeah. What do you think I've been wrong about?
Okay, let's see some of the things. Let's see. Oh, the deportations. I think one source says this. I think it's the government though that says this. There's going to be 2 million self-deportations this year, and then there's 650 to 800,000 or 650 to 750,000 detentions and expulsions.
I've heard
sources the government.
Just real quick. So here's the issue that I have with the deportation thing, right? So Trump has claimed we're now up to. He said 30 million people came into the country.
Well, Trump hasn't said 30. Trump said 25.
Trump said 30. That was the last number he gave.
Vance said 30 million.
Trump said 30 last he gave a number. We can find it. I know because he ups the number every time. But we'll say 25 million if you want. We can say 25 million. Donald Trump says there were 25 million illegals that came into this country. And going by what I believe the reported numbers from the government are, if we believe them, the upper bound of what we'll deport this year is probably going to be maybe 1 million. And I'm pretty sure that includes the self-deportations.
Can I loot?
No. There's been 1.5 million. There was 1.5 million, the last numbers that they had, but they've been saying that since July. There was 1.5. There's 2 million. There would be on track to be 2 million.
Okay.
There's also liberal sources that have said this because they're talking about.
Sure. Let's say that I grant it. Let's say I just say 2 million. Okay. Let's say it's 2 million this year. Well, if they've got the self-deportation program, it's probably going to be front-loaded. Most people will take it right. I doubt people are going to wait 4 years to take it, right? So that means that most of the people that are going to take it have taken it, and we've got 4 years his presidency, and this is probably going to be his most aggressive year in enforcing the deportation stuff because it's when he had
next year they get way bigger. They have way more money, and way more funding, way more people being hired next year.
The numbers are only going down from here. It's definitely not going up from this point. I think this
is people keep fucking protesting and going crazy in the streets. Yeah, for sure. And
but that's part of. But
the reason it's so bad is
wait. Sanctuary cities. But that's Trump's fault, right? He's the president. He's supposed to be a leader. He's supposed to bring the country together on this issue. We should all want criminals and illegal aliens to be deported from this country. So why is he so incapable of getting people to agree on this? It should be one of the easiest issues ever, no?
No, because they just literally just hate Trump. They'll do, and this, I'll give you an example of how 100%, no matter what Trump says, if Trump is the one who brings it up, they will immediately go against it. For when Obama was president, the liberal California, then they all helped. They did the same. They did what Trump asked them to do and what Tom Homan said they needed to do since January. All they have to do is let them get them from the jails, and they will not have to go into their communities to get the people. But because Trump said it, no, there's no way they're going to do it. And an example is tax on tips.
Sure, wait, real quick. For the immigration thing, what do you think is the big difference, though, between Trump and Obama? Why do you think people might be more cooperative with Obama than they would under Trump?
Because with Trump, it's illegal, right? He's just kidnapping people off the streets. But at least with Obama, he's following the lawful process, which enabled him to get rid of people more efficiently and faster. He streamlined it. What was it? He's the deporter in chief, right? Isn't that his nickname? Deporter in chief? Do you think he got that out of nowhere, or did he gang it? Okay.
Because they've hated Trump
and gone
crazy about Trump since 2016. It was the same way in 2016.
Don't you think maybe it's because when Trump talks about immigration or deportations, he comes off as a cruel, vindictive, malicious individual, and it doesn't feel like he has any compassion for any of the people involved at all? Isn't that always going to make people less likely to cooperate with you?
One way to stop that is to
wait, hold on. I just need to understand. I just need to understand real quick. Doesn't Trump talk about it way more maliciously and vindictively than any other president I can remember, even Bush, anybody, has ever talked about immigrants or dealing with illegal immigrants?
Not immigrants, but dealing with legal immigrants, yes. But it's got, since this year, since this term, yes, since he was proven right
I mean,
from his first term about needing the wall and shit, and they said no.
Just follow the law.
Shut
It's
down
not
the
hard.
government.
Jesus.
2018, I think.
None of that
because
necessitates
he tried to
him
get fucking funding to build a wall.
None of this necessitates him having to be cruel about it, right? When someone starts acting cruel, people are going to look at your motivations and start to second guess why you're doing the thing you're doing. That's Trump's fault. He has nobody to blame but himself.
He's not really being cruel.
Alligator Alcatraz, dog.
He didn't come up with that name.
Doesn't matter. He supported it, and then they advertised on it. They memed on it. They posted videos in front of cages of illegal immigrants with
and they would never hold a standard for anybody. Okay, like years later, like this much time later, and we're still blaming. We're still blaming Biden for shit that has nothing to do with him. Okay, we're still blaming Biden for the economy today. That has nothing to. That's out of his that's out of his power, out of his domain expansion. Okay. But Trump couldn't even be held accountable to shit under his own fucking administration during his presidential term? Are you fucking kidding me?
No. That specific one is one that they mainly put people that committed crime, like had committed crimes.
Stupid. But it doesn't matter. Crime is a sad thing, and people are committing crimes. It's a sad thing. All of it is a sad thing. When you're like doing
the people getting crimes committed against.
Well, for everybody, for the fact that anybody would even have to commit a crime. All of these are sad. These are bad things. We don't want people to commit crimes.
I used to be a criminal. No, they should fucking be punished. They're criminals.
Sure, but they should also not commit the crime, right? But
you know what? But look, that's what I'm saying though. It wouldn't be as bad, and their shit wouldn't be as crazy if they just listened and in the first place had just.
Why do you think it happens though? Like, this is such a simplistic way to view the world, right? Like, why do you think it happens in the first place? What a boring way to look at the world, right? What a boring way to look at the world. Like, this is such a. It's such a fundamentally boring way to look at the world. Like, how boring is the world if you view it just through like, oh, people should just have listened, and if you don't listen, then they go bye-bye. Don't you think that maybe, socioeconomic positions have anything to do with it, or how much funding you give certain communities, or maybe you've been treating people wrong? Like, haven't harsh punishments always been a part in human history? But that has never prevented anybody from doing anything crazy, right? Like, when was the last time like the fucking guillotine prevented another like nobleman from taking power and then doing what the fuck they want, right? Do you think we should just like start guillotining all of them like for the French Revolution? Like what's to what has the death, like what has being buried alive done when the first emperor of China, the like Emperor Qi or some shit like that, he buried like 1,000 scholars alive, okay, because he also didn't want any he didn't want any prior history before him to exist, because he wants to erase all of that, because he wants to be known as the originator of China, right? That's why he did that when he unified China for the first time, right? But has that ever stopped anybody from recording history? Has that ever stopped anybody from recording history in secret, in private, and still like carrying it down generations and generations in order to keep shit alive? No, right? No. When has this harshness ever deterred anybody?
Handed over the criminals. Then Tom Holman said it a million times. They will not have to even go into the cities if they just give them up.
So you think there's no possible way that Trump could have handled the situation like a better leader?
Oh yeah, 100%, 1,000,000%.
Okay. Trump has nobody to blame but himself for why everybody is so aggressive against his position on immigration. He talks about it with like, he's the most cruel sounding person. And when you're celebrating the alligator Alcatraz things, you're posting all the crazy videos, you're having ICE run around with masked men and everything. Like, you're making it look as bad as possible. Why would you expect anybody to cooperate with you?
Through force, he did that. Okay, through force.
Got a lot, like this whole thing's been exacerbated by him.
Choose what you want to believe.
The way he was attacked and maligned his first term.
Well, because he also did a lot
has anything to do with it?
No, I think it does. But he also had he did a lot of bad stuff his first term. But I mean, that's his fault. He's bringing it on himself.
Just the fact, like even when he was running, even when he just first became, like just the amount of lies and crazy stuff that they like people that the media.
Even when he came in on the first thing, what did he say? He was going to clean out the deep state, drain the swamp. He launched a war against the entire government, and
not the media. It wasn't the media though.
He attacked the media as well. He attacked all these people.
Once they started attacking him, and he's a fucking he's an egotistical, narcissistic person, and he can't deal with that. And that's also one reason why MAGA, part of the MAGA movement, has gotten so bad.
Wait, do we want a president who's egotistical and narcissistic? Isn't that really bad?
Yes, you can. No, I mean, yes, it can be bad. It can be good. There's nothing just one thing, like nothing just bad or good. It has pros and has cons.
What are the pros to being narcissistic?
Can be a bad thing, like the ability to when they have
Determination.
plan or something that they need to do to focus on it and get it done.
Oh, stubbornness and non-cooperation.
But
Gotcha.
the media
Cool.
at whole is
He's
attacking
like,
them.
But if he's narcissistic, he doesn't care about what's good for the country. He just cares about what's good for his own ratings. No.
Exactly.
Yeah, and as long as the people that I guess the MAGA
Can't
people
believe he said this.
support him, then he'll keep doing it.
This guy is the best of the Asmon fans, and that is very sad.
It's not just
You're
his
right.
fault. Like this
That's very depressing.
liberals and
Whoa,
the media have a lot to blame.
Oh, that's a really
for that
good
too.
blueprint job we got.
He's not all bad. Like
what did Obama? Can you name a single thing? What was what's the worst thing that like Obama did when it
blew
came
up American citizens?
When it came
But,
to
I like Obama.
Blew up
When it came to
American
dealing with, like,
citizens.
negative media feedback. You agree that like Obama got it real bad from the conservative
Yeah,
media, right?
super bad. Yeah,
So-
but
so-
not like to that degree.
Probably. Well,
I don't know. I was a little kid.
So
but
what was
I
so what do you think?
love-
What was the worst response that Obama had to like negative media coverage?
He's a different person though. Like it doesn't.
A better person, right? A better person.
But they, 100% better person. But they didn't like specific like attack. Bro, come on, it's uniquely crazy the way they've attacked him.
I agree, but it's also because Trump has been uniquely crazy.
It's because originally it was just because he was a fucking idiot.
What?
That was the original reason why, but they just kept on.
Well, being an
making it
idiot is
crazier and
bad though. If
crazier.
you're the president of the United States, you'd hope you'd be pretty intelligent, no?
Yeah, I mean, like he for the business and like certain things he is smart about, but like
I don't know about that. But
like social intelligence, maybe not as much.
What?
But
What
there's
what?
other things that you've said that was.
Well, I guess hold on. So just
Wait,
just to
what?
center, like the media is
Wait,
mean
what
to
did he
Trump,
say?
but Trump explicitly made an enemy of the media, right?
But he didn't at first. Like
He did.
There was even a I forget who it was that talked about it. Somebody that was there, like how he thought it was going to be all nice and cozy, and was like trying to make jokes with the media, and was so like inviting towards them, and then the way they immediately started attacking them and stuff. And then like there's even I think that was like the video when he started first saying fake news.
Yeah,
Like,
because that's because he went from being a
somebody was talking to
celebrity.
somebody about it, he was fucking tired of it.
Because he went from being a celebrity, right, to being a politician. The media is going to be way more
Being
critical.
loved to being hated. Yeah.
I thought he
well,
said
to
he was
being to two sides. It's
not
politics,
good
right?
sexually
But if
or
he's not
some
prepared
shit,
for that,
some
then maybe he
stupid
just should have
shit.
never
Jesus.
gone into politics. Maybe he's just not the person for it, and he should have never been supported going into politics.
Right, but I mean, if there's that's like if that's our side, and then the other side is only bad, like Trump's policy stuff is good for the right wing.
Oh, socially. Oh my God, Jesus
like
Christ!
it comes with some negatives.
What is
in
wrong in my head?
I guess the like
I need to focus up.
political sense.
Okay, sure.
But
I mean,
the
if we
left's
can agree, well,
policies are only bad.
Okay,
Why,
fine.
like,
That's
there's
fine.
no
Yeah,
reason
I
for
agree
stuff
that
like
would be true, right? But we can agree then that at the very least, like Trump's approach to the media and everything is just a strict negative. There's no good excuse for it. He should be an adult and not be a baby about the media, right? He shouldn't be like suing pollsters.
I don't. How would you? Okay, so
How would you
another thing,
feel?
you say talk about
Oh
this stuff.
my
I mean,
God, dude, no.
some of the lawsuits I don't think are bad at all.
Like, okay, how about not what would you feel? Because you know what, that's the evaluation path of a narcissist, right? How about what is good for the American people? Have you ever thought about that ever before? Shouldn't a president always think about what's good for the American people instead of, oh, boo-hoo, this poll hurt my little feelings. Ooh, I'm putting my feelings over fact because I just can't handle it. Ooh, I can't handle it. Ooh. Yeah, like what are we talking about here? Like, come on, right? Yeah, maybe it isn't about how you feel about that, right? Maybe it's more about how you should best service the American people. Why else would he sue a pollster? It certainly doesn't make anything go better, right?
Oh, I think he's wrong for his lawsuit against Pulitzer, that lady.
Yeah.
Because I don't think he thinks that she was trying to influence the election by making people think that he wasn't doing as bad purposely. Which I think that's a bad one. That's stupid. But the rest of them, they settled it. If they thought that they could easily win and Trump was wrong, they would not have just settled it.
You want to be nicer to Trump?
Yeah.
Let's think about that for a moment. Trying to be nicer to somebody who might throw you in prison or kidnap you or like steal you and your whole entire life in the middle of the night. I think there's a word for that, actually. I think there's a word for that. I think it begins with a T. Oh, tyrant. Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for.
Don't you think they were worried about engaging in an active lawsuit against the president of the United States when the president of the United States can determine whether or not like your company's mergers go through or not?
Fuck no, they would love that. They would love to have a reason to be like, look, see, Trump is persecuting us. They know they would have lost if George Stephanopoulos took that shit about George Stephanopoulos to trial. And there's plenty of things that people have said about Trump that could have some truth to it that he hasn't sued about. He's only sued about stuff that are actually illegal.
We literally saw them do. Well, we don't know that. That's not true. So like he sued all the social media platforms for banning his accounts because he said it was a First Amendment violation. That's probably
that could
true.
be. Yeah, that could be. That could.
But like
be
we saw with Kimmel, we saw him pressuring and the FCC
Could
guy
be
talk
wrong.
about having their affiliates pulled or whatever, or the
Jesus
licensing from their affiliates
Christ.
pulled because
that
of
wasn't Trump. That was just that guy.
Well, but the guy was working under Trump, right?
Yeah, but that wasn't Trump that told him to do that.
Trump truthed out that he supported that decision.
This happens all the fucking time where somebody under Trump does something bad and they're like, oh, that wasn't Trump. That wasn't Trump. Oh, that was that guy. Oh, it was that guy. Don't you understand? It was just that guy. That guy, Complete independent moral agent. Fuck that guy. Okay. But then whenever somebody under Biden does something bad, it's like, does anybody remember Joe Biden? That piece of shit, Joe Biden, that actual fucking cum flake, that absolute piece of rotten filth. It's like, whoa there, buddy. Whoa there, buddy. Like, don't you think you're kind of assigning this a little bit, I don't know, unfairly?
And he's constantly talked about getting rid of these people.
A little bit, maybe.
Yes. So
Just
the
a
president
tiny little
supported the
itty bitty bit.
deplatforming, or rather the government censorship of somebody saying bad things about him, right?
Bit.
Yeah, the FCC, the thing that's supposed to actually
censor people who say bad
regulate-
things about the president of the United States. No, it's
not
not.
bad things about the president, no, but there's guidelines that I think it's to
How is it
promote
that Asmongold, the largest political streamer in the world, has no
American
responsibility
people.
for what he says, but Jimmy Kimmel has to be treated like a journalist when he's just
because
an
he's on a
entertainer?
government because he is on a FCC regulated platform.
Yeah, but he didn't break any FCC regulations. He didn't swear or say anything like that.
Actually, if the thing about the FCC is it says you have to promote the social welfare of the American people as one of the things that they're in charge of. I mean, it's questionable.
No, come on. It was government censorship.
I mean, that is what it says. I mean,
this was government censorship. If Obama or Biden would have done this, you would have lost your mind.
True.
I wouldn't have lost my mind. I've never really.
Ah, yes, I'm just built different. Well, yeah, I've heard that argument before.
You just wouldn't have cared.
Okay.
No, I've honestly never really cared about that stuff as much, even when.
Okay, so then if a Democrat wins,
does anybody feel hope-filled after this entire thing? Does anybody feel like they no longer have a reason to Minecraft themselves in Roblox? Does anybody here feel as though you're gaining some semblance of hope from the American people and the way that they conduct politics? Anybody here feel as though hope is coming back to the American populace? Anybody? Just me? Okay.
Whatever they want. Yeah.
If Newsom is president next election cycle and Newsom starts deplatforming radio hosts or cable TV people who are saying bad things about him because he thinks they're lies, you're gonna be like, it's the president, he can do that.
As long as they can justify it.
I don't have by saying it's not the social welfare. They're lying about me.
Yeah, I say yeah.
Don't you think that's a bad country? That we want the president of the United States making the unilateral decision to deplatform like news orgs and stuff?
I mean, if it's under the executive branch, I mean, that just means
Lord?
Congress needs to do
Wait,
some
what?
shit
What do you mean
to make
by
the law
Lord?
better? Like, oh, and by the way, Bill, like you think, so you said that the party, all the people in this Congress right now need to be kicked out because they're okay with what Trump did with Maduro.
Well, yeah, I think it's really bad, yeah.
Okay, so you think every Democrat that was in there when Bill Clinton was president should be kicked out? Bill Clinton did the same thing when the president of Panama, and then didn't tell him until after he did it.
What was the I would have to get more details on the situation for the Panama stuff. I saw that was the conservative talking points that went out this morning, but I haven't done my research on that. And given that everything else they said is totally incorrect.
I mean, they did.
What was Bill Clinton's stated mission or goal for it? Or wait, are you talking about George Bush? Are you talking about Bush Senior?
No, I think it was Bill Clinton. It could have been Bush, but I'm pretty sure it was Bill Clinton.
They're all the same, right? All the Democrat politicians,
Yeah, I think this was
all
Bush
of them.
Senior. But even for the Panama thing, I would have to go and read more specifically about it before I develop an opinion on it.
Well, they didn't tell him so after. So I mean, I don't think it's that crazy that Trump did it. And it's not like this is the very first thing he did. I mean, he's been talking about like things that Venezuela needed to do or could do. Like, it's not like it's the very first thing he did. Now, but I think there's other things he's done that what you were saying earlier about how it's not a good look for like other countries.
You know what all of these like Trumples sound like? All these Trumples sound like somebody trying to justify the actions of their violent ex, right? Like, like that one motherfucker who just can't let go of it because they're in the moment. They're like caught up in the relationship and they don't see it for the greater context of the relationship. Like, they don't realize that the relationship they have is like fundamentally extremely toxic, but they've gotten so used to the misery and the pain that they just can't really see the outer perspective. You know, you got a homie who's like, oh my god, yeah, okay, but like her sex is really good and she looks really good and she's really sweet sometimes, and I hold on to like former good memories of her, you know, like maybe one day we can go back to that. Yeah, I think it's time to stop. Okay.
Countries like the dumb shit about Denmark, or not Denmark, yeah, from Denmark, Iceland or Greenland.
What do you think is like the worst? That's not a good look. I'm curious. Of all the things that Trump has done this year, what do you think is the worst thing Trump has done in your eyes? Yeah.
This year? Oh my God. The coin shit.
One.
His actual.
Wait, why does he bring like 3 stacks of medium?
I think his actual
2 is
corrupt.
enough.
Like that's corrupt. That's stupid. I don't like it. I don't know how the fuck they could justify it if they will ever want, if the Democrats ever want to impeach him for annulments and shit. I think that would be the best. That's the only thing that they should try if that was their goal. That I don't think you can really argue if it truly what he did was illegal ever since the word. You can't argue that.
I was
that's crazy. Shouldn't be doing that.
Boy,
fucking.
Are you talking about?
I think people are buying pardons from him.
The valley.
Are you talking about his crypto coin? Is that what you're talking about?
I mean, city.
Fucking.
To see.
Fuck
Possibly,
me. I don't think so, because I also think his.
I actually threw it. I'm sorry. I threw it.
Those people are one of the reasons why gas prices are going lower. I think
people?
he's doing that for the American people. The Saudis. That's one reason why gas is getting lower. Literally, the guy he asked that guy to lower the oil prices, and they did. Like, he's doing that for the American people. But the fucking what did I just say?
The crypto coin you said was bad.
But there was something else. I think he's buying I think he's fucking people are paying him for pardons.
Okay.
I think so. Oh, but you said before, you said this a couple times, because when he said he didn't know that guy, that the billionaire.
Yeah.
That's he clear, like the lady asked him later on, and he even explained he knows exactly who he is.
I heard a deadline.
He knows exactly what he was in trouble for and all that stuff. But he was saying he personally doesn't know him, but his sons personally knew him, and they asked him to. He didn't say he literally didn't know anything about the guy being pardoned. He was saying he didn't know the guy.
Do you think that there's anything in the totality of the Biden admin and Obama admin that like is on?
I feel so bad about this, just mainly because you can tell he is being honest, right? Like we can all agree that he's not lying, right? Like this guy isn't lying. He isn't, like, from his perspective, he's not being bad faith. He's not trying to reroute Steven in any way. He's not trying to fool him in any way, right? He's not actually trying to get a gotcha, right? He's not trying any of these things, right? But at the same time, he sounds nuts. But why? But why is he so convinced that he is speaking the truth? It's just how far we have fallen.
The level of corruption related to like the pardons or the coin.
Nope.
But again, you can tell that he truly believes the things that he's saying right now.
Not at all. As far as personal corruption, nope. But I think I don't know about Obama, but for Biden, I don't think it was good for the country, and I don't think it was his fault. I think it was his party's fault. And if you listen, there's a great
true believer.
Fucking, what's it called? Interview on that guy you don't like.
Invade Panama? I don't know.
Shamat guy. The All In podcast or whatever that podcast.
Oh yeah. Smollett? No. What? Oh, okay. Did you say Jussie Smollett?
Because they're defeated. Yeah.
Smollett? No. He's talking about Chamath or whatever. CHA. Or I don't know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, maybe it's not. Yeah.
With Joe Manchin, you gotta watch it. You have to watch it, and you also have to watch that John Thune's thing to Congress about the ACA subsidies. This is completely separate, but you need to watch that too.
And then in the totality of Trump's 5 years so far in office, like besides I guess immigration stuff, like what is the thing you're happiest I guess that Trump has done?
Well, this is going to sound stupid to you, but I also think it's one of the reasons why I hated Biden. Just the directionally conservative social direction of the country. Like, I think it's good to balance it out and for people to have different perspectives.
What's like the conservative social stuff that also, you feel like Trump has pushed the best? Just like the trans stuff,
or just allow no.
Oh my god! Oh, hold on. This is a genius analogy, okay? Not genius analogy, but you guys will get it, okay? Do you guys know about like the you guys know about the example where it's like what is it that I want to say here? You know the race where, let's just say that one person closes into the finish line halfway at a time. So first step they go halfway, and then the next step they go halfway of that, and then the next step they go halfway of that, and then the next step they go halfway of the remaining distance of that, and the halfway they go the remaining distance of that. I'm sure the golden age of America will come, okay? We just keep on going half and half and half, but just notice, no matter how close we get to the finish line, we'll never get there, okay? We just never get there. We love limits. Okay, the problem with the limit is that if you assume something goes to infinity, then eventually you might as well count it as something like that, right? Infinite series. Yeah, it's a fucking stupid, fucking retarded calculus shit, whatever, man. Well, like, yeah, no, that's what I mean. Yeah, it's the fucking limits. But the problem with limits is that, like, the way that the math works is that it actually does go there, though. Like, it's not like the number doesn't go there. Eventually it does actually go there, right? But I'm saying that, I guess what I'm also saying that is like, if you keep on closing in the remaining distance, it's like, oh, we're so close, we're so close, we're so close, we're so close. Wait, didn't you say that like a while ago? No, but you don't understand. We're halfway through the remaining point at the point now, right? Yeah, like, it's not like you're going to infinity. It's just, you just, like, no matter how close you can get, you'll never reach it. It's like a event horizon of a black hole or something, right? Where if you view the black hole from the outside, right? So, okay, this is a little freaky, okay, a little bit existential, okay, but bear with me here, okay? So if you view a black hole from the outside, right? If you view the black hole from the outside and you see another person falling into the black hole, right? What you actually see is the person never actually reaches the center of the black hole. That's what you see. Why? Because something about, like, the light being trapped inside the black hole or some shit, or the way that it bends space-time, or it bends the stuff that affects your eyesight, where you're unable to actually see the object fall into the black hole. It will forever just remain, like, infinitely trying to converge and falling into, but never quite reaching, and disappearing from sight. It'll never, or rather, it never reaches that point, right? Because of how much it fucks with you. That's how I feel about whenever MAGA talks about, oh, our golden time is now, our golden time is here, and it's not the golden time. But then, oh wait, golden time is next year. Oh wait, no, that's not the golden time. Oh wait, golden time is like 5 years from now. Oh wait, okay, 5 years later. Okay, the golden time is coming. It's just like you're watching something fall into the event horizon. Anyway.
Throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one. You are describing Satoru Gojo powers.
Huh? Sorry, I don't watch Naruto, but thank you for the $5 though. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, Silver King. I appreciate it.
I don't really care about
Thank
this
you.
kind of stuff in certain states.
But yeah, I don't watch Naruto. Sorry.
Like, I think certain state, like, if a state wants to, I don't think you should be able to hurt, like, do it to children. But I hate how they kept on about that. I hate when Trump talks and keeps on about talking about Biden and how bad Biden was and shit. I wish he'd move the fuck on and just worry about him, like, his shit now. But I don't.
And you said that you thought for Biden, you thought all the policies were bad.
I wouldn't say all the policies. I like the CHIPS Act.
The infrastructure bill.
The dumbest shit he could have done was that second of his round of stimulus. That was the dumbest shit he could have did. That was the worst thing he did.
Why?
I think it was the IRA, because it wasn't, for one, it wasn't needed. I think, like, shit was starting to rebound. The first one was good enough. The Democrats really got it was written by the Democrats. They got what they needed the first time, and this one was just for the businesses. It was really the Green New Deal just rewritten because they couldn't get a lot of the shit in there. It was fucking it was social. So it was what they call it? It was just for the fucking big businesses. It was just free money for the businesses.
Wasn't the biggest free money for businesses the PPP thing that Trump did?
But that was like for all businesses. This one wasn't needed though, and it killed him. It caused inflation to keep going and get even worse.
Didn't the U.S. like outperform most other countries when it came to inflation?
Well, we are the reserve currency. We should have did better than other countries.
Yeah, so I feel like if we could do more stimulus and prevent unemployment and everything, I feel like that'd be a good thing. No, like we came out of COVID like pretty well.
But it wasn't needed. If we needed it, yes.
How do we know? I feel like we came out better than everybody else. You're saying maybe we could have done even better, maybe, but I mean we did.
Well, economists even said at the time we didn't need it. Joe Manchin even told him that we didn't need it. Like that they were advised in their committees and stuff that it was not needed, and there was a shit ton of stuff in there. It was literally just free money for NGOs. Like a lot of the shit in there was free money for NGOs. It was a shit ton of pork.
Dude, what is he talking about?
Like, I know they say that stuff, but like if you look, Joe Manchin.
Wait, guys, I just looted the same fucking blueprint as Destiny did from the same fucking building. What is going on right now?
Talks about it. He wrote a book about it.
I'm a little freaked out.
And talked about how, and it wasn't Biden's fault. I don't think it was Biden's fault. It was the people around him in there, is what Joe thinks.
When you talk about how, like, we're the reserve currency of the world, so we should outperform everybody, does it bother you that Trump is, like, threatening the U.S. reserve currency status?
Yep. There's a shit ton of stuff that Trump does that bothers me. But one thing, I don't think he can have any, it's hard to have any criticism or constructive criticism, because for one, MAGA's in defense mode. And this is another thing. Like, I don't think we've ever realized it or been able to realize it until it happens to you. Like when people are being attacked so much, it's hard to ever one time be like, you know what, you're right. This is wrong. Like, because you have to defend.
Yeah, but Obama and Biden were defending constantly for the entirety of their term, and most of the accusations weren't true.
I don't know about Biden.
What do you mean? They were accusing Biden of being senile. They were playing the Hunter Biden shit nonstop.
I mean Obama.
For Obama, they complained about all the race stuff. They called him a socialist and a communist. They tried to. The conservatives attacked him relentlessly.
This is the
I mean, could be. But...
Yo, Misaki, thanks so much for the 5 gifted subs on Kick. You're very kind. Thank you so much, buddy. Holy shit, Misaki, you're not going broke, are you? Like, okay, you good? You good, man? Just making sure you're okay. I have no idea what your things look like. Okay, but
just a drink.
Hey.
Shaken, not stirred.
I go back to sleep. Night, you the bestest of the best. Smiley face. Keep it up.
Thank you, Silver King. Thank you so much for the $5. Thank you. I really appreciate that. Thank you. I really do. I hope you have a good sleep. I hope you have a good night. Also, again, thank you so much, Misaki. All right. Again, this stream is not possible. Okay, bye, Sleepy. See ya. Again, this stream is not possible without people who donate. Okay, so for the people who just donated, thank you so much. For everybody else, you know what? There's always room to grow. Okay, but thank you.
There's no way it was to the same degree. And for one, Democrats have all the institutions. They have the culture. They had the culture the whole time in the media. Like there was no way. It's not the same. It's not the same. And y'all had the culture and all the institutions when Trump was attacked. So like that's even more makes them feel like more in a defensive posture. And he even fought off the Republican
like Trump's injection into U.S. politics was literally the fucking birther thing. Like it was him saying.
Where you got that from? Hillary Clinton?
No.
What?
Yeah,
no.
The first time it came out was when Hillary Clinton was running in the.
No, Trump tried the birther thing in 2012, like even before.
Yeah, but the first time that ever came out was I'm talking about from Hillary Clinton the first time when Obama was running.
No.
From the first time.
Listen, even if I granted you this, even if I were to grant you this, why would that excuse Trump basically running on it?
I think he believed it. I think he believed it. It was stupid. Like they even, I don't know if it's fake or not, but like there was a whole thing where they compared it to some dumb.
I don't think Trump actually believes a lot of these things. Okay, like for example, didn't Trump accidentally concede that he actually lost the election in 2020? Like, hasn't that happened before? Where he just literally just accidentally concedes that, where he's like, oh yeah, next time I might win this election, or oh yeah, even though Joe Biden is the president this time around, right? Like he accidentally said that. Like, you sure he believes this? Right, careful.
Okay, if he believed it, isn't he so incompetent?
He doesn't
that we
believe
never
it.
want this
He
person to
doesn't
be
believe
president
it.
anymore?
He legitimately just outright lies.
Came out recently about
he pushed this birther thing for like 6 months. He did this birther thing for a long time.
It.
Yeah, but like if he's that stupid.
But listen, at the time it came out, like it was fake. They thought it was fake because the writing was exactly the same from at another hospital, somebody else's. Like it just looked like it was copied, and they just wrote Obama's name, Barack Hussein Obama, over somebody else's shit because all the other stuff was the same. But I don't think that was.
Why did he say it like that, bro?
There's a shit ton of people who fell for it.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah, because people like Trump pushed it.
The lies. That's how Trump fell for it. There was other people that at the time were falling for the same shit that Trump was. I don't think Trump made it as popular as y'all say he did.
This was like the big thing that he ran on. Yeah.
No.
Well, initially, like in the early parts of the election, yeah, he pushed this, and I shouldn't say he ran on it, but it was like one of the things that he pushed the hardest that kind of like catapulted him at least to the forefront of American during that primary season. Because in the beginning, he was like a 1% nobody cared or whatever, and then there were more things, and then the primary continued. But that birther thing was a big thing, I think, that he initially pushed, and he'd been pushing it for a long time. He'd been pushing that for like 4 or 5 years. Like he was tweeting.
I've heard about him pushing it before, but during his, I've heard that he used to talk about it. I think he talked about it on even like a show. But I don't think there's no way he was doing that for the election stuff, because I followed him. I was in like 9th grade, and I've never heard about it during that. But
so in 2011, the Obama White House released his original long form birth certificate, and then in 2012, Trump tweeted that he had an quote extremely credible source end quote who told him the birth certificate was a fraud. In 2013, he raised suspicion about the death of a Hawaii health official who verified copies of Mr. Obama's birth certificate. In 2014, he asked hackers to access Mr. Obama's college records and check his place of birth. And then as recently as this month, Mr. Trump did not back away from his passport of the birth or cause. Quote, I don't talk about it because if I talk about that, your whole thing will be about that, end quote, Trump said. So I don't talk about it. And this was in
2016?
2016.
Yeah. So
Hey,
cute.
don't talk about it no more.
Well, but that's him. He's still agreeing with it.
Yeah, but I mean, but it's not like
Ooh,
he was
he's so
pushing it.
cute.
I mean, maybe
cute
he
laugh,
found out
cute
he was
giggle.
wrong and he didn't want to admit it. Like for a while, like the shit didn't come out.
This is so funny. Destruction of our destruction of our democracy. Ooh,
there was a shit ton of people at the time
Please.
saying that it wasn't real or that he wasn't actually born here. So they released it, and then there was.
I'm not affected by this because I'm privileged.
Like it was copied from another thing. That's the whole reason that shit came out. It was a big thing. Like at one time, I even remember when I was little hearing about it, them talking about it on the news, and I mean that's back when we watched CNN. But I mean, there's other things you said though. Hold on, let me see. You said about.
I got 12 more callers, Steve. Do you want another one?
Give him one more thing before we bring in another DGGer to give the most tepid
I'll just do my.
I got Asmoners.
Yeah, we'll
best
see.
one real quick. Let's see my best one. Damn, there's a shit ton. Okay, so when you say that stuff about fuck. Okay, when you say that stuff about what's his name? Rich guy, Elon.
Yeah.
Do you can you really blame him for
what?
Doge not working?
Yes.
Yes.
How?
What?
His cars are getting firebombed. He's attacked maliciously in the media. There's people stopping other people that just drive his cars and keying them. Always being attacked. His life threatened. His company's tanking because people are blowing up his car or firebombing his dealerships. And being sued out the fucking ass 100 times by several different people. And
yes, blah 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 blah. We feel so bad for the richest man in the world. Wow. Asmongold simps when they're forced to criticize someone who's rich, who is on their side, okay? But all the other times, oh no, it's the pharmaceutical companies that are trying to make money off of poor people. Oh, it's the media. Oh, it's the X and Y, rich, wealthy motherfuckers that are taking advantage of the American people. Oh, wait, but when it comes to Elon Musk, no, darling baby, not Elon. Oh, Elon, oh, darling baby, it's okay. It's all right. Oh, Elon, Musk can never do anything wrong. It's okay. He's just innocent. He's just a baby. Oh my God, Elon and Trump, both of them.
Just for accessing the records to even begin to audit.
Epic, dude.
Nice. How's that his fault? How can you blame him for failing when he tried everything he could, and he even tried to even though he stepped down, left his people there so that they could update the infrastructure, the way that the shit runs. But people tried to say he was trying to steal information and all this shit. How's that his fault? Of course, it was a good idea. People that can still do it, they left the people there to do a little bit of it. But how's that his fault?
Here's this is a general issue, I guess, that I have. This is going to be really negative later. I'm sorry, okay? But one of the biggest selling points that the conservatives have for their leadership is that you guys have the strong, manly men and the based people with the big backbones to do the thing that needs to be done. When I look at founding stories and American history, it's usually a lot of these people are people that acted with just an insane amount of bravery, courage, intelligence. When you look at all of the problems that beset Washington's army when he had to cross the Delaware and all these people wanted to leave and Philadelphia was thinking that the war was lost, all of these people are fighting against insurmountable odds. Okay, and in U.S. history, it's been like that over and over and over and over again. It's been fighting against these huge odds. When Reagan went to the wall in East Germany and said, Gorbachev, tear down this wall, it's the Soviet Union is this massive thing. People didn't know it was going to collapse, right? And then when it comes time to talk about Trump and it comes time to talk about Elon, it's so many excuses. Well, wasn't the media mean to him? Well, in Elon, didn't they firebomb 7 cars? And didn't they say these bad things? And wouldn't you be mad? And and it's why is it so many excuses? Motherfucker, these guys are the richest people in the world. Elon Musk almost has a net worth of $1 trillion. This guy is so rich. These people have so many resources, and these are supposed to be the people leading us into a better tomorrow. And we're treating them like they're Twitter celebs. Well, if so many people mean tweeted at this guy, doesn't it make sense that he would also have this reaction? Why can't we expect more or better from these people? Maybe the president of the United States shouldn't be suing
the bigotry of low expectations, right? Yeah.
People or pressuring people because they said bad things about him on the news. Or maybe Elon Musk, the richest guy on the planet, shouldn't be upset that people are mad at him because he's participating in one of the most divisive administrations in U.S. history. That's not a surprising thing. If these people aren't cut out for the job, then they just shouldn't do it. And more importantly, people like you shouldn't support them doing it. I don't understand how you can have this constant stream of excuses for these people who need to man the fuck up and do their job and not cry all the time about people being mean to them on social media. Just log the fuck off.
That's not it. People firebombing them. 53% of people at the time of liberals said that Trump, it'd be okay to murder Trump, and 47% said it'd be okay to murder Elon Musk.
Yeah, and Trump is trumpeting out that it'd be okay to try and execute sitting congressmen. It was
and Trump is still alive. What's your point?
like 10 cars. Who cares?
Okay, you're right. You're right. Yeah, you're right.
I'm just saying, I don't understand how there are so many excuses for these people. Like, why can't they just do their fucking job? Like, put the job in the bag and do your job as a government official. I can't. Otherwise, like, get them out and bring somebody in who's not going to cry all the time. I don't remember. Obama got attacked relentlessly by the media. Maybe not as much as Trump, but Trump is just doing so many crazy fucking things. Like, that's to be expected. You know, like, it's just crazy to me because it feels like an analog to some extent, except everybody swapped roles, where Trump is the black community and conservatives have become liberals, and Trump is out here committing all these crimes, doing all these horrible things, and then the conservatives are like, well, I don't know why you guys are going after him so much, and it's like, well, because he's doing all the fucking crime. But like, if you flip this onto some racial thing, you flip this onto crime stuff, liberals are like, why do you guys go after black people all the time? Because it's like, well, let's be realistic, they're committing all the crime. But you understand it there, but then when it comes to Trump, like, nobody has done the things that he's doing. Nobody has been as antagonistic as he's being. Nobody has done these same things as crazily and over and over and over again. Like, why did Trump, like, I'm curious, in your mind, why didn't Trump run with the same vice president that he won last time with?
Because he didn't care if the motherfucker got murdered. I mean, that's crazy. Shit was crazy. That was horrible. It was bad.
So
that's part of his egotistical.
Yeah, egotistical, narcissistic, weak, like spineless. Like he's just not a good man. He's not a good person. Like, his family life is terrible. He lies. He makes names for people.
His kids are awesome. Everybody talks about how awesome his kids are.
He saw fucking porn stars while his wife was at home with her 2-month-old. How was this?
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Yeah, and his children are scammers, right?
What the fuck?
Not all of them. Maybe one of them.
They're his children. His actual...
No, Ivanka's the shit. I mean, bro, you should hear the way people talk about his.
I'm gonna need you to explain that, okay? Ivanka is the shit. Why? Why specifically Ivanka?
Children.
His
children are awesome. People that don't like him. Bill Maher. There's people that talk about his children that they couldn't believe that those kids came from Donald Trump.
They're scammers. Wow. All of them are in scam businesses. We got the scam cell phone that nothing is coming out. We've got Witkoff and the scam crypto stuff and all the scam.
I don't like Witkoff. Witkoff's a piece of shit. I mean, Trump's not. I don't like. I just like Trump because directionally he's
directionally. Thank you, Brianna Wu. Directionally. Wow, I haven't heard that one in a while. Directionally.
He's got it. He's doing the right shit.
The direction is into the ground. There's not going to be any legislation about immigration. There's not going to be any balanced budget. There's not going to be any legislation about housing price or anything else.
Falling for it again.
I don't know if Trump knows what Congress is.
No. But I mean, look, if he doesn't, if the Democrats will literally never vote for anything, like, what's the point? And also, isn't Trump in the executive branch?
Yeah.
Okay, that's the legislative branch. That's their job.
No, but you work with them. You're the leader. No, but you work with them. He doesn't use them because he's trying to do it all on his own via executive order.
Well, that's because that's because the Democrats will not pass anything.
Well, you better start liking it.
Why was Biden able to get the Republicans to pass stuff? You have to work with them. What has Trump even presented them?
Crazy.
What is Trump has presided over 2 of the longest shutdowns in all of government history. Is that just a coincidence?
Yes,
it's because of the Democrats?
The first one was because he wanted to. Yes, it is because.
How is it always everybody else's fault but his? Even when they have a majority in Congress, it's still the Democrats' fault.
It literally is. It literally is just like some of the other shit's Trump's fault. They will not vote for anything that Trump wants. Just like with the no tax on tips. They said that was part of their campaign or campaign during.
Come on, at some point the buck has to stop with Trump.
At some point, fucking pass it because Trump,
at some point he has to have some responsibility. It's just a coincidence that 8 out of the 10 largest protests in American history happened under Donald Trump. Is that just because of the media?
That is because of the media and because Donald Trump falls for the crazy shit that the liberals out there protesting about. He falls for the bait.
The Republicans lost their House majority seat for the first time in any Congress in U.S. history. Was that the Democrats' fault? That McCarthy and all those guys, they lost their majority seat and they voted them out and it took like 30 votes to reseat somebody? It was like 3 weeks.
It's their own fault for changing the rules
they
be
did
able to do it.
But this is all like MAGA shit. These guys are all...
That wasn't MAGA. That was when Trump... They were like... they changed that rule whenever Trump was ousted, when Trump wasn't supposed to be part of the party anymore. But I don't want you to be mad at me. I love you.
I love you too, buddy.
Appreciate listening to you.
Yep.
Hopefully I can talk to you again one day. All right. Thank you.
Thanks for coming on and chatting. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
This was just sad. I think this just makes me feel sad. Like that one specifically. Like this one wasn't even funny. Like this guy, I think he was being genuine. Like I don't think he was lying at any point here. And in addition, he was like a genuine Destiny fan. He was also a genuine Destiny fan. Dude, cognitive dissonance is a really powerful thing. I think it needs to be studied. I think it genuinely needs to be studied because wow, I actually did not know cognitive dissonance was this powerful until now. It's sadder the smarter the person person is. Who is the one that said that? Who is the one that said that it's smarter people that fall for these things more often? Who is the one that said that? I'm pretty sure it was somebody that said that. That the smarter that you are, the more often you fall for these kinds of things because you feel as though you're more confident in your decision making and your opinions. So therefore you don't feel like you're gonna be fooled, right? Like you have this kind of like self-delusion about yourself. Fuck me, dude.
You're gone. All right.
So sad.
GLOBBY is the next one, and they're a real Asmon viewer, is what I'm told.
A real Asmon viewer. Oh boy.
GLOBBY.
Great.
Wait, I have this person blocked, so they must be a real Asmon viewer. Hold on.
Oh
I gotta
no.
block 'em? Hold on.
Is this gonna
No,
be
I have to unblock
cinema?
him.
It's gonna
Okay.
be cinema, isn't
Yeah,
it?
All right.
All right, GLOBBY, go ahead.
Oh no.
All right.
Oh, no,
so I'm a
dude.
long-time
Oh, no.
follower, long-time viewer. Like I remember the Baneling analogy and your poggers.
And you are an Asmongold viewer now, right?
I am an Asmongold viewer. I was checked at the gates, and they checked my papers, and they verified I'm an Asmongold viewer.
Based.
So I like Asmongold. I like you. I don't think Asmongold is as bad as you think he says, and you're pretty cool yourself.
Okay, guys. All right. It's time to take out your fucking phones, okay? Because I know that you guys are listening to this in the background and you're falling asleep, okay? Take out your fucking phones, okay? Right the fuck now. And it's time to like the stream, okay? Because Magabest is telling me, and if I don't do what Magabest tells me to do, I'm gonna get fucked. So make sure to hit the like button immediately or I will perish, okay? Physically, emotionally speaking, okay?
Obviously, I've had the benefit of being able to watch your stream for like the last hour and being able to look at sources to show that you're wrong in a couple of things.
Okay.
So you said, and I quote, I feel Italians are the perfect example of everything horrible for an immigrant group.
I feel like, wait,
organized crime.
could you repeat that? I feel like what was the second word you said? I feel like.
I feel Italians are the perfect
Italians. Okay,
example
What?
of everything horrible for an immigrant group.
Mhm.
They have the largest organized crime, Little Italy's. I don't think we ever banned Italian immigration or stopped Italian immigration. So the 1924 Immigration Act, specifically, I don't know if it's specifically targeted, but it definitely had a massive impact on Italian immigration. It actually had the biggest impact on Italian immigration.
Okay. Did we mass
to
deport
stop
any of them afterwards?
I don't know if we mass deported them afterwards, but
Okay.
But we restricted the immigration because we don't like them.
Okay.
Just want to bring that up.
Gotcha.
What was the point of that?
Of all the ethnic groups, another one, has there ever been a white one or darker ones? So you were talking with the guy, like, I guess 2 hours now, about whether or not Trump has picked out white people or non-brown/dark people out of the crowd. Trump has many times over been anti-European, anti-NATO, specifically anti-Germany, many times.
This guy's going to be a little bit special.
I would just want to bring that
I
up.
can tell.
Obviously, Trump isn't just picking out Somalians and Venezuelans and basically brown people, but he's also been anti-white people in general. I don't think that necessarily Trump is a racist. He's also gone out of his ways to be like, hey,
what?
There's problems with these quote-unquote white countries as well.
I don't necessarily disagree with that for Trump. I feel like I've heard Asmongold make statements. I was going to watch some clips between those just to refresh my mind relating to white people. I feel like Trump is more xenophobic than just strictly racist. But I do feel like there's a very disproportionate focus on brown countries, though. So like when he tries to do his like Muslim bans multiple times, when he talks about, was it Somalia or some other country being a shithole country? When he thought like a Mexican American judge couldn't like rule favorably in his case because they would be too biased. When he talks about, it's okay to, Vance was the one who said it was okay to make up information about Haitians eating cats and dogs.
Headline. What the hell?
I feel like directionally, it's generally pointed in that direction. The Haiti
Directionally,
stuff.
Directionally.
Yeah, I mean, it would be natural to point in that direction considering, obviously,
oh
people
my
who are
god,
first world nation probably
directionally.
have less.
Oh my god.
I guess
Woohoo.
less of a relationship with people from third world countries, right? So I would anticipate there would be more criticism towards the 80% of the population rather than the 20%, right?
Can you clarify what you mean by that?
Yeah, I mean, like, obviously, like, white people are like 10% of the world population, right?
Okay.
So you would anticipate that 90% of his critique of quote unquote foreigners would be like 90% non-whites and 10% whites, right? Probably.
Maybe. I don't know if that would apply necessarily to immigrant groups in the United States, but I guess backing up, my big issue isn't it would still be the targeting of these groups, but I think my big issue is the fact that so many of the things that he brings up are just like lies and they're okay with it. So like that whole the whole concept of Haitians or anybody eating dogs, like all of that was based on one guy going to some city council thing and basically just making a bunch of shit up like on a Facebook post. Like there was never any proof of anybody eating cats or dogs in the street, like a couple random weird videos that didn't show that at all.
I see. They never caught me. Gotcha.
All got posted and people thought it was, but that was just not a true thing. So when you're making up false things,
bro, how is he doing this? How is Stephen what the fuck? Hello? What am I doing wrong in this game?
Things to attack groups of people who all happen to be non-white. Like at some point, it looks a little bit sussy, I would say, or we're probably past the sussy thing. The whole Trende Aragua and MS-13 thing, even though conservatives will rewrite memory hole or rewrite history now, like he talks about these things like these were like every American was freaking the fuck out about Trende Aragua and MS-13. I don't think that was the case. I think that these were problems that he wanted everybody to care about, and they repeated it so often. Now people are like obsessively thinking about or worried about like MS-13 or Trende Aragua, but these were not like huge problems that the American people were so worried about. I don't believe that's true.
Yeah, I don't necessarily know about any of that. I just wanted to bring up the points that Trump obviously has targeted ethnic groups or groups of people that are non-minority pretty often, especially when it comes to anti-NATO and anti-European sentiment.
Sure, but that's a different thing. That's foreign policy, not necessarily domestic policy. Like foreign policy-wise, I could say the easy thing to point to would be Ukraine, right? In that he hasn't been good at helping those white people.
Yeah, sure. I just took issue with the particular statements you made. Like, obviously, he has targeted ethnic groups that are not immigrant, not brown, etc. Right?
Sure, I get, but I'm talking when I'm talking. The reason why I say xenophobic and not racist, though, like it's kind of weird to talk about like xenophobic foreign policy. Like I feel like xenophobia is almost always going to apply to your own domestic population because xenophobia is usually like keeping outsiders out and only allowing your own group in, kind of.
Is sussy an argument or like a position?
What do you mean?
Wait, why is this guy blocked?
As in, it appears that his xenophobia is like somewhat, well, sometimes it can be racially motivated for Asmongold, I think. I don't know as much for Trump. It kind of feels like it's a little bit racially motivated, yeah. But Trump, my criticisms about Trump are generally that of xenophobia, not usually racism. I don't know about Asmongold sometimes. It's weird when he starts making... Whenever I hear people start making arguments about how like these people have a different type of culture and they can't assimilate or whatever as well as other people, I feel like I've heard Asmongold say things about like, well, if you come from this country, you're not going to assimilate as well, you know, coming from other countries. That starts to get a little bit weird because I don't know how far they're taking that. But it's also hard because these people live in echo chambers.
You don't think that's true? That some countries have a better tendency than others to assimilate?
Generally speaking, I think that's probably true. I would imagine on average, if you were to take like an average like Somali and an average German and put them in the United States, the German.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if that's true, right? But it's about how much does it matter? Does it matter that they have an easier time or harder time assimilating, right? Does that make sense, guys? So you I think that you have to concede on the point that, oh yeah, like some ethnicities, especially neighboring countries, right, who are more familiar with the culture, are going to have an easier time assimilating, right? But at the same time, I mean, I feel as though you have to concede as well that, you know, does that really matter in the end? Does that really matter in the end? If everybody eventually assimilates and everybody, you know, gets it, like, and immigrants are still going to be a net good, right? Don't you think that, like, again, it's just worth it to spend the time to teach them how to assimilate and to stimulate your economy and to improve your workforce and to improve everything and your military might, et cetera, right? Yeah.
We're probably on average gonna...
Is it true that to the point where they literally cannot assimilate? Yeah, exactly. Like, even people who wear like religious garb, okay, like they all assimilate, like all of them will assimilate, right? You're like the Borg, okay? You just swallow everybody up.
Assimilate better. But the big issue that nobody ever talks about when it comes...
You know what? I wish that people would be as pro-immigration as the Borg, okay? Do not resist. Your blah, 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 blah is our own now. Your everything, do blah, 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 right? Can't people just be more like the Borg and just like assimilate? Why does it have to be so difficult? Like, come on.
When it comes to immigration, is we never get averages from other countries, right? We're generally always getting...
What are you doing?
Exceptional people from other countries. Because it's a long journey to immigrate here, right? Coming across an ocean. Like you just go to Europe if you were poor or you're trying to like illegal immigrate. We don't have a bunch of illegal immigrants from Africa coming to the United States.
Oh, he's using cautious shield because cautious augment because that can carry more, I think, right? Yeah, it can carry 24 slots. Wait, 26. So okay, so cautious can carry 31. Oh, cautious can carry 2 more. I'll try it.
Where we when I talk about Trump, I'm generally focusing on the xenophobic thing, but my arguments about Trump aren't necessarily the same about Asmongold all the time. Just differentiate between those two things, yeah.
Well, right, like, is it that immoral to be like, hey, like, a particular, like, I'm not going to say race, but like a perceived race, like...
No.
If, like, a perceived race has...
No.
like values that are not in line with the values of the country that you're in, right? And there's another one of a
Tell
perceived
us
race that
more.
they definitely do.
Go
right?
on.
I mean, do you think it's okay to discriminate against one or another?
Just
Like.
So
like,
wait, hold on. Okay, so this is a big issue that I have. Okay, is that like, okay, this is the reason why I hate conservatives the most. Okay, and people like Asmongold the most is because I think that there's actually good conversation that could happen here that I think needs to happen, but we can't have it because all of the people that are having it are just racist or xenophobic. So like, I actually think that there's a valid conversation to be had about having like a certain value.
We have an hour left to go. Holy shit!
You set for Americans that people coming to this country should probably share. Now I don't know how specific I would make this or not specific, but like for instance, somebody who wants to.
Should I just save this for tomorrow? By the way, Macabest, you don't have to start editing on this one if I'm saving it for tomorrow. Although to be fair, you can edit on what I already have, and then tomorrow when I finish it, you can just like append this onto like the end. Is that okay with you? Because oh my god, this is so fucking long. Especially this guy. This guy is like, why was he blocked? Like he doesn't seem too extreme, I think, right? This vid is blackpilling kind of, yeah, but we have to watch it because I actually want to make anti-Asmongold propaganda. Like that is actually a little project of mine to make anti-Asmongold propaganda on purpose, because like I do believe, I actually unironically believe that Asmongold is horrible for the political environment, and he's worse than Hassan when it comes to that. But I can't just demonstrate it by saying it, right? Like I have to demonstrate it through action, right? I have to dedicate at least some time to it, right? So which is exactly why like I think showcasing his viewers like world like viewpoints and like how fucking retarded it is like helpful, right? Anyway, I'm gonna play until the end of this round, and then I'm gonna stop it wherever it's gonna be stopped. Okay, good luck.
Who thinks that like murder should be legal is probably not somebody I would say who's like compatible with American culture, and I think it's okay to have that argument. But when that argument seems to only apply to ethnic groups from a group of people who seem to be.
I prefer the whole Asmongold fan calls thing to be one video, or do you prefer part 1 and part 2? Up to you, okay? I'll leave the decision making for that up to you. We can actually all start it into one video, I think. I think that's possible. Yeah. Yeah, it's up to you, okay? I'll just leave that up to you. Is that okay?
Like xenophobic against just certain ethnicities,
That's going to be a very long video.
Hard to have that conversation.
But, yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean it makes sense. I mean. Maybe a little bit.
Or what part of that doesn't make sense?
6 hours? Yeah, 6 hours, 7 hours of content? Holy shit,
you're not 18,
dude.
right? How old are you? Can you say how old you are?
Holy fuck.
I'm 30.
Okay, so like here's the thing that I think. Okay, I think that it would be fascinating to go back through the COVID time period and look at how everything was handled prospectively to see if there were better decisions that could have been made. That conversation has never and will never, maybe like 30 years in the future, maybe it'll happen, but it can't happen because when we talk about COVID lockdowns, it's all like New World Order, Illuminati, locking us in our homes because they had it. Like that's it. There's no real conversation that can happen there. But I think there is a lot of interesting public data that we could mine epidemiologically to be like, well, was the school shutdown, was that a good idea or a bad idea? Was should we have had a 50-state rule or not? Like, I think these are, was something too long or not long enough? Should we have mandated vaccines or not? Or, I think these are interesting questions. But because the conservatives are so brain broken on all of it, we can't talk about any of it. That drives me crazy.
I mean, you think you can't have these conversations with the conservatives?
No, you can't. Absolutely cannot. No.
I mean, I've had plenty of conversations with them plenty of times about all of these topics.
Really? Where?
Each color's own chapter? Jesus Christ.
r/conservative Discord server.
But yeah, he just said something really profoundly retarded. But anyway, we're going to ignore that for now, okay? By the way, yeah, especially include the part where like the actual person who called into this one also called in, okay? Oh my god, that vacationers guy is fucking nuts. That guy was trying to convince me that he was a troll this entire time. What, dude, are you actually like fucking, I can't believe he did that. Like, why the fuck would you ever do anything like that? God, you sound so retarded. Holy shit. Sorry.
I'm curious because you're in that server now, and I'll wait a minute. Stupid. Is it possible that you could control F COVID or anything else and screenshot one of those combos and just paste it in this chat? And that combo, you're having a conversation on what should good lockdown policy have been like, where nobody brings up, well, we know that they just used it to control our lives, and we know they were just trying to close down the churches, and we know they just wanted to kill old people.
Dude, oh my god.
Those conversations
I can't believe it.
I know that there are.
I can't believe that's happened.
That shit. I know there's definitely.
That's kind of a crazy moment for me because it's like, wait, hold on. People actually watch my streams. People actually notice my presence to the point where they want to hop on to like say that I'm just pretending to be retarded. Like people actually take that into account. I'm like, whoa, okay, maybe I do like have more influence than I thought. But it's like, yeah.
Like schizos who say that kind of shit and who believe the most off the wall bullshit.
Well, you say schizos, that's the mainstream conservative position.
I don't believe that's the case.
So you think the mainstream? Wait. wait. The mainstream conservative position is not that Fauci lied, people died.
I don't think that the mainstream conservative position is that, hey, like it was a pandemic and it was a lab leak on purpose, and like Fauci went out there and did that. I don't think that that's the case at all. I think there's schizos who believe that, and they're way overrepresented. But I don't think the mainstream belief is that.
Oh, thanks.
Percentage of conservatives who believe COVID was planned. Plandemic is probably one of the more extreme, but let's see.
Would
Okay.
hoax be a better term then?
Maybe. Well, no, plandemic and hoax are kind of the same. So,
Same.
I don't know where this is at now. This is July 24th, 2020 data.
We just don't live in the shared reality, okay? It's okay. It's
Where are we
not
at?
okay.
Republicans. So this is saying that 48%. Wait, no, that's high school lives. No, hold on.
Pandemic.
This is all U.S. adults.
See, that's the problem, is that Republicans and conservatives and not Trump, fuck me, because Russia gave him all of his talking points. Like, these guys are all really, really good at coming up with these stupid fucking names, okay? Like, these absolutely remedial, retarded names they come up with, and then it sticks because it's very catchy, right? Sleepy Joe, Crooked, Hillary, like, these names stick because it's funny, right? Again, this is why, like, you need to be more influencer entertainment minded, right? Sorry.
Wait. Definitely true. Okay. Okay, definitely true, probably true,
hello.
probably not true, definitely not true. So 24% of conservatives, am I reading this correctly, believe that there's some truth that COVID-19 was planned. Even 18% of fucking liberals and Democrats believe that. But 1/4, and that was back in July of 2020. Has this gotten better or worse? Oh, no, wait, I'm so...
Send it to me.
Conservative mod, wait, cons mod, rep, lean, rep. Wait, I'm so retarded.
Like I'll grant you.
Oh, wait, this is a
that more
conservative Democrat?
Yeah.
Hold on. Is it 34% of Republicans or lean Republican believe it? Okay, conservative, moderate Democrats. You're right. I'm sorry. So it's 18% of Democrats and it's 34% of Republicans believe that COVID-19 was planned. And that's like the more extreme version. That's crazy. And that was back in 2020.
What did they mean by planned?
That
study.
So this is what they give as a thing here. I don't know what the exact question asked is. We could probably try to find it, but they say percentage of U.S. adults who think the theory that the coronavirus outbreak was intentionally planned by powerful people is ...
We are lost.
I mean, I would need to look into it. I mean, I don't think, from my personal experience, I've spoken to a lot of people. I would agree that on the COVID conspiracy theories, conservatives have it probably worse than liberals, obviously, right? But I don't think it would be mainstream. I think when you go online and you talk with people, it's a lot more prevalent. But I don't think it's mainstream that it was like an intentional pandemic from people in power to do whatever else.
Like the White House official website literally has publishing on like lab leak, the true origin of COVID-19. They say the proximal origin of SARS-CoV-2 publication, which was used repeatedly by public health officials and the media to discredit the lab leak theory, was prompted by Dr. Fauci to push the preferred narrative that COVID-19 originated naturally. And then they have this whole page on some of these things are just straight up lies. Like they literally have a page on how these scientific publications were lies and our fucking conspiracy theory is true. They bring up this eco-health bullshit. Dr. Peter Daszak.
Jesus.
This is insane to me. Like this is a White House Talk Up website. I don't know if there are current numbers on who believes this, but I mean, we could also do the social, they even have things here. So social distancing, the 6 feet apart social distancing recommendation, which shut down schools and small business across the country. It was arbitrary and not based on science. During closed door testimony, Dr. Fauci testified that the guidance sort of just appeared. The mask mandates, there was no conclusive evidence that masks effectively protected Americans from COVID-19. Public health officials flip-flopped on the efficacy of masks without providing Americans scientific data, causing a massive uptick in public distrust.
Is it coming from a lab? Like, is this suggestion that it comes from a lab
like
is like evidence of a pandemic? Does that make sense?
Not necessarily, and I don't even have necessarily an issue with people thinking that. It's that they're saying there was an intentional conspiracy to cover up the origins of it, led by Dr. Fauci. That's too much. That's a retard position.
Okay, so like obviously Fauci knew, and like he prevented the information from passing down. Like that's retarded. But like me being like maybe it came from a lab is like fine.
Maybe. I mean, I would just consider a person uninformed at that point, not like a conspiracy theorist or crazy person. But like this, Dr. Fauci arbitrarily and intentionally covering stuff up. That's the position that is on the whitehouse.gov website. So to say that this is like a conspiracy position or not mainstream, like...
Do you think Donald Trump is a radical, or do you think he's like middle of the pack?
Well, it's a kind of a begging the question thing. It's kind of hard to define that. Like, is Donald Trump a radical? I mean, definitionally, I would say in some contexts, well, yeah, MAGA is radical. But in other contexts, like, well, they're not radical. It's the majority opinion on the right. So it's like definitionally not radical, right?
If there was a scale of 0 being like the most liberal, 100 being like the most, I guess, conservative, NatSoc, whatever you want to be, where do you think Donald Trump falls in that?
I'm so bad.
Just roughly.
The reason why I don't have a good
leader from another country.
Well, the reason why I don't have a good answer to this is because I actually don't think it's easy to qualify Trump there. I think Trump is just very, very, very narcissistic, and I think his narcissism is what guides most of his decisions. So, like if tomorrow a poll came out that 100% of Americans wanted socialized healthcare, and all of them would think that Donald Trump is the funniest, coolest guy ever, and they'd all follow him on Truth Social. If he did that, I think Trump would work to pass social healthcare tomorrow. So it's hard to say. I think he acts all of his actions in accordance. I think are in the direction of authoritarian dictator type person, but I think that's a byproduct of his ignorance and narcissism, and not like him thinking like I'm going to be an authoritarian type leader, like somebody like Stephen Miller would be. So it's hard to put Trump, because he's so stupid. It's hard to assign to him or ascribe to him like a strong.
Anywhere on the spectrum, he's just like I just want people to like me, or he just wants a particular set of people to like me.
Yeah.
So I mean, where would you?
Oh shit.
Because obviously he has very, very, very right wing opinions, right?
Does he?
On some things, but does he on what? I can't think of one that comes to mind.
Sure. I think it's really hard to because
probably
it's,
immigration.
Maybe. I mean, look at the whole H-1B fiasco, right? Like he was pretty economically oriented on that, right?
Right, but to order the Border Patrol and Immigration and Customs Enforcement to deport so many people, that would require somebody that is, I think, really, really, really committed to some form of idea about something, right?
I don't know.
I would never see a Mitt Romney.
Sure, for sure, but I don't think it's because he would want to do that.
Right.
I would have to think about this maybe a lot more, but the reason why I just don't view it that strongly is I think that Trump is a guy who's heavily driven by his own narcissism, and I think he looks for things that he considers to be easy wins. So even when people like Fuentes and all these types are very quick to ascribe Adelson or whatever, the Jew influence on Trump, I don't actually think Trump gives a fuck about Jews. He just sees Israel as they're always going to win, so of course he's going to back them. That's why. And then same thing with Ukraine, Russia. I don't think that Trump is necessarily Russian oriented, or he thinks that Putin is a good guy and he wants to be friends with Russia because he supports Russian interests. He just sees Russia's probably going to win, and Putin butters his goose or whatever the fuck. There's a saying there that I don't know, but yeah, that's how I view it. He's just driven. So it's hard to ascribe a particular ideology. I don't think he hates Ukraine or hates Zelensky. He just hates that that conflict is still going on, and there's not an easy win that he can eke out there. That's why he gets really mad at Putin when Putin starts bombing shit again after saying that they've gotten a peace deal figured out.
I mean, I can see that.
Look at the Mamdani flip. That was just insane to me. That was so embarrassing. The Mamdani talks to him for 5 minutes, and he's basically deep-throating him, on camera afterwards. I think it's crazy.
Well, you're going to hate Mamdani today, because Mamdani completely denounced what he fucking did. So yeah, that'll be funny to watch.
Yes.
How do you feel about right-wing extremism and left-wing extremism?
I think they're both bad, but I think that we see what the right wants us to see. Left-wing extremism is bad in that the ideas are bad, but it's not a real thing. Whereas right-wing extremism is controlling the country. Who has more popular support in law right now? People like Hassan or people like Asmongold? Hassan and the Tankies have gotten nothing politically for the past 10 years.
Aha! I was the one that gave him this point. Oh my god, I'm so happy. Sorry, not sorry. I probably wasn't the one that gave him this point, but it's rather enough people pushed it to the point where I feel like he can't deny it anymore, right? So the point specifically is that Asmongold is worse than Hassan, okay? Just so you know, you heard it here first, okay? All right, just so you know. All right, I was the one that made that one first, okay? That Asmongold is worse than Hassan, okay? I'm just saying, okay? I'm just saying. All right, it is a diabolical self-glaze, okay? But I think I deserve it. I'm pretty sure he was on stream when I told him I legitimately think that Asmongold is worse than Hassan, and in almost every way. In almost every way, pretty much. Yeah. And it doesn't even come close, actually. And not me again, right? Because there's a bunch of loner box people who also support this idea, by the way. Again, just not just me, but at the same time, it's a pretty important point. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
MAGA
I don't care.
runs everything in the government, kind of.
Well, I would say that obviously Asmongold has its problems,
I will
but it's
myself.
because his spread and his influences way outpaces Hassan, right? Obviously Hassan, if his views were as mainstream or as popular as Asmongold, I would probably argue would be worse.
I don't necessarily disagree, I think, but I'm just saying that in terms of like whose opinions are more proper or are more popularly represented right now in the country.
I would say a lot of Destiny's takes are from other people, but he is the only one that could probably debate them as well as he could, right? Yeah, like in a live debate format.
It seems to be that like people like Asmongold, most of their shit is
there's nothing wrong with taking
mainstream,
ideas,
right? That's what I'm saying. MAGA's mainstream.
You know, how well can you put it?
Nowhere to be found in government. Do you agree with that or disagree with that?
I thought that was kind of my
Tinkies
game.
are way
Like,
rarer
what the
than
fuck?
like MAGA.
Well, non-existent in government.
There's a lot of yeah. There's probably no. I mean, I'm sure there's some Democrats who are Tinkies, but they don't necessarily own up to all those all that stuff. Maybe a couple, but like
really
I
silly.
don't necessarily
Holy
think of
shit.
Tinkies.
Maybe like Ellen Omar and Rashid Tlaib, maybe. But
Well,
like,
obviously Tinkies, we're talking about 5% versus like a MAGA, which is like 35% or something, right?
wait, what do you mean? MAGA's like
What?
half the country if they support Trump, no?
Bro, he's actually delusional.
Well,
This
I don't
guy's
necessarily think
crazy.
that because you vote for Trump that you're MAGA.
Oh my god.
Right.
I mean,
what?
If we're gonna use, if we're
So
gonna
I've
use
done,
that,
like political door knocking, plenty of.
I'm sorry, but if you're a moderate, if you're a self-defined moderate and you voted for Trump, you're MAGA, okay? It doesn't matter. Have you voted for Trump? Okay. Do you regret your vote for Trump? No? Okay, you're MAGA, right? It matters to me not like what your ideas are. It matters to me not what your actual beliefs are. If you voted for Trump, but then you don't like regret it, or you voted for Trump and you still support it, then as far as I'm concerned, you're MAGA, right? It doesn't matter whether or not you define yourself to be a liberal and you define yourself to be a moderate, or you define yourselves to be a neo-Nazi, or define yourselves to a communist, okay? If you vote for Trump, you're MAGA. You're MAGA, actually. You know, I'm an anti-gatekeeper, okay? I'm an anti-gatekeeper like Asmongold, all right? I fundamentally believe that we shouldn't gatekeep the MAGA, okay? The MAGA crowd, all right? Have it be as much of a large tent as you could, okay?
Times, and many people are like, hey, like I fucking hate Trump, but I'm voting Republican because I feel like this way on abortion or this way on these topics. I mean, in my personal experience, it's like probably 10 to 15 to maybe even 20% of the population.
sure. Let me just, if I'm just looking at like power in terms of control of the country right now, MAGA has a huge, what I would consider to be like the far right or extreme right has a huge influence, and the extreme left has zero influence. Do you disagree with that position?
I wouldn't say huge and zero. I would say maybe 2 or 3 times to 4 times as much of an influence. I think there's.
I would say 1,000 times. Who on the far left has any influence in American politics?
They got one mayor.
Not even, and that's even he's like, you know, reaching
we're
out.
Talking elected officials.
Yes.
How many elected officials?
They
are
can
on the far
exercise
left?
politics in the United States. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, definitely MAGA is way overrepresented in that category.
Yeah, not 4 or 3 times, but like 100 or 1,000 times,
no,
right?
I would agree. Probably 100 times, yeah.
Okay.
But I would go on further to, like, it's not necessarily about how many elected officials you have in it. I think the Republican Party over the last 10 to 15 years has definitely gone through some kind of
Things are circumstantially
transformation,
Tinkies.
transfiguration, something,
Yeah, but
right, to
that
where
means
people
nothing,
from
right?
like these radical voices can like go into it. And I don't think the Democrat Party is that far behind. I think
Wait, on the you're saying the far
maybe-
left can gain like notoriety or influence or whatever?
Well, I think maybe in 10 years it definitely could be the case.
Huh?
Right? I don't think it's
Oh.
like some. I don't think just because this is the
asshole.
case now doesn't mean like in maybe 10 years it couldn't be completely not flipped, but it couldn't be much more equal, much more even.
I mean, it could be, but why would I even consider a hypothetical problem
Broken shield
when I have a real problem right now?
What the hell?
Well, because if we went 15 years back in the past, we
Fucking
wouldn't be having
hell.
this conversation. Nobody would have thought that the position that we're in would have been the position we are in
All
now.
right, no shield, I guess.
Well, sure, but then I would just.
I
but then
think
would
that
have
definitely there's a radicalization.
We would have a different conversation 15 years ago. I agree with you, but but we're not 15 years ago. We're now, so I'm having this conversation now, right?
Right.
Bro, the Tinkies aren't even a thing, bro. Like, what do I mean by that? I mean, like, they don't practice politics on the same level as repubs, and it's not even close, right? Like on the same level as neo-Nazis or some shit, right? Oh fuck. Anybody help me, please? But oh my god.
But my opinion about this is that more.
Hey, does
that,
anybody have a defib?
We happen to
Defib?
exist in an
Anybody?
environment where these talking points and this
Fuck.
argumentation would work, right? And I don't
come on.
necessarily think this will always
That's
be the
fucked
case.
up. That's fucked
right?
up.
Definitely, I could foresee a future
That's
in which
fucked up.
Democrats are like the far left is far more prominent than they are now.
Okay, and if that happens, then I'll talk about that.
For sure, yeah, I agree. I think that definitely the radical people on the right, like especially the anti-vaxxers, the whatever else you want to do, the pro-Jan 6
faster clicking, faster clicking, faster clicking, faster clicking, faster clicking, faster clicking,
that Asmongold
faster clicking, faster
supports these
clicking.
things.
But he supports directionally almost everything, it seems, from the Trump admin.
Come on.
Like, I think that if you were to ask him today, if you could
Hey,
choose...
can anybody stabilize me?
Like, in my
does anybody
mind,
have a
if you would still say that Donald Trump was a better choice over Kamala Harris at this point, I just think you're deeply politically unserious person.
Fuck.
Or like,
I just got unlucky. This is not a skill issue. I just got unlucky.
And it really doesn't matter how much lip service you pay to saying you're not a Trump supporter. Like, if at this point, you still believe that...
I should have brought Survivor after all. Oh my god, I should have brought Survivor after all.
Threatening allies to invade them... After unilaterally kidnapping a leader from a sovereign foreign country,
hey, can anybody help
alligator
me?
Alcatraz, after unmat, like there's just so much stuff. Where
I don't want to hop between topics like crazy ADHD style. But how do you feel about the Venezuela thing?
Not good.
Briefly.
What do you? Or what kind of an opinion?
For you to watch the
oh God,
Trump speech.
Yeah.
That's gonna be good.
I really should have brought Survivor. I should have brought the Survivor augment. I should have brought the Survivor augment.
Did you watch it?
I haven't yet. No.
I mean, he basically said like, "Hey, like we're gonna take the oil, we're gonna take this country, we're gonna run it for like."
Don't ruin it for him. It's gonna be good.
My bad. Spoilers.
No, it's gonna be good. Yeah.
But why do you not feel good about it?
Because I think that there is, if I were to ascribe any political ideology to Trump, which I don't, because I think he's just stupid, the only ideology I would ascribe to him, or the only reason I would say why he supports, kind of sort of like people like Putin, is because Trump fantasizes about this like illusory, like realpolitik type of world where what happens is if you're a strong country, you can do whatever the fuck you want to your neighbors. And if you're a weak country, you just basically have to sit there and fucking take it. And I think he likes the idea of that world because he's the leader right now of the strongest country in the world, indisputably and undisputably the strongest country in our hemisphere. It's like not even close. So when Donald Trump does these things of deposing...
Okay, let's save this. Oh my god. Yeah, I need to listen to this with a fresh brain. Holy shit. I feel like the brain rot is getting to me. Oh my god. I'll see you guys in the afterlife. Oh my god.